What's good, everybody? It's your boy Cisco, along with J Mac and Sean. Yes, that's not the illusion. Sean is back. Give it for Sean one time. Let's give it to Sean. Let's making it back, baby.
Yeah.
Any background there? What's going on, man? Sean, how
What's
you feeling,
going,
bro?
what's going on, brothers, man? Feeling a little bit better, but we're gonna make it through the night, man. How y'all doing? Thanks for holding it down while we were out, man.
Man, it's all good, man. How y'all doing, man?
Always excited to talk some sports, talk some shit, and keep things moving. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, a lot going on in the sports world today.
Okay, J Mac, what you got? What you got on the docket today?
We're gonna talk a little bit. Definitely gonna get into some NBA,
Sure.
some buyout stuff. We're gonna get into this KD and Michael Rappaport situation that's brewing in the NBA. We're also gonna talk about. We're gonna probably start off talking about the NBA in Africa.
NBA Africa, that's right. It's big news right there.
Yeah, there's a big announcement. Shout out to ESPN.com. They were on March 29th, a couple of days ago, they reported that the African League will debut May 16th in Rwanda, Africa.
Right, Rwanda, huh?
Yeah, man. A lot of people know or don't know the significance of Rwanda.
Right.
And all the things that went on was in the 60s, 70s.
I think it's more recent than that, but I think what you're saying though, it's the first time any major league has actually set up shop in Africa. Everybody's always been quote unquote exported. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. It's there's a lot of great players that came from Africa. But first, this league will include 12 teams across Africa, and they'll be playing like a inaugural season of 26 games. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a tournament. This is new news, but it's not new to the NBA. There's been talks as early as a few years ago about African leagues starting up in NBA, and that was before the pandemic. But
Right.
I have my reservations about it now because the pandemic is becoming, it's we don't really have a grasp on it yet. I know, people talking about the vaccines and some don't. And a little pushback here and there. It's a lot of confusion with health and safety. You'd asked me about 3 years ago, I'd have said, well, hell, they should have done it 5 years probably prior before that.
Okay. Hey, let me tell you some quick trivia, bro.
Yeah.
Let me check you and Sean's knowledge real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Who was I don't say the first. Who was the first point guard from Africa to win an MVP?
Steve Nash.
Fuck you, bro.
So you didn't think what?
Yeah,
didn't have time to look it up.
Sean told you that. He texted that information. That's what happened.
Yeah, now I will admit, Sean is the sports encyclopedia. That is just facts. I can't even begin to compete when it comes to that. But I know a lot of stupid, random shit that probably people don't even think of that I remember.
I got you. So they said they're gonna open up 12 teams in Africa.
Right.
Oh man. And did they say when it's projected to start, even though it's in the midst of the pandemic, which means that should mean, vaccines should be on the way, right? What do you think, Sean?
That would be my guess. Also, I think too, a lot of these other countries and continents probably did a better job than we did in the United States of getting control of it. Just in terms of, when they shut down, they actually did shut down, and they actually, did, shelter in place and things of that nature. So they probably are not having the same, COVID issues that we
Right.
had in the United States. So, I think that factors in. But, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how this rolls. I mean, Africa's obviously always been a continent rich with resources and things of that nature, and some of that is the fact that the NBA has benefited from a lot of talented players who've come from Africa, or whose parents maybe even have relocated to the U.S. from Africa, and are and are huge parts of the NBA. So it just made sense. And I remember it was probably about 3 years ago, maybe, or so. The NBA actually hosted a USA versus Africa game,
That's right.
and
Yeah, I remember
Akeem Olajuwon is Akeem Olajuwon and Dikembe Mutombo essentially, both played in that game. So, it's a huge, huge thing. And again, the NBA has um, benefited from talent over in Africa, and certainly will continue to do so. So, I think it's going to be interesting to see how this league is also a feeder system, for the NBA as well.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Hey, let's get some shout outs going. Hey, definitely shout out to Super Taj. Salute. Tiffany Ned, salute. True the King. He said, John down Cisco that question. It's not like you knew it either, True. But we'll let you in here in a second, bro. Maximize Sports Network, what's up? Of course, SB Talk, Sports Talk and CA3 Sports Talk. We always appreciate you guys here with your valid opinion or valued opinions.
Yeah, we appreciate the trolls too.
Oh, yeah, I saw it too.
All trolls are welcome.
Hey, I don't know this guy. Why are you doing? No one's watching on Twitch. I don't know. Why don't you give us a lesson, bitch? I'm just joking, bro. I'm scared.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, Sean, I just think that for them to announce it and have a date on it as May 16, then that's telling me they know something we don't. So they got things figured out in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
I'm definitely excited to tune in and watch it. There are some great athletes that have come out of Africa, but not so much. Let's not forget about there. And people at home, do your research. There are athletes, basketball players currently in that league that's doing great things too. And here's another thing about that tournament: each team can only have 4 foreign players. So you're gonna when you watch it, you're gonna be watching the talent that comes out of that area. And so I think that's very important. Yeah, because the NBA is going to have to scout out other regions if they're going to expand globally. So
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's definitely going to be curious to see how this works. Again, I think it's going to obviously end up becoming a developmental and feeder league for the NBA, which again doesn't come as a huge shock. And two, I think it's something to be said, right? When you recognize where talent is coming from, to go to the source of that talent and say, you know what, you don't necessarily have to come here in order to make a living and to do what you love. If you want to stay in the NBA Africa, the BAL is what it's called, league, then
right.
then you can. So I think that's going to be a big big thing. But and again, it's the NBA. While I've had my issues with the NBA, particularly in the last year, I want to definitely say shout out to Adam Silver and the NBA governors for thinking outside the box and coming up with something that nobody's tried to do in this way.
Yeah.
Definitely don't see the NFL doing it because that's not how they roll. But yeah, very, very cool thing they're doing.
Yeah. Word up. Word up. So when you get in the chat tonight, when we open up this panel, give us your thoughts on how you feel about the NBA expanding to Africa. Like I said, I think it's a great thing. But in other news, we we had a nice little incident today with KD and Michael Rappaport. We'll probably wait to we open up the panel to get into it, but just know that it was some fire thrown each way. So
Yeah,
that's gonna be pretty fun to talk about.
yeah,
But also, Sean, we got to talk about these buyouts as well.
yeah, yeah.
Moving on to the rest of the season. What you
Right.
think,
Yeah.
man?
Well, yeah. I mean, again, I thought obviously, the Lakers and the Nets, rich get richer, and benefited from the buyout market. Certainly, was a little surprised initially by Aldridge. All reports had him going to Miami, but then again, excuse me. Uh, but it definitely was a little shocking that he decided to go to Brooklyn. But we'll see how it works out. Definitely want to talk about the teams I thought lost. Probably could have used a buyout player. That are in contention this year. I think Phoenix definitely could have used somebody like Aldridge. Uh,
Yeah.
I thought they should have made a push for him, but they didn't, and it is what it is. Maximize
Yeah.
Sports Network. I'm sorry. I see your comment in the league in the chat. When we drop the link, man, make sure you come in and definitely talk about why you're not a proponent for of it, because I would like to hear your thoughts on it. So make sure when we drop the link, you come in. Go ahead, Cisco. My apologies.
No, go ahead, man. No, I lost my train of thought that fast, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
salute everybody in the chat. Salute all 12 people watching us right now. We definitely appreciate it. Yeah, Sean.
Oh,
When
I
you
was gonna say because what he was referring to, it is what it is. It's the Phoenix owner being cheap and not wanting to spend any money, right? So
Right.
that's my take on that as far as him, because it was easy buyout, easy grab, like you said. Especially if you start running, if you ran with the second unit, or if you just ran with him and Chris Paul, that can open up a lot of pick and pop situations where he can give you 15, 10, 15, 9, or whatever. So
Right.
that's easy money, and
Yeah.
he can stretch the floor too.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with both of you all actually. Here's my thing. There should be no excuses from all these other teams complaining that a couple of teams or 5 teams are trying to acquire all the talent. These other teams, where they may not have as much money, but they're supposed to have people intelligent enough to strategically improve their team year to year. Buyout markets, trade deadlines. They're for everybody. They're not just for 2 or 3 teams. If you see 2 or 3 teams making moves and complain that your team doesn't have a fair chance, well, you need to bring those complaints to your individual teams. Go on those pages and go on their social medias and complain that look, these other teams are doing all these things. Why can't we do it? Milwaukee's not a huge market, but they made moves. Phoenix is not a huge market, but they should have made moves. But they did make a move to get Chris Paul. But in other words, the excuses about being in a small market and not having enough money, it's not about how much money you have, it's about what you do with the money you do have. So, but yeah, we're about to drop the link so we can let everybody in and chop it up tonight. I expect a lot of different opinions. Yeah, man. We also got to talk about Friday's schedule.
Thursday, me and Brother Omari, my team versus his team.
Right.
Houston Rockets versus the Golden State Warriors. Let's hope the Warriors maintain.
NBA simulations.
That's right, 2K, baby. I'm ready. Brother Omari.
Yeah.
Bring your lunchbox.
Also, definitely might need to get into it a little bit about Stephen A's comments about Russell Westbrook. I don't particularly like talking about Stephen A, but Russell Westbrook did feel the need to respond, and so definitely might want to talk about that a little bit as well.
Oh, we definitely want to get into it because I have a confession to make about Russell Westbrook anyway. So yeah, absolutely.
What is that? He's ugly?
No.
Oh, okay. But he's ugly than motherfucker.
I don't really have an opinion
Stop.
on
Yeah.
You know, he look like a turtle, bro. You know that.
Hey,
He look like a tortoise.
hey.
Come on. Can I get an amen on that one? No?
You're gonna have to ask the chat for that, man. I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah,
Are you serious?
I just
Yeah.
don't know, man. I haven't looked at him hard enough.
Okay.
I mean, so the question is does he or Kendrick Perkins look more that way?
Oh, damn.
It could be both from the same tree, though. You never can tell.
Well, you know,
Yeah, take a DNA test.
right. It is what it is.
I see I'm alone on that one, bro. But hey, Shai, you know my personal reservations about Russell Westbrook. So you know he looks.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know.
So, but it was on the Twitter thing when they did. He said he looked like the little turtle from the on Nickelodeon Kids and stuff. Little turtle. What's his name?
I'm not sure.
Somebody in the chat. Compared to what Bees, I'm not listening to you right now, bro.
Yeah.
He said he looked like the little turtle on Nickelodeon Kids. Oh well, never mind. Are we gonna open the floodgates up?
Yeah, let's drop.
I get no support from my brothers, ladies and gentlemen.
Maximize Sports Network. Please, if when the link drops, man, hit the link. We can have a nice discussion about this, man.
Franklin, there you go. It looks like Franklin. There you go. CA3. That's my man.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's been a while since I had a small child that watched Nickelodeon.
No, but he read a tweet that said he looked like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like new tweets. NBA edition.
Okay.
That shit was funny.
Okay.
Funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
Drop the link now. Come on in. Click that link. Definitely want everybody's opinion. Bees, if you don't feel like coming in, that'd be okay too. Hey, I'm gonna get kicked off in like an hour and a half. I swear. Hey, I see he popped in. I don't want to necessarily bring him in because I feel like he's gonna clown me first.
Right.
Well,
hey, what's up, Bees? What's going on, brother?
You don't feel like talking to me, Cisco. You said he ugly. I asked you compared to whom? Compared to Franklin. What? How you gonna tell another grown man he ugly? That means you got a grown man.
The way you call another grown man, hey, baby. That was on. That's recorded.
I think Stephen A. out of pocket.
Oh yeah.
What he said, because here's the thing: when you start clowning these dudes like you did Charles Barkley, like you did the dude from Utah, Karl Malone, Stockton, this is what brings what LeBron them is doing. They like, you're not gonna clown me. We gonna get this chip. So you can't have it both ways. You can't sit up there and say, "Oh, Kevin Durant them ain't wanting to compete," and then on the second hand, why ain't you won no chip, Russell Westbrook?
Yeah, that's I ain't like that at all.
Yeah, me neither, man.
But he just a coon, you know. You got to keep going at
yeah.
people.
Then he doubled down on it. Then he doubled down on talking about Zion. Look at it done it. It been way more. Y'all fans were there way more hype, and then he started naming the people that he played with. He got never mentioned Reggie Jackson. I'm like, what are you talking? I'm like, come on, yo. I'm like, he talking about all the help that he had. He said Reggie Jackson.
I just think it's black people that support his show the most.
I don't. You talking about Stephen A. Smith show?
Yep. And he somehow is always targeting black people on the low. Ooh. You know, I remember the J.R. Smith thing with the hoodie when he went and said to J.R. Smith he needed to take his hoodie off when the dude just sitting on the bench.
Yeah, I remember
always got some little comment or something. Hey, we need to stop watching that dude because I don't care what Russell Westbrook make. He earned his money. You just sat down and talked for 10 or 12 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I agree with you, Bees. I mean, you know, I've long had issues with stuff Stephen A. has said. But also the other thing for me, and this is just me personally, as his platform has grown, I don't see other people coming up under him getting those same opportunities. Right? It's you know, he got 5 shows. Negro watch.
He practicing his
that's
his inner
that's a
Steve
great
Harvey.
point, Sean.
I mean,
That
he,
is, that,
he bring,
that is a great point.
I mean,
Though.
everything Stephen A. does, I mean, it brings in money though. Like, I mean, it just
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and
like, where are you at to lift people? Who's the next Stephen A. Smith? Who's the next? What type of what doors you breaking down the big
exactly.
way?
Well,
You
Exactly.
talking all this
well,
stuff. You talking all this stuff. He be talking, but where he like? Come on, man. Like you be just talking.
well, the door is open now. We don't have to go in the traditional way. The way,
right, yeah, no,
yeah,
to your,
like
to
what
your
Sean's
point.
doing now, what J Max doing, I'm doing right now. Like SB Sports Talk,
Right.
FIF Sports, my man, the Sport Extreme Sports Network, whatever that guy was. Yeah, absolutely. So the door is open.
I'm saying specifically him, like him putting people on for like best for him, like why he got all the shows. It's like
Yeah, he
like
got
he
enough
has
forehead
no,
for him, that's for sure.
yeah, he hogging all the spaces for opportunities for young for young like from like it's just I understand, man. Like
Well,
He got the
it's-
shows because he was willing to put the dress on and go out.
right,
there and act.
exactly.
you're right, yeah, you're
Boy,
right.
that's
Exactly.
scary. That's scary when you say that.
No,
I mean, he was willing to eat them. He was willing to eat them butter biscuits. You know what I'm saying? That's why he got all them shows.
Oh yeah.
it gets no.
Them
Bean
Popeye
said it
ones
perfectly,
too.
man.
No water, no drink.
He said it perfectly. But you got to look at this. That's not gonna. Stephen A. with all those shows is not gonna last long. It didn't with Steve Harvey. Um, they'll you can tap dance as long as you want, but at some point you're only tap dancing long enough for them to find the next person. That's all it is.
Right.
That's all it is.
And I don't typically agree with comedian Monique. Right, she said some stuff that I didn't personally agree with. Like when she was on that boycott Netflix, like we're not doing that. Okay, we're not doing that. But she did talk about being careful about getting behind pick Negroes, and Stephen A. is a pick Negro,
Yup.
and ESPN has decided to make him the face of their company. So, and he does that partly because he talks trash about a lot of people who athletically he could never compete with. Right.
But that's their job, though, right? That's what they're supposed to do.
Well, I mean, again, you can
maybe not context, but yeah. Okay.
Right. Well, here's the thing, right? You can. My thing is, and this is what I would tell people: you can talk trash, but bring some facts with it, right? Because a lot of times they don't do that, and he doesn't do that. Half the time, I don't even hear what he says unless he's talking about the Knicks, because generally he doesn't know what he's talking about, especially when he's talking football. It's the worst. It's this the absolute worst.
The only thing you really good at is basketball. Tell you the
And
truth,
barely good at that. True.
Yeah, but he had no. I'm just saying that's his specialty. But like Knicks basketball, that's it.
Yeah.
Knicks basketball,
Knicks basketball. Like if he was hosting a Knicks show, cool. But when he's talking to other teams, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
because
it's controlled. Stephen A. is controlled right now. He's on his he got his hard hat on, and he's just trying to do as much as he can by putting out information that we don't really want to hear. There's other things and other topics to talk about in sports, other than the same thing every day. And like you said, Sean, he only really goes in when it's with the Knicks. And he always brings up about Philadelphia or whatever, but
he clowns the especially the Cowboys. That's all he good. He known for itching on the Cowboys more than anything. Like, come on, man. Like that's all he's known for.
Well,
They deserve it.
The Cowboys is his LeBron James. That's his LeBron James.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's all you can do is itch on the Cowboys. That's all you can do. Like, that's all you can. Like, come on, man.
Lucas of the town. Hey, what's up, brother Khalil? How you doing, bro?
I like the way Russ and his wife responded back to him. Right,
that was a great response.
I like the way he handled that. He don't need to say no more. He a clown.
Yeah.
Right. And one thing I hate about the whole Russell Westbrook situation, and this is what I was telling you earlier, Cisco. Last year I was on somebody's podcast. I can't even remember, and he was frustrating me so much because he used to be one of my favorite players. He just had frustrated me by his decision making for so long I kind of crushed him when I talked about him, and I didn't go too hard, but I basically said he was done as a focal point on a team as far as winning, which I don't. I still feel that way, but I should have still mentioned Russell Westbrook is one of the most talented players the NBA has ever seen. I mean, and he has one of the most exciting styles of play that we've ever seen. He goes hard. I've never seen Russell Westbrook take a play off. Yeah, he's going to do those things that make us frustrated as far as making bad decisions late in games. But let's not forget, uh, he's up there with the greats as far as talent and what he's brought to the game. Bees is absolutely right. He earns his check,
Yeah,
and he
hey,
doesn't cry.
Well, yeah. Just let me push back on maybe the reason why I have my reservations on Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
The great players to put because he's often lumped in as far as the the elite of the elite. When I say the upper echelon of the NBA players, I think I can get a agreement in that from the panel. My problem is he doesn't want to. He's so stuck in his ways, and the fact that his athleticism has lasted this long, that's awesome. That's great, but he hasn't changed anything. You have to be able to evolve in something. Pick a spot. If it's going down on the if it's going down the low post or maybe a mid-range shot, developing something else that can actually help your game, further the game, and help your team win. Because like you said, it's a team sport. I'm not taking away from his greatness, his athletic greatness, and his alpha mentality. That's great to have, but you got to be able to do something to help improve the team we're going to.
okay,
Just can't be
Cisco.
you. Go ahead, Bees. Talk to me now. Are you gonna cook me? If you're gonna cook me,
No, no,
I'm
no.
I'm
I'm
medium
not
rare.
cooking. You calm down. Don't be a victim.
He's trying to say I'm a cupcake like
No,
KD.
so what you're saying, I understand what you're saying, and I put that same emphasis on KD.
Mm-hmm.
And what you just said makes I have to ask myself, even though KD has won, has he done that?
No.
I when I watch KD,
Okay.
I feel like I'm seeing the same player that I saw in 2011, 2012 in OKC.
So I would respond with that just simply short. My initial answer would be yes, and the reason why I say yes is because I watched Kobe Bryant post NBA career, and he was talking about KD and how he described how he used to be able to shut him down because he was always either going to a particular hand. I forgot which one.
Right.
He involved that part of the game. Now mentally, I don't think he's grown at all.
So let me bring this to you.
Sure.
You a golf fan at all?
Tiger Woo. Tiger
Okay.
Woo.
Well, what did you see Tiger Woods do? He evolved himself 5 times and came back to be #1 player in the world, right?
Okay.
Now you watch these dudes, these kids today, Jordan Spieth, Roy McIlroy. They ain't been able to hold the throne more than a year or so, right?
Yeah, if that, maybe half a year.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, I give Russell a little break on this, is because not everybody can do one thing well enough to be in the NBA and then switch to doing something else at that level and still be at that level.
So
Westbrook's problem is he never got to play with a savant, someone who could take the ball from him and direct his energy. He's always been the decision maker. If he would have ever teamed with LeBron, he would have been a nightmare. Or Chris Paul. Like, if he would have got to play with Chris Paul before injury, where someone could direct him, Harden used to direct him a little bit, but he didn't have enough cachet at that point. But I still give him credit because there's only one champion every year. Everybody can't win. And that dude don't take no plays off, man.
No, he
He gonna
don't.
give you
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, I'll say this though. I'm kind of biased because Russ is actually one of my favorite players, But my biggest problem is just that, his game at times is just he doesn't change when he needs to change at times. But I don't go too hard at him. I think he gets a lot of unnecessary criticism for no reason. What he does is just what he does. his game is, he's not a shooter. He's never been a shooter. I mean, he's an athletic, guy who doesn't give up. I think people will destroy him for getting triple doubles. Getting triple doubles is it's not something you do by design. You do it. It just happens. I mean, it's hard to do. So I don't understand why he gets criticized for getting triple doubles. I mean, he does it because he can do it.
I think. Go ahead, CA.
I mean, he can get rebounds. I mean, and he does it. I mean, yes, he's a ball dominant guard, but but that's what comes with being a player as talented as Russell Westbrook.
Right.
Yes, could he change his mentality at times? Yes, but you can't criticize him because Russ he's exceeded expectation. Nobody thought he was going to be what he was today.
Right. What I think the biggest issue with Russ, and again, everybody's made cogent points, right? But the biggest issue with Russ has largely been that he doesn't always play with great situational awareness, right? It's cool to go 100 miles an hour and to leave everything on the floor, and that looks great. But there are times where sometimes you can't go 100 miles an hour. Sometimes you got to go 85 miles an hour. Sometimes you got to go 70 miles an hour. The person I've always compared Russell Westbrook to is Brett Favre, right? Brett Favre is a gunslinger. Brett Favre is a guy, he would leave it all on the field, come hell or high water, he's going to leave it all on the field. Russ is like that. But there were times where Brett Favre needed to tone it back, that he didn't know when to do that. And it sometimes would cost not just his team the game, but it would cost his teammates an opportunity to make, because you don't have to do everything. That's why it's a team game, right? And to Bees' point, and again, this is the sad part of the current state of the NBA. There's no veterans, like true veterans on teams anymore. Like every team used to always was veteran laden, right? Charles Barkley talks about this. And again, I agree with him fully. Had he come in the league and been the Sixers' best player and the Sixers' oldest player, he would have been out of control. But coming in the league, being on the team with Dr. J and Moses Malone and Clement Johnson and Maurice Cheeks and Bobby Jones, and having all of these guys in the locker room to show him how to be a professional and how to play professional basketball helped. Oklahoma City, they intentionally went young when they, traded Ray Allen to get the 5th pick in the draft, and they drafted Kevin Durant and Jeff Green, and then the next year they get Russ, and the next year they get – but that hurts young guys coming in the league when they need those veteran guys to show them how to be professionals and how to play professional basketball, because it's a big difference. And I think that's really the big issue.
And one more thing, let's all keep in mind that Russell Westbrook, he was a 2-guard.
Yeah.
And his natural position is a 2-guard. And if you know anything about basketball, the 2-guard is your guy that's going to let loose any chance. His job is to score the basketball.
I mean, all I thought Russ was going to be in the league was an athletic defender.
Yeah, but
real quick, Sean, because I'm going to you with this, you know how you always have reservations on Jamal Murray?
Yeah.
Because he's a 2-guard, right? But he's expected to run that
team.
Denver team.
Yeah.
And you always said, what did he need? A point guard. Outside of, he had what's his name? Mr. I am the MVP, James Harden. He had Harden. But before that, when he was in OKC, there was a kid out of Virginia Union.
Eric Maynor.
I thought when they got Maynard, that would have helped Russell Westbrook calm down and run his natural 2 position, but they fell out of favor with Maynard, and it was just over from then.
Yeah. Go ahead, Beast.
Actually, if you remember, Harden was the point guard on that team when they went to the finals. Yep. Russ would slide to the 2 then.
Right, when he came off the bench.
Yeah, he would come off the bench and he would run the point. And Russ would slide to the 2. So that is a great point. He really ain't a point guard.
No.
Because if you put the ball, look, we can name countless of players. If you put the ball in their hand and they're not a natural point guard, they will not be your primary facilitator. Even though Russ is so talented, he can facilitate the basketball. That's probably what OKC was trying to do. They tried to kill two birds with one stone.
Right.
But you have to evaluate a person's brain as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's and to your point, J Mac, like I get that his natural instinct is to be a two guard, right? That's who he naturally is. But when they put the ball in your hands, and again, you know, one of the first things I learned coming up playing ball was coaches would tell me, you don't take a single shot until everybody else is taking a shot and score.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. I used to try and do that. He used to, and whenever we came down, he would swap the ball.
Yeah.
Because he'd be like me.
Yeah, and because his whole thing was, your job is to make sure everybody else is fed. I know you can cook. You got the ball in your hands. You're going to be able to cook because you always got the ball in your hands. Those other guys don't always have the ball in their hands because they're not the point guard. So your mentality has to evolve and change. And I think it was Bees' and Cisco's point that there's been no real evolution from James Harden in that space. And I think that's part of why he still struggles at times late in games with knowing when to, go versus when to pull it back. It's that running quarterback, who again, you can run around for 3 quarters, but in the fourth quarter, you may not be able to do that. You got to be able to win the game from the pocket.
Yep.
And that's kind of Russ's issue.
You got to make that throw on time, on call.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And Steve Young talks about that all the time. Yeah. He was a great athlete coming in. He was a guy who could run around and make all kinds of plays. But at a certain point, he didn't evolve. He didn't grow. He didn't become what he was supposed to become until he became a guy who could win throwing the football from the pocket, dropping back, going through his progressions, making the right read, making the right time and throw, and getting the balls to guys in the spaces where they can make plays. And that's where Russ, I think, even with all the assists, that's where Russ struggles late in games in particular.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Well, let's get into the KD thing, man. Let's go and get it out the way.
Yeah.
If anybody tuned in and didn't hear it,
I guess so.
If anybody didn't hear, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bees.
No, I said I'm gonna be quiet on this one because Cisco's gonna say I'm hating, so I'm gonna just listen.
I wasn't gonna say that, bro.
Well, there were some exchanges. I wish we had the Twitter messages.
Come on.
Yeah, if you can. Basically, Michael Rappaport
It's funny, man.
and KD have been going at it on Twitter.
See, and salute panel, and this is why KD is the best, because LeBron wouldn't do something like this. I applaud KD. Shows true leadership.
You would want your star player to be like that?
No, he's trolling.
What's up, Lee? How you doing, man?
Nah, but honestly though, like I think they're both at fault here. Like, to me, KD, he shouldn't have said anything, first of all. Like, Mike Rappaport forever has been a certified hater. He just hates on everybody. That's what he does to get his shine. I mean, as KD, you gotta stop being so sensitive, bro. You don't need to respond to these people. And Michael Rappaport, I don't understand why Michael Rappaport's trying to play the victim when you've been
The antagonist,
just constantly hating on people forever for years. Right. Just hating on athletes. You destroy LeBron James. LeBron James never said a word to you. You just destroy that man every chance you get to. To me, these dudes are both clowns in the situation.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them looks good, but I'm particularly more so disappointed with KD. And I'll tell you why, because KD, he has to grow up, man. At some point, you have to grow up. I don't have a problem with KD participating on any social media. It's his right. That's where the NBA is today. So I'm not going to act like a whole old head and criticize them. But you have to you have to give account for what you say. When you say something, you put it out there for the nation, for the world to see, then you better be able to accept the criticism or backlash you get from it. It's not going to always be a heap of praise. You know, you have a right to your opinion. The other person has a right to his opinion. But if you stoop to that level, you're not giving people anything to work with when it comes to putting you in a discussion of being a great leader for a championship team. This is why people talk about you in a negative sense, that you're not the best player, because it's more than just dribbling the basketball and shooting a shot. It's how you conduct yourself, how you show professionalism, because at the end of the day, the NBA is a business. It's a job. And it is your job to maintain a certain level of discipline. Now, I'm not one to say, well, you can't say anything back to somebody, because the human element says if you say something to me that ticks me off, and I might feel like saying something back. Maybe not every time, but there's a tipping point, either way. So I don't know what y'all think, man.
Let me go on this, y'all. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
What's up,
Hey,
bro?
what's up, man?
Okay, so this is what separates people like Kawhi Leonard from KD. Kawhi is a reserved man. I applaud him because this is why he ain't on no social media, because he want to be involved with no type of BS like this. KD, this is why we call you Cupcake and stuff, man. You like one of the only players I know out here today at the top of your game that's always you responding to little dudes on Twitter, trolls. You got burner accounts. You responding to dudes who are in college that just going out here posting on little posts, debating on their favorite players and stuff. You come after everybody and their mama and stuff. Now you got yourself exposed because you wanted to come out here and clap at a dude, and now he just leaked your information. This could potentially, I don't want to say put a stain on your career, but it could, like I heard people saying that this could impact on future business plans that he got going on and currently got going on right now and stuff. So like it was a bad move on your part, KD. I know you're not gonna tolerate no man disrespecting you, but there's a lot of things you could have said to him that you didn't have to say in that. Like, it's just another bad stain on your legacy for me, man.
That's a great point. Hey, Bees, what you got on this? I know you want to say something.
No, bro. I don't got no problem with Rappaport on this one. He talks a lot of smack, but it's mainly been directed at LeBron. Which, to me, if I was KD, I would have just sat back in the cut, because he does all my bidding for me, right? But I don't know if you guys saw that interview that sparked this conversation. It was that interview where KD kept his head down and wouldn't talk to TNT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he answered all. He answered
And
Chuck with one
all
question.
he said was he was in his feelings and something else. KD came on national TV and basically made an ass of himself. And whether we like it or not, you are in a public position, just like we on this YouTube. Everything we say, we leave ourselves open for somebody to come and criticize, because we put our shit out in the public. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Yeah.
So, KD, it's what J Mac said, man. You got to be an adult, and no matter what Charles and any of them say, you ain't in high school no more. You can't take your ball and go home,
Yep.
or just get out the business, because
Right.
what you just did is what they want you to do. That's the nigga that they are waiting on. All Rappaport did was just bring it out and said, "See, look how he is. We paying him all this, but he getting all this money, but you can't take it out of him." You know what I'm saying? So he killed himself from a business standpoint going forward. I don't know how he gonna get back for this, because there was one thing to call him a pussy, no big deal, but you went at his color, so you got racist, and you went at his wife. It wasn't in those texts, but he made a comment about his wife and his color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he used fighting words. He said,
And
"Meet me on the corner of 10th and 17th and something. Meet me. I'll be there with a do rag on in a damn moon pie."
So
He was not playing.
Now spit on your face too.
He cost himself future money, and he just put a target on his back for everybody that don't like him to come that much harder at him. The noise is gonna get louder. It ain't gonna get quieter around
He's
him.
too
It's gonna
sensitive,
get
man.
louder.
Can I add something to that real quick, Bees? And then someone else can take
Oh,
it.
I'm
Take
done.
it.
I'm done.
Also, as another part of him being a basketball player, he's not just a basketball player. To the KD fans and other people around the world that love this dude, he's a role model. He's a big influence on you. So this also hurts him from that point of view. It's like this is a dude who's supposed to be leading in the NBA, not just on the court but off the court. And he goes around here and makes misogynistic terms and fighting words and stuff like I said. It's like it's a bad look, KD. It's a bad look, man.
Yeah. I know Sean got some on this, but I'm gonna respond to your point. I agree to an extent, but KD's fan base is not going to care one way or another. They're probably happy that he did
Respond.
that, because they're gonna. Those are the people I'm least worried about. I'm not even concerned with his fan base because they're gonna ride with him. But again, the professionalism that you have to portray when you're in front of the world every day of your life, entertainers, any high profile figure, there has to be, you have to have a conscious mind of letting a certain type of energy affect you in a way that you're going to put yourself out there. Because it's hard enough. They're already trying to come get you, right? Every day somebody's trying to take your head off. Don't give them more reason to do that. There's a way that KD could have responded to him that would have just totally, and I don't curse much, would have totally fucked this whole world up. And that was to say nothing.
I don't know who said the point about him having a target on his back, but man, he got a target on his back now. Like I think B said that because they gonna wait for this man to fail, and if he lose to LeBron or whoever, the Clippers, Denver, whoever it is, they will slander this man, and we will never hear from KD again and stuff, man. Everything's on the line for him at this point.
I want to add one point, and it's a point that we don't look at often coming from my point of view. But let's say you had a movement of white people who screamed for him to be let go from the NBA. They set the precedent with the owner a couple years. Yep, he made a comment at home on his own answer machine that got him up out of the league. Like I said, when he said you pasty something.
The white boy, you need to go out and see some sun.
Yeah, see, I don't understand his thinking, because one day, when we call for someone who says the N-word to lose their job, one day that's going to get turned back on us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to get turned back on us. Now, that ain't going to happen to him, but if they wanted to make a point, he would be the poster child for it right now.
Y'all, they can make an example out of him. You're right, B.
I'm gonna say this, Bees, and again, y'all are making some great points. The biggest issue I have with Kevin Durant is that it doesn't seem like he's maturing at all, right? And I've said this before. I think I said this. I may have said this on U3, or I may have said it on Lamont's channel. I think the biggest problem Kevin Durant has is what he's searching for in his life: basketball, money, fame. That's not going to give it to him, right? So every single time somebody comes at him and he feels this need to respond, that shows me somebody that's lacking in a part of their life that their platform is not going to give them. Basketball, money, fame cannot give you a spiritual sense of peace within yourself, right? Like he thought going to Golden State and winning championships was going to give him that peace, and it didn't. And that told me, I said, that means what you're looking for, basketball is not going to give you. And I think that's the biggest problem he has, is he's seeking something that, again, fame, money, women, none of that stuff is ever going to give him that. Because again, every single time, somebody says something to you, you got to respond. And then again, the reason why this is a bigger deal is because he got caught with the burner account. And that does not help him in this argument. One thing, and I think Bees said it, Tim Hardaway Sr. is not in the Hall of Fame right now. Why? Not because Tim Hardaway isn't a deserving Hall of Famer, But y'all remember when he made some homophobic comments
Yep.
several years ago?
He blackballed.
They blackballed him. Will he get in eventually? Yes. But because of those comments, people aren't messing with him like that in terms of voting for him for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So when you open those doors, you leave yourself. You leave yourself wide open. One thing I say this, and I think y'all probably have recognized this in the 2.5 months now that we've been doing this on U3 Sports Talk. We've tried to make it a point that we don't attack people personally. We tried to make it a point where this feels like a platform where everybody can come on, can express their takes, can express their opinions, and even if you're wrong, we'll cook you, but we're not going to attack you personally.
Cisco.
Respect to that. Respect.
because
Such a hater.
that's not what we want to be about. But also in this space, and again, thanks to everybody who subscribed. I know we're over 1,200 subs, and it's still continuing to grow. But the fact is we are now in a space where we have to be responsible.
Yes,
I
sir.
can't say whatever I want to you just because I'm ticked off. That's not how it works. And we don't have a platform nearly as large as Kevin Durant's, but we have that responsibility. And that's the part where, again, his lack of spiritual maturity is concerning, particularly someone who's been doing this for years now.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
Especially
Is that Big Solomon in here?
No, that's
Yeah, Big
brother.
Tall. I think Brother Omari was going to say something.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
Oh, well, no, I ain't got nothing to say because I didn't particularly see what he said today. I know it's been a bunch of hoopla about Stephen A. and Kevin Durant and Michael Rappaport, so I didn't really get to see it today because I've been busy. So I'm not going to give too much commentary on it because I got to analyze it for myself.
Right. That's fair.
What I would say is just based on what I'm gathering from what y'all saying, and I think B said something when we was on the Bang channel one day. You compared KD to Isaiah Thomas,
Yep.
and I told you I kind of disagree with you on the basketball terms, but as far as the narrative and the personality, I absolutely agree. He's going to be this generation's Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah,
and that's just unfortunate. And then I'm gonna just keep right there because, like I said, I gotta see more on it. But from which I believe in y'all brothers pretty much hit the main points and represented it well. I will say this: I disagree with something you said, son, about that Monique situation, but I'll say that for another time.
No, about which part? About the boycott Netflix?
Yeah, because I was kind of with you in the beginning as far as when Monique first went on her tirade. I was like, I didn't agree with her based on her position. But once she continued to again, show the receipts and I started to look at it more a little closely, and she asked for the boycott of Netflix. I don't see why Netflix is beyond reproach to be boycotted. Like, what content had they produced that we can no longer just mess with them anymore? Only from the fact that they're not everyday lives now, so it's hard to cut them off. But again, that's why I think we as Black people kind of missed the mark.
The only reason why I was not for her boycott Netflix approach was because she was not understanding their business model, right? And that's what I kept trying to explain to people when they were talking about what she was saying. I said the problem with her issue is she's not taking into account that what she wanted to do doesn't necessarily fit their business model, right? Netflix does not just give you a crap ton of money when you're not trending or when you're not hot, right? That's how they base their business model. So it wasn't that they weren't willing to pay her. They weren't willing to pay her what she asked based on their business model, which is, again, when they gave, I think it was Amy Schumer, the money for her special. Amy Schumer just had a hit movie. She was on tour. She had a hit TV show going on at the time. She was hot. So they knew they felt they were going to get the return on their investment by paying Amy Schumer. Now, again, I'm not a huge Amy Schumer fan, but I understand their business model. The problem with Monique was, when's the last time Monique was hot like that?
Yeah, she took a whole break. Like, she took a whole.
When you haven't done anything really since 2008. I mean, how long ago was Precious? So, you know what I mean? So that was really the issue with it. It wasn't so much. I understood where she was trying to come from, But again, these platforms have a business model that they operate, and what she was trying to get didn't fit in their business model. Their business model.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
agree with that. What I would say is, what was she asking for? Because we don't really know the number. And you're absolutely right that if she was asking for some astronomical number with being not as active in the public eye, you're right. But we
Right.
don't know the absolute number she was asking for. I think her
Yeah,
problem was you at least should get a standard amount being that type of celebrity and put in the work she said. Like they literally underballed her. Like they lowballed her, under lowballed her.
Well,
Hey,
but
You
hey,
again,
know,
this nigga
yeah,
said
yeah,
underballed.
yeah.
That's funny
lowballed
as
her
But
on the
fuck.
number.
again,
Them
but
niggas
again,
underwater, yo. That's crazy.
based on their. So here's the thing, right? And this brother Omar. So I don't know if y'all know stand up comedians, right, or any stand up comedians. But with stand ups, you got to be out on tour. Like you got to be out on the road constantly because you're working an act, right? And you're able to go to Netflix and say, well, in this last year or in this last 6 months, we've been out on tour. We've done this number of shows. We got this number of numbers, blah, blah, blah. Like they're looking for metrics to determine how much they want to give you. She didn't have any of that because she hadn't been on tour. So
Well,
that was the issue, and it's like, okay, well, look, you got to get out, you got to get out, you got to get a buzz going, like, and I would say this, and again, this is not picking on Monique, but I say this about any comedian: when you come off as more angry than funny, now it's hard for people to mess with you in that world,
well,
right?
that's
Like,
perception. Because I didn't
no,
feel like
well,
she
I'm
came
just,
off as angry to me.
no, no, I'm just saying, if you're a comedian, and again, you're on television, right? And you're a comedian, that's your title, and you're not saying anything funny. Everything you're saying is coming from a place of, again, I don't want to say anger, but a place of you're upset.
Well,
Then it's gonna be again, you're gonna get that label. I'm not saying it's right, brother Omari. I'm just telling
right.
you how it comes off, right? When you see a comedian doing an interview, they usually
Mhm.
say something that's gonna make you laugh in that interview. She was doing
Right.
a bunch of interviews, wasn't saying nothing to make anybody laugh. Like it was nothing that would have been like, oh, this part's gonna go
Right.
viral or whatever. It's gonna get some buzz before it being so funny. She wasn't doing any of that. She was
yeah, she
going
was
off.
trying to be too. She was trying to be too serious and try to get a point. Or like, yeah, listen, we
Well,
understand
hold
your point.
but that's
Like,
the point. That's the point, though. It was beyond the act anymore. It wasn't about the profession of comedy. She was trying to make a principal point about the
But
industry in itself. So there's no time for funny business. She was trying to
I'm,
make. Uh, Go ahead.
but yeah, you exactly right. But okay, I'm gonna give you an example like Dave Chappelle, right? Dave
Mm-hmm.
Chappelle, he can be serious, right, about certain situations and still be funny about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you
Well,
know what I mean? Like he did a whole stand up. He did a stand up, right? Talk about real issues, you know what I mean? But he still
mm-hmm.
can make it funny.
Right.
right,
Yeah. We
yeah.
So he's monetizing his issues, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the key.
Well, I
Right.
can't tell a person how to go about how they
No,
want to fight their
I mean,
issue.
you're right about that, but I'm just
You
saying though,
know,
she got to learn how to monetize like any, you know what I mean?
I paid attention to the substance of what she was saying and not the narrative because Hollywood and media have done this historically. When we have a issue and we want to kind of shed light on it, we make them the angry black man or the woman. We make them seem illogical or just making no sense. And we like to throw metrics and all these things and it convolutes the conversation. And so now we get off the main point of what she was trying to get to. We and I would say this, she was active doing comedy on the road. She
What
was
I'm
selling
saying,
out. She was selling out things.
what I'm
That
and,
was her point. She's like, I got numbers to support what I'm saying.
right, but again, I'm
It's just
saying,
what.
I'm saying, brother Omar, the issue wasn't that she hadn't done that. The issue was there was no buzz around it. That's what I'm
Again.
saying. Like, because again, it wasn't like it's not like she's somebody who's on the road constantly. She's not. Chappelle is on the road constantly, right? He does these pop up shows, and again, he's probably not the best comparison because that's Chappelle. Chappelle is a different,
Right. Yeah.
but
I get your point.
Chappelle is on the road constantly. So when Chappelle shoots a special, he's been on the road working those jokes for 12 to 18 months in some cases before he even shoots a special. There's a buzz going on. And again, Chappelle does these pop up shows and they sell out in like 10 minutes. because it's Chappelle. It's like that. I think again for Netflix's model, when they're going to drop $20 million or get somebody $25 million to do a special, and again, I don't know the exact numbers that they were offering her, but she felt again based on her career, which again I understand how she feels based on her career, but it's a different age now. It's not about your name, it's about your game. And again, she was, I think, trying to get it off of her name and not so much her game or where it is right now.
Well,
Well,
I think an apt comparison would be to Cat Williams, because Cat Williams is constantly on the road and I guess selling out shows somewhere. But you know, it's an issue on both sides. It can definitely be unpacked. But I know we wanted to get to the winners and losers about who won and lost after the NBA buyout. So I know you had a perspective of that. So we'll lead with you on this one. You were speaking on Phoenix, bro.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, good chat, brother Omari. Appreciate
Oh
you.
no, it was always fun to talk to
absolutely,
you.
absolutely.
Always.
No, yeah, I thought Phoenix lost the buyout. I thought Phoenix lost the buyout market. I really thought Phoenix should have made a hard push to get LaMarcus Aldridge. Again, he was, basically, I think he could have been the final piece for them being a real contender to come out of the West.
Yeah, especially late in the playoff games.
Especially in the playoff games,
Yeah,
bringing in, because they only got two guys, Jay Crowder and Chris Paul, who have real playoff experience.
right.
Bringing in somebody like Aldridge, I thought would have been huge for them, and they didn't do it. So I thought Phoenix definitely lost the buyout market. And the winners, obviously, the Lakers win because they get Drummond for nothing, and then the Nets getting Aldridge for nothing, of course.
You don't like the Clippers?
Well, the
Because,
Clippers
you're hearing about
the buyout market.
Yeah,
Well, they're talking to Cousins. They're talking to Cousins about a 10-day. Again, I feel like it's a reaction to the Lakers getting Drummond.
yeah.
But
It's not a bad move though. It's not a bad move. Versatility in that front court when it comes to that center position.
yeah, but again,
I
how
don't
many
think he
teams
should
are going to play with centers down the stretch in the playoffs?
But I'm thinking that's for size purposes in certain situations.
Right.
Yeah, give him an extra gun and a half.
Yeah, like because Zubac, maybe Zubac. Shut up. What up, Big Solomon?
I think it's a terrible move for them to pick up.
Yeah, I do too, Bees.
Terrible move. You already got Zubox, right?
I think that was the answer for the Lakers though.
Yeah,
He's
but
not gonna do nothing.
You got your answer for the Lakers. You got Rondo.
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
but I'm just saying though. I mean, he on a 10-day contract. Isn't it days? It's like a fill off process. Okay, we may use you. We may use you. May not use you. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
I don't think any of the big men from the Clippers could hold a candle to anybody on the Lakers as far as their big men go, though.
Nah, they addressed their biggest issue, which is a point guard, kind of, because again, I mentioned it the other day. Rondo is injury prone, and they're gonna hold him out as much as they can. Right now, he has a hamstring issue, which he's had in the past. But I still have no doubt, for some reason, he'll be ready for the playoffs. But is he going to last through it? That would be my question. Because if they get to playing around with some of these teams in the early rounds, they have their eyes on the Lakers, and they get caught sleeping again, like when Denver beat up on them. Actually, Dallas could have won if Porzingis would have been there. I believe Dallas could have won that series as well.
Mm-hmm.
But to Sean's point, that Phoenix thing, man, I don't know what they were doing, because if you're relying on Jay Crowder, you're just playing for next season, because I've never been a fan of his. I wasn't a fan of him when he went to Cleveland. I wasn't a fan of his when he was in Miami. He hasn't been shit since Boston.
I mean, the thing about Jay Crowder is he's a streaky shooter. He plays great defense. He plays defense consistently. His defense, but he's tricky. He's tricky shooter. So
he's also not playing his natural position because they got him playing small ball forward for most of the teams.
I mean, it's not even that. I mean, I don't think that's a big deal. I think it's just the fact that he's a streaky shooter.
He's been pretty much
he's not consistent.
I mean, he's been
Hey,
pretty much
bro.
playing the 4 for the last like 3 to 4 years. That's nothing, bro.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
True,
what,
but
that's
listen
what
to
I'm
what you
saying.
said. True. You said he's an inconsistent shooter,
That's
but
yeah.
he wasn't a shooter per se in Boston. He was a glue guy. He was a guy that did a lot of dirty work.
Hey
He was
guys,
that cute.
don't say
I mean, he
anything
did. Now he
negative.
doing more shooting now, though. He doing more
Hey guys,
shooting now.
hey panel, don't say anything negative about the Phoenix Suns. Hitman X may be watching.
It's gonna get him off
He
of you.
probably agree.
Yeah, but
Nah,
hey,
They
no,
should
he
have
got
did
to
something.
No.
championship, man.
Me
You
and
got
the
to win the
screen.
championship.
Yeah, me and the screen was on the panel SD kind 2 o'clock in the morning arguing with this man. He believed they gonna win the chip
Him and
When?
that's emotional.
What year?
He's
He said they
emotional.
should
this year.
this year.
And he
He
said
said
and he
Phoenix
said
Suns
Devin Booker is
20.
a great defender.
Oh, that's cap. That's cap.
Wow.
I mean, he's improving. He puts
Oh yeah.
good
yeah,
effort.
he's improving. He's improving.
I
He
mean,
is improving.
he's
I
a
give him that.
sneaky.
He's still
Yeah,
statistically
he's a sneaky.
one of the worst defenders though.
He said his
Hey,
We
Sean.
can look
expectations
it
are
up. We can
championship
look
or
it up if
bust
you
for
want to.
Phoenix Suns.
Go ahead,
Hey,
B.
Sean. Oh,
Go ahead,
you,
Beast.
you you really think they should have picked up Marcus Aldridge?
Yeah, because just for the playoff experience, right? And also, and again, how much of a difference would he have made? We'll never know. But I just felt that team needed another veteran tested guy, a guy who's been tested in the playoffs, you know, going into, because again, you got Chris Paul in years, like Chris Paul's in year 16, right? He's the same age as LeBron. So his time is getting tight, and he hadn't won one, and that's one of the reasons why he went, because he felt they were a team on the rise. You're the number 2 seed in the West. You may never have a better chance to win with this core with Chris Paul in his prime, because we don't know how much longer he's going to be at this level. So I thought they made a huge mistake not going to get Aldridge, because again, that's the one position where I think they're a little thin. And Jalen Smith, who again may turn out to be a very good player, he gives them nothing this year at the 4. So I
Yeah,
thought,
he been hurt. He been hurt all. I think he been hurt all
yeah,
year.
he's been hurt all year. But even when he played, you could tell he was very raw
Yeah,
and
rookie
wasn't
and
ready.
no
And
training
so
camp and all that stuff. No
yeah,
something. So he put her in there.
yeah, and Bees, I'm gonna say this. Again, this is what I always tell people: when the team picks up a certain guy, again a guy of a certain age, you're accelerating your timeline, right?
Yeah.
Denver with Booker and with Ayton, because they're around the same age, they're coming up together. Their timeline was going to be, okay, 3-4 years, we're going to be a pretty competitive team. Once you get Chris Paul, that changes your timeline, because again, you get Chris Paul in year 16, who again is the same age as LeBron, who's never won. You got to go, and you're the number 2 seed in the West. You got to go all in to try to get this thing this year, because it's not guaranteed after this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
I
For sure.
totally agree.
Not
What do you
to,
think about Oh, go ahead, bro.
yeah, not to
Nah,
backtrack
sorry.
topics or anything, but I kind of missed the point. But did you guys mention Isaiah Thomas comments in regards to the Russell Westbrook issue?
Now, what he said, bro?
I agree with his take, because he said it was more so a duality thing with Westbrook. So on one hand, Russell Westbrook as well as defenders of Westbrook could say he never been a winning culture, and that's contributed to his lack of success of winning. But on the other hand, Isaiah Thomas mentioned that here's the one thing you have to fault Westbrook for. It's not so much his style of play, it's more so the fact that he was one of the few players that never demanded from his he never demanded that championship acumen from his franchise. That's what Isaiah Thomas' point was. Like, he's one of the few great players to never put that pressure on his franchise to make crazy deals, to make these crazy signings. Especially since Durant left, he's been Russ Westbrook basically been like, as long as I get my triple doubles, I'll be fine. But that was Isaiah Thomas' biggest takeover, the fact that he, unlike most great players, he never put that pressure on his organization to make certain changes to improve the team.
So Extreme, I heard the comments where I understand what Isaiah is trying to say. Where I disagree is market matters.
Yeah.
From a free agent standpoint. Oklahoma City will never sign big time free agents because it's Oklahoma City. So they have to get it right in the draft or via trade.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes and no.
right.
Yes and no, because we've seen great players on just on that level of marketing demand certain things from their team. Case in point,
Right, right.
LeBron did it,
But they
Tim Duncan
did.
did it,
But
Dirk
he
did
has
it.
nothing to demand
Like
from. The man has
Right.
no assets around him. When KD
No,
left
but
in
that's not
2016,
necessarily
when
true
that's
though.
not
KD,
true. That's not true.
Well, hold on,
That's
hold
That's
on,
not.
not
Hold
hold
on.
on.
hold on, hold
Let
on.
me.
Wait. Let the man finish making his point, and then True King, please respond. Thank you very much.
When KD left on that team, the only key assets they had on that team was Westbrook, Ibaka, and everybody else left, and Steven Adams. You weren't gonna trade Steven Adams because you guys needed a big. You guys traded Ibaka for some reason to Orlando Magic and got back Oladipo and stuff. Then you somehow got lucky and made Magic happen when y'all flipped Oladipo and got back PG and stuff. To say the point that he can't. Well, let me address the first point of him saying that he wasn't playing the championship culture. He was playing with KD during those times. They were winning 50 games and stuff. So he was winning for most of the part of his career till
no.
KD left him.
You still didn't. No, you still not addressing your point. You saying you never played in the championship culture because just because you're playing with KD don't make you necessarily mean your culture is already amongst the championship. It just means you're playing with a great talent.
Well, no
Everyone,
team plays the
everyone, no, no,
championship
I'm
culture
saying
unless they win a
KD
championship.
has proven that he does not affect your culture. He's just a fit guy. He never wanted, have no interest in developing a culture nor raising your culture. He's just a
But
fit guy.
but that doesn't work for Isaiah's point because no team plays for championship culture unless you win the championship. Then
No, that's what I'm saying. Isaiah's biggest point is that he never put that pressure on his organization. Most great players do, especially in
and that's what I'm
regards to
saying.
winning.
But Russell
Well,
Westbrook knew what was around him. You can't really go tell him to go get me Anthony Davis, go
No,
get me
Russell Westbrook never went to organization and said, "Can you change this head coach?" Russell Westbrook never said, "Yo, can we make more changes because these changes aren't enough." He never did all these things. You know,
right.
that what all great players do, especially in regards to winning.
So Big Sal, I would say this right, and again, this is where I thought Isaiah's point was slightly off. Right, Oklahoma City had a plan. Right, they had a plan. They said when they moved from Seattle to Oklahoma City, they said, "Listen, we got Kevin Durant, we drafted Russell Westbrook. We're going to build this thing piece by piece, and if everything works out within a few years, we'll be a championship contender." And they were. That's why they were in the finals in 2012. Now, where things started to go bad was when they couldn't agree with Harden long term. It was like a $1 million gap between with them and Harden, and then they ended up trading Harden. But even with that, they're still winning 50 plus 60 games a year with the core of Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka. I think the biggest problem they have that they have, unfortunately, is again they're in a space where they're not a free agent destination, so they have to get it right via trade or in the draft because they don't
They can
sign free
draft.
agents. Say what?
They've proven to be a competent franchise that can draft.
In the
That's
draft,
fact.
right? But
but
which they
he's
have,
not.
which they have. Now, again, even with that point, and I'll come to you in a second. Even with that point, once Durant leaves, that changes the whole scope of their franchise because again, everything was built around Durant and Westbrook. When Durant walks out the door, yeah, things fall back. But then they turn around and they flip Serge Ibaka for Victor Oladipo, and don't forget who else they got in that deal. They got
Sabonis.
DeMontis Sabonis, who's an All-Star now.
Yeah.
And because they're so worried about losing Russ, they turn around and flip those two guys to Indiana for Paul George. I'm not going to say who won that trade, but I feel now looking back, Indiana won that trade. So
Just a little bit.
they've made certain organizational decisions to try to keep themselves competitive. Have they always worked out? No, but they were aggressive in the ways they could be to try to be a championship contender. That's why they go get Melo.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, they
You
got
know,
Melo for
The
who?
funny
Who did they
part,
trade up for Melo?
and again, I never felt Melo was going to be the centerpiece or a big piece of a championship contender. So I didn't think it was a good move, but they did it because they felt that would work. So it's not like he hasn't been in situations where they weren't trying to do it. It just hasn't worked out. The problem with the whole championship thing, and again, so many things have to go your way to win a championship. That's why when guys talk about individual players got all these championships, I'm like, no, their teams have those championships because it worked out for those teams to win. It's not just one individual guy.
And to go back on the point about having a championship culture and Isaiah Thomas talking about how Russell Westbrook needed to demand to get a new coach.
Yeah.
Who's to say that? Who's to say that Westbrook didn't like Billy Donovan? Who's to say he didn't think he needed a new coach? Not only about that, but by the time he got Billy Donovan was around the same time. No, was around the time him and KD lost the 3-1 lead to Golden State. So you already had a new coach after giving up on Scott Brooks. So it's not like he was going to say after 1 year, "Oh, get rid of Scott Brooks and stuff." That's why he didn't demand those type of requests.
So you saying, okay, so if you're Russell Westbrook, right? Just hypothetical, what would you have asked for? Who would you have asked for at that time?
I think he should have been able to win a couple of series with PG. Westbrook never got the first round after KD left, and I don't know why or how. But like
he breaks a lot of shots.
Like I said, well, going back to that point, I don't think necessarily the OKC constructed had a roster to. I'm surprised they got Melo and PG for what they gave up for, to be honest. To get PG and Melo during those times, Indiana or PG, he wasn't the same as when he was facing Miami, but he was still pretty good. And I think the whole NBA world was surprised when they landed him and stuff too.
No, they weren't surprised. I don't mean to cut you off, but the number one reason they got both of those players is for attraction. There's Oklahoma City is very small. It's a very small market. Their teams, they have shown the ability to pack a stadium, no doubt. When the big three was together, when Katie, all four of them were together. But in order to keep, go ahead, bro.
Sorry, I didn't hit y'all. OKC's games before the pandemic were packed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about like last year. They're all. I mean, because that's the thing to do. That stadium is filled.
Okay,
yeah,
I've been to
that's a basketball. That's a basketball city, man.
No. It's a football town. It's a football town.
I'm talking about. It's a football town. I'm talking about like specifically. We know for OKC is always crowded. That's why I say that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, OKC is. I mean, that thing is jam packed.
But J-Man, going back to the point, they had before PG went to OKC. He was complaining to Indiana. Remember when he told CJ Miles, "I need to take the last shot," and then he was telling Indiana to trade him, and he wanted to go play with the Los Angeles Lakers. That's why I remember saying that.
Yeah, I remember
a lot of people in the media were believing that he was going to go to a big market or something. I don't think they were expecting OKC.
But here's the thing, though. We honestly don't know what he ever asked. But here's the thing, though. The problem is we don't really know what he asked for or not, though. We don't know behind the scenes of what he asked for and what stuff. So
I think he asked for PG. That's my speculation. I think he asked for
I mean, yeah, but I'm
saying,
but that's the thing, though. When people when you say that, though, he never asked for that help. I mean, I don't know. We don't know though.
Because they're boys though, PG and Westbrook, because they both from LA, and so I think they boys too.
Yeah, but this is an organization, man. This
that's
is
not a job, though.
It's so crazy to me because, like for instance, look at Steve Nash. Do you think Steve Nash went to Brooklyn and asked for all those players?
Nope.
No, but he was glad to be blessed with the opportunity to coach some of the best players in the world.
Is it a blessing? Is it a blessing? We don't know yet.
I mean, to come and look at what's the dude who's playing in Houston, coaching for Houston right now? Silas. What's his name?
Silas.
I mean, I'll take coaching KD and Kyrie over that. That dumpster fire in Houston. No offense to you Houston fans, but
what you got to say about that, brother Omari? Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I was talking to somebody back. I didn't even hear him. What did he say?
He said Houston's the worst team in the league to be coaching. No, I'm just joking. No, he said he'd rather be Steve Nash coaching Brooklyn than Silas coaching Houston.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
I don't blame him either because who wants to? Houston is in disarray right now.
They're in rebuild mode. Why would you want to be in rebuild mode versus championship mode? This man, for his first year, is in contention possibly for winning the championship.
You're right. I mean, I ain't gonna go. I would say this though. That owner got to go at some. I mean, I know he just got there, so he ain't going nowhere no time soon. But quietly kept. That's the main problem with James Harden and Russell. It's the owner. His kind of his attitude when he first got there, it just turned them off. But they, obviously they just use winning championship as a proxy to cover up they I guess, social issues with him and political issues with him. But it's much bigger than. I'm not gonna say it's much bigger than championship. That's obviously a piece of the. But his attitude coming into that organization and his ownership style, they just turned them off. But
Yeah.
I
anyway,
think that's kind of a pass for Harden, though. I don't think I can't buy too much of what you just said about that part because Harden was given everything he could and asked for when he was in H-Town with y'all. He wanted Howard, he got Howard. He wanted Melo, he got Melo. He wanted Chris Paul, he got Chris Paul. He wanted Westbrook, he got Westbrook. He got every piece. The coaches too. When he didn't want Kevin McHale, he brought in Mike D'Antoni. He got a championship coach. He got everything. He was playing in his system, doing what he wanted to do. And it just didn't finish. Just didn't result in what he wanted.
I mean, I think what he's saying. I think what he's saying is like the ownership that they were too nonchalant and they didn't step on James Harden's neck when he was doing all.
If he's saying that, I agree with you. Yeah, they give that man too much freedom, too much control and authority, too much power.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, it's one of those things where, again, if you're a player and you're a star player and James Harden is a star, and you basically ask for something, or you basically make it known that something's not working, and they make moves to appease you, and it doesn't work. At some point, you're the common denominator, dude.
He's the problem,
and he's never won. I've never heard him once again really take ownership for if we don't win, it's on me. It's on me. I've had my criticism of Tracy McGrady throughout his career. But one thing he did say when he was in Orlando, he said, we didn't close out some of these series. That's on me. I'm the star player. I'm supposed to make sure that we do this, and we didn't do it. That's on me. I've never heard Harden take ownership for that stuff. And that's the biggest problem. So, and again, he left Houston basically in a dumpster fire. Now, granted, did they have to trade him? No, but they really couldn't hold on to him. So they were put in a position where they were basically forced to make a deal they probably really didn't want to make.
Yeah. Speaking of Houston,
they're pounding the damn Nets right now.
No,
yeah, they are. Plus,
it's a 1-point game.
They dropped. They dropped 44 points. They dropped 44 points in the first quarter. The Rockets.
That's 86-87 going into the.
Houston can't. Houston let him back.
Houston has a player that could be bought out. Avery Bradley. Lakers got a roster spot. One last roster spot available. Does he go there?
Yeah, he goes there.
I think he gives it real consideration. Yeah.
If he gets bought out, but I like I told you a couple days ago, the Lakers now have to give Drummond the $84 million. I don't. He's on their team now, so
they can't
sign him, right?
They can't sign him to that type of deal,
right? So I don't know what they're gonna do. They screwed because Schroeder ain't staying, and if he do stay, they're gonna have to overpay him so much.
They're saying reports that the Chicago Bulls are trying to target Dennis Schroeder during the offseason.
Yeah. It don't matter. I mean, the Lakers fucked up, man. They once they put his name in the trade talks, they had to move him because you either offer him that contract before the trade deadline or you trade him.
Yeah.
You don't put him in the trade talk and then come back and say, "Here's your $21 million."
Yeah. Well, they don't.
Oh, go ahead, Sean.
No, I was gonna say, Bees, to your point, the only thing the Lakers can hope to do is that they'll win the championship. He'll want to stay, or they can use him in a signing trade with a team like Chicago. But they got to be willing to work with Chicago and Schroeder to make that happen, to get a trade exception back for him that they could use to acquire another piece or two. Otherwise, they are screwed.
They put themselves in a bad situation by not moving him because THT. I'm sorry, there's promise there, but again, he's a second round pick. You gotta send his ass down the road.
Exactly.
I don't know what it is about Laker fans. Well, when I say all, some Laker fans, I won't say all.
They love some THT, man.
But it's
they love all the young players.
They love to overvalue role players.
Yeah.
I've never understood that. They do this
I don't
constantly.
understand it either.
Well, they've had some in their championship runs throughout history. They've had some great role players. I mean, some great.
Undoubtedly. But I'm
You talking
just
about the
saying,
Shannon
like,
Browns and
yeah, I'm talking like the
Oh yeah,
Shannon Browns
yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah,
world.
yeah.
You
You're
know,
right.
like
and
we're
that's
gonna hold value
THT,
Shannon Brown.
Shannon Brown, man. He
Yeah,
made that
basically.
category.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's basically what he is.
hey,
They,
Sean.
they,
So
they both white skin too.
how does Drummond show up on the cap?
So he's on a vet minimum.
Right.
You can only sign a minimum deal with them because that's all they
No,
had
no,
to
no,
give
no,
him.
no, no. I understand that. I mean,
Uh-huh.
going into next year,
So they don't. He's an unrestricted free agent. They don't have his bird rights, so they
right?
can't
They got no.
overpay to keep him. They have no rights to him. Yeah, they literally have no rights to him.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think he's. I don't think he was. He's there to stay anyway.
He's a
yeah.
You
No,
say
restricted
you
I,
think
free
I
agent.
He's
no,
there
I
to interview.
no, I think he's gonna be. I think the Lakers now gonna move Kuzma and KCP and keep him because if Schroeder walks away, they can't sign nobody, and Drummond gonna be walking away. There ain't no moves to be made.
Yeah. I
Drummond always say he want to play with LeBron, so
Right.
I
I'm
think
just saying that's
yeah.
their
he wants
only
to.
that's their
Yeah.
only play now is to
The
keep Drummond.
the only thing they could do, Bees, is really offer him the mid level, the full mid level exception, which will come off when Harold falls off the books. But they can't offer him a max deal. He's not getting a max deal. If Laker fans think they can re-sign him to a max deal, that's not how it works.
Right.
So any
No.
Laker fan listening, y'all cannot re-sign Drummond to a max deal.
What are
That's
you
not
talking about,
how it
Sean?
works.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the most optimistic thing going to the offseason is hoping that y'all could get him back on a 1-year mid-level exception deal, like you said, Sean.
Shit, we ain't
I can
taking
see
that.
Drummond
No,
doing that, trying to play for another
That motherfucker.
championship
most
and going for a
optimistic
Shit, he
rebuild.
thing
want to
they
play with
did
LeBron, but not that bad.
is that their
It's about championships,
inexperience
though,
at
to the King.
GM, their inexperience at GM, even though he made good moves in the offseason, bit him in the ass this on
I mean,
this
it just
buyout.
depends. It all depends. I mean, for that to happen, for them to resign Drummond to kind of not like his full bag, they're gonna have to win a championship.
But we don't know what type of player Drummond
They
is
don't.
personally. Is he the dude
They,
who wants to be like a Carmelo Anthony type and go chase the bag? Or is he ready to accept his point in the career where he knows that he got
I
opportunity to
mean,
play
Yeah,
for
I
yeah,
mean,
champions?
I
man.
don't. I mean, I don't
Like
care
you
about.
can't leave money, but at the same time, you talking about drastic. You talking about
Now,
lots of money.
hey
He
Sean,
You
but
the
he
want
made a
Lakers,
max contract these last couple of years to the King, so he made
Nah,
his
but
money
still,
and he can
but
always
still,
get it
No.
back. He's
Go
young
ahead,
enough
B.
to go get a max contract once he chips
not.
off
But
his rookie.
listen, bro, you have to get your money, bro. You can't
Yeah.
leave money on the
Yeah,
table.
he's 27 years old. After he gets 2 rings for Lakers in
to. What
these
you
2
just said? What
years,
you just
he can
saying?
go back
It
to the
ain't
max
like that,
contract.
bro. It's not.
Say it
It's,
again. 27 years old, man.
He's
Like
Right.
27 years old.
Hold
If he
on.
plays with the Lakers for 2 years and win 2 rings, he'll be 29. He's still eligible to get a max contract.
no, he
Yeah,
can't get it.
go ahead, Beast.
Uh, can if they brought him back on the mid-level exception, they still wouldn't have his bird right. So they'd have to
Mm-mm.
hold him for 2 years
That's what I'm saying. And I think
before.
he'll play for
No, no,
on
bro.
Lakers.
We're not saying the same thing. Before they could actually go over the cap to sign him, so they are screwed royally. You know,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've seen LeBron really in this position.
Hold on, B. You talk about to bring him back long term? I'm talking about just for 2 years.
No, bro. I'm talking about
You want to
where
go and
they
do a
are
signing trade or
at.
something?
They are in a really bad position.
Yeah, yeah. And what Bees is talking about, they're not going to look. They have the potential to not look anything like they did this year or the year before. You got Harold, who's probably gone. Schroeder's gone.
Hey, they're gonna have to
Shit.
pick between
KCP
PA.
gonna be on the trade market.
Trade don't matter because you can trade whoever you want, but if you don't bring back players that are big time players, it don't matter. You can trade Kuzma. You can who you getting back.
I still don't think they're getting rid of Kuzma.
That's why I think they should have traded
Nah,
for
they gonna have to move him now.
I think
I
they
So
should
think
have traded for
go
I think they
ahead.
should have
Go ahead.
traded for Scary Terry and Biombo. Because
where
wasn't
they
Biombo
where I agree with you, J Mac, that they had no plans to move Kuzma. That 23 million between him and KCP now, and that's all they got.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
all they
going to
got
be.
for their whole team.
It'll be real
Yeah.
tricky, but
There he is.
Blinker
Here
always got something up his sleeve, though, bro. We'll
goes anti-social.
What's good,
I
Anti?
say yeah. I say yeah.
ladies and gentlemen,
I say
anti-social.
yeah.
So do you think he turned the contract down because he knows he's in a position of leverage, or do you think he really wants to leave?
No, he's in a position of leverage. He has the leverage.
He always said he wanted to be in a position where he's a free agent and test the market.
All right.
What was that contract the Lakers offered him? What it was like 4 years,
Hey.
what, 64 million?
No, 84 million.
So what would that bring him
He
to?
was going to get 20
21
million a year.
21 a year.
21 million a year, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
He still didn't
But he
take that
wanted
shit. That's
100.
crazy.
He wanted 100.
So 100 over 4 is a $25 million deal per
and
year.
also remember too, right? And also here's the other part of it, right? He can sign the 5-year extension. He can sign the 5-year deal in the offseason with the Lakers because they have his bird rights. So it actually might make more sense for him to turn it down now and wait until the offseason because he can get the full 5-year where signing it during the season, all he could sign is the 4-year deal.
Yeah, he
That's
signed
true.
that deal. They gonna trade his ass.
But here's the good thing. But if you are a Laker fan, here's the good deal about that. He cannot display any type of he has to still prove himself as a player. He's betting on himself right now. So don't expect him to just be pouting and shit. No, he's gonna try to win that chip just like everybody else. But if you're confident in him being able to control the ball late in games, like I said, LeBron is going to have to play more point in these playoffs than he did last year, and they're going to have to utilize Schroeder's talent as far as just getting buckets and playing hard defense.
But what do y'all think Dennis Schroeder's market is looking like for this offseason? Like, what teams y'all actually see pursuing
It
this?
depends on what he does to playoffs.
So
I'm saying hypothetically.
No, at this moment, you brought up Chicago. Outside of that, he don't have a market now.
Well, New York.
So the Lakers was pretty much. Oh, go ahead, Sean.
I'm sorry, New York also the Knicks. Yeah.
So New York, Chicago, and probably same put with LA.
Yeah.
So we got like 3 viable options. All right.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be the point guard for New York. New York is up and coming. For what I see going on in New York, in spite of the owner, they're building a pretty nice squad over there in Nickland.
I don't know about all that.
They got money too, Anti. They're gonna make some moves. Watch.
Ain't no free agent gonna go over there, man.
But they have to trade Julius Randle this offseason.
They will.
Hold up. How you trade somebody who was just an all-star?
He's a trade bait.
Because Anti, his value is never going to be higher, right?
And you gonna trade him? Damn.
You trade because here's the thing. Because here's the question, Anti, and this is what the organization has to ask themselves: if we max Julius Randle out, are we a championship contender with Julius Randle as our best player on a max contract?
No. Hell no.
Exactly.
Hey, Sean, this the thing though. Who you gonna go try to go get?
Well, I mean, again, with the Knicks, because the Knicks have a lot of assets, right? They got 2 first-round picks from Dallas in the Porzingis deal. They had their own first-round picks. I think they have a couple other first-round picks in the future as well. So they got a lot of assets. The Knicks' problem is, and has been their problem for the last 20 years, has been they've tried to swing for the fences and take on bad contracts and bad deals. They got to stop doing that. They got to build through the draft. They got to build, rebuild, and continue to build through the draft. They spent the 8th pick on Obi Toppin. He doesn't play in part because he and Randall play the same position. So we don't even know if Obi Toppin can play.
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, you got to really consider moving Julius Randle to get an asset. Plus, you want to see can Obi Toppin play. Because you basically told Knicks fans, we think Obi Toppin is going to be better than Tyrese Halliburton, who I thought they were taking.
I have no idea why they didn't take him.
Because they had their sights set on Toppin.
Yeah.
But Sean, what kind of team will be in the chase and on the hunt for a player like Julius Randle? A seller, a young team, up and coming, a contender? Who?
It could be a contender that feels like they're one
piece away,
really
like a Portland type.
Yeah, like it could be that. It could be a Portland type.
I can't see him in Portland. Ew.
Why not? They
Why
need
can't you,
a
Anti?
They could use him. I
they could
mean,
use them.
if they
They
want to
could
pull that
use
trigger with CJ, they might be able to do something like that.
He'll be the third option on the team. Like, how is he
It
gonna
don't.
fit in that role?
Hey, Anti. He just told you he is not going to be the first option on any viable championship contender.
Right.
He's only going to be the first option on a losing
Trash
team.
ass team. Yeah.
And plus, he's like around his age. Like, how old is Julius Randle? Like a 26, 27?
I think he's 26, 27 now.
He's kind of old, and he don't look like he got too much promise to
think
me.
he's
That's
like
just
Hey, did you just say Andre Drummond was
no,
young?
but Andre Drummond's coming in to just catch boards and play a little bit of defense. That boy Julius Randle out here on a max contract, and you don't know what type of like Sean said. If you gonna want that man as your first option, I don't see you winning championship with that man as your first option. He gonna be.
He's 20. He's 26.
He's 26.
Yeah,
But
he's still young.
I
Yeah,
think this is his cap.
yeah.
I think this is max.
And again, the question is, and again, this is what I always tell people with sports, right? And this is what I always try to get fans to understand. The Knicks are going to be a 500 to first round playoff team at best. That gets you nowhere. So you either suck or you all in to contend. And I don't think that with Julius Randle as their number one option, they're going to be a true contender in the East.
That's a good point because during this time and day and age in the league, you still got your teams like Brooklyn out here running. Brooklyn go as long as they stay together for the next 3 years, they're gonna be in the top 4 seed. Boston still got Tatum and Brown. Atlanta got Trae Young. They could do some more add some more pieces around him. You got Philly, who is fairly young. So I would, if I'm New York, I'll be trying to do something where I could get some more young talent and just wait till those teams age out and then try to make a push for a title.
Right.
Like what is New York's? What are they lacking right now? Point guard play, right?
Yeah.
Point guard play.
I thought that's why they got Derrick Rose.
No, that wasn't. That
Come on,
wasn't.
man.
No, they traded him to Thibodeau. That's a Thibodeau boy.
That was a Thibodeau move.
No disrespect to Derrick Rose, but nah, man.
No. We got to call it like it is. This ain't 2011.
Hey, y'all. Hey,
Sean's just salty because he got the MVP over LeBron.
This is the funniest shit I ever seen. The ESPN is showing the Bucks and the Lakers playing next, right? Tell me why they got Giannis versus Schroeder.
Hey, I saw that earlier. They changed it because they had Kuzma earlier at time.
Oh hell no!
They wild for that one.
They got Giannis
man.
versus Schroeder on this bitch.
The battle of the benches.
Oh man, I'm like,
This gonna be an ugly game.
Yeah, it's about to be an ugly game, bro.
Yeah.
You guys should just say Giannis versus the Lakers.
Stomp the Lakers, man.
You think so?
I'm about to stomp the Lakers, man.
They're on a 2-game losing streak. They haven't been playing well. Giannis hasn't been playing
I think Giannis hurt, so I don't know. Giannis might be hurt, man. I've been saying this for
I think the Lakers could pull a upset tonight.
Anybody can win on any given night.
No, I feel like especially tonight because they got Drummond coming away, so they got that new blood. They on a 2-game winning streak. Milwaukee's on a 2-game losing streak. I think they're gonna play hard and probably upset them because Milwaukee probably might not play too hard.
What my boy
James Harden got hurt.
Yeah. Hey, Boston trying to fight. Like Boston trying to fight back in the game.
James Harden got hurt.
Hamstring issue. He just like he left the game.
That's a wrap, man. Nets ain't winning no championship.
He'll be all right. He'll be
fine.
But he got the
he want to play tonight.
Now he got the hamstring entering the playoffs and stuff.
They losing right now to the Rockets, right?
He getting hurt.
No, they winning. They winning by 3, I think.
Yeah, like Boston trying to fight back in this game.
They winning by 4.
Brooklyn's all they got to do is pull Porzingis' big ass back and up. That shit gonna go away.
Yeah, hey, true. I don't know if you listening or if you got us on mute, but I don't care what y'all do in the off season. Y'all, please get somebody over 7 feet tall.
Yes.
Oh man,
bro, you got Marcus Smart guarding Kristaps Porzingis.
They gotta switch that lineup, man. They got
Mo Wagner. Yes, sir.
I don't even think Marcus Smart should really be on the Celtics. I think you should just run. I don't think Jaylen Brown. Tatum should be on no power forward. I
was tripping about the Marcus Smart.
What's your issue with Marcus Smart?
I think y'all just need to trade him for a big man if y'all can't get no. If that's like the last thing y'all got to do, I say pull the trigger, either package him.
I saw Marcus Smart guarded Giannis back in the bubble last year.
Hey, panel. I'm a
But y'all
Celtics.
got Evan Fournier too, so y'all could just insert him and put him at the shooting guard position. So
Hey,
too.
panel.
So.
Hey, panel.
Go ahead, Lee.
I'm a Celtics supporter, just like True the King. Um,
Y'all hear me?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah,
just
you
say
can
this.
talk.
I'll just say this.
Y'all hear me?
Nobody's
we hear you,
Yeah,
bro.
true.
nobody's listening.
I'll just say this for Celtics. 7
What he
footer,
get a? What the fuck he get a text for?
Go ahead, Lee.
a 7 footer who's versatile on the offensive and defensive end, and can the Celtics? I never use we, but because I'm a supporter, I'm not a part of the organization. I just support. But can they please get a GM better than Danny Ainge? I'll just leave it at that.
This shit ridiculous.
Yeah,
You know,
anti. To answer your question, he got a tech for using them the magic words. That's why.
what do you say? Listen,
He said that's F and BS to the ref.
oh, I ain't even see it.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's
man, I'm gonna tell you. You can't say that to the ref. Hey,
no.
Hey, Lee. Hey, Lee. Guess what? Guess what reports? Guess what reports I heard? A anonymous executive in the Western Conference said that he had Danny Ainge made a big move before the KG did whatever case may be. Don't count Danny Ainge out or something like that. And that just pissed me off, man. I'm like,
True King, here's the thing. A lot of Celtics supporters and Danny Ainge are living off the 08 Celtics. They're still living off it. It's like, dude,
it's enough. It's enough, man.
Hey,
I got
13 years ago.
Hey, why can't they live off of it?
Because it was one championship.
But here's the thing. I mean, listen, the championship, right?
But here's 13 years ago.
You got teams like the Clippers never even got to the Western Conference Final. Why can't they live off a championship?
I mean,
here's the thing, right?
He hasn't done anything since.
Yeah, but he stayed at a Holiday Inn last night. So
And Lee, I'm gonna slightly disagree. Right, Tatum and Brown are saving him in Boston.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, that's true.
They are, but
they got Jason Tatum at the fire right now, bro. This
is more.
Hey,
he's at the 5
Hey, they get Peyton Pritchard work out. He's gonna amass some talent. His problem is he made the right decision, but it cost him.
Yeah, but it's like
that Isaiah Thomas decision.
Yeah, you mentioned that point. You mentioned that. Yeah,
it was the right decision.
Hey, True, where's Tristan Thompson at, bro? He been hurt.
And I'll go a step further and say JJ Redick out on the Pelicans today. They lied to me. Don't believe him going forward. Teams better understand that this today ain't yesterday. You can't just lie.
Hold on. What you just say about JJ Redick?
JJ Redick said on his podcast that he had been given word by the organization that they was going to do him right, and then they traded to Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was supposed to be getting bought out or being traded to the Northeast.
Right.
And then they
that's not nobody signed to no place like that.
Hey, but you know what? I'm gonna say this, Bees. I understand where JJ Redick was coming from. I never thought him going to the Royals was a smart move for him anyway.
True.
It wasn't.
He went to get the bag.
No. Yeah. You know, you got to listen to his podcast. Drew Holiday talked him into coming there. And then they traded Drew Holiday.
Right,
and he's like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they told him they would buy him out or trade him to the Northeast.
Yeah.
And they traded his ass to Dallas.
Yeah.
Why he trying to get traded to the Northeast?
Because he said
that
he ain't able to see his son because every time his son comes to see him, his son misses 2 weeks of school because he got a quarantine when he get back home.
Right.
Yeah. And so he wanted to be closer home because he ain't seen his kids hardly. His kids can't come see him.
Right.
And they trade him further away.
Yeah, and he's not a young player either. He really doesn't fit on a New Orleans Pelicans team.
Yeah.
So it don't matter that Texas is wide open. It's the fact that where his kids is in New York, they got a quarantine if they go to Texas.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of soft because Most unless the school is not doing online, which I'm pretty sure they're going to a really good school, so I'm pretty sure they have that option. I think that's a weak excuse. I'm pretty sure that you can bring your laptop if they're doing it online. I'm assuming here they come to Dallas, they still do their homework, they go back, they quarantine, they have a fucking internet connection. I think they're still good to go. But that's just
New York is in
I will never go
just
that far when it comes to family. I'm
just
just not. I'm sorry.
just like
I'm not
here.
doing it.
Hey,
what do you
it's
mean?
this way here, Cisco. They in school, they in class right now. But if you take your kid out and go somewhere,
Right,
especially like at Texas,
right.
you got to do 2 weeks of quarantine, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Hold
got
up,
two.
hold up, hold up, hold up. I thought them rules don't apply no more. Ain't nobody quarantining no more, man.
That's in your
Yeah,
state.
yeah.
There's
No quarantine.
Yeah, we
Depending
quarantined
on
for
the
what you mean?
Dallas.
What you mean we're not quarantined? Come on, man.
What the
Dallas
fuck
Texas,
is locked down.
quarantining?
what you talking
What's wrong
about,
with
man?
you, Nick? What's wrong with you, Nick?
Ain't nobody been quarantining for months, bro.
Nigga,
Who
you
the
live
fuck been
Joe. Texas
quarantining?
not the United States, Anton, man. You gotta chill out,
It's the
man.
only motherfucking state doing this shit.
Texas is like
Y'all one of
Mississippi.
them.
Texas and Mississippi, all these states that is doing
Miami
it.
still open. Nigga, Miami open.
Man, they ain't like
Tampa
Texas.
open. What the fuck
Listen,
are you talking
man,
But
about?
y'all ain't worried about
Miami,
That's the
them,
red
them,
you
space.
ain't gonna
dude.
watch it because Miami just
Anti,
put a curfew in because they got
you ain't
out of
wearing max
school
for 3
spring
months,
break.
man. Chill
Closed,
out, man.
bro.
What?
They still
Miami,
Anti, you
open
ain't
up
wearing
when they
max for 3
close.
months.
Wait, one at a time, please.
Miami shut down some of them bars and put in a curfew because too many people showed up.
Yeah.
Nigga, it was spring break. Niggas
Hey,
getting lit out there in Miami.
they stopped that spring break too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, anti, they're over there in England. They're getting ready for another shutdown.
I'm talking about over here though, dog.
It follows.
I know.
Yeah,
We
but
ain't getting ready
I'm
for it. I
telling you,
guarantee we ain't shutting down again.
I'm telling you this. Anti.
I guarantee that
Right.
shit. I guarantee
I'm
we
telling you
ain't
this.
shutting down again.
I can tell you this. I know Texas ain't shutting down again.
You
That
damn
that
right.
I know. That I
I
know.
guarantee you we ain't
Yeah.
shutting down again. Greg
That,
Abbott said we wide the fuck open.
yeah,
We
with
ain't
Yeah,
that,
but
with
shutting
that,
Joe
down no
yeah,
Biden,
more.
Joe
Governor.
Biden said they're going to put a gate up
Get up
around the
what? In
perimeter of Texas. It's in the works
Hey,
right now.
hey, I ain't got
Are
nothing to do. Hey,
you,
we wide the
are
fuck
you
open
dead
down
serious?
here, dog.
You dead serious?
Hell no.
No, man.
No, man.
We
No.
wide the fuck
Hey,
open
y'all.
down
No.
here, boy.
Hey,
No,
hey,
No.
hey,
this is
hey,
Ain't
hey,
no,
but
ain't no,
this
hey, mask
but
getting
B,
on out of this bitch or nothing no more.
hey, B's, you're right about these organizations. They, especially the NBA. I mean, we all know that crap in the NFL. That's not going to change unless a miracle happens. But in the NBA, you were right. You didn't get a chance to say it, but yeah, you're right. These organizations in the NBA, they better start getting their act together when it comes to honesty when it comes to the players. Because the NBA players have all the power. I just don't. They have all the power. I just don't see
No,
it
They don't have
no,
changing.
they
all the
really
power.
don't. They
They don't
only
have
have
all the power.
Who
they
got all
only
the
have
power?
you
Keep trying
only
to
have
tell y'all
power.
that shit,
The
No,
bro.
you
players
only
got the
have
power.
power if you a star and you a
Right.
free agent.
Hey,
right,
You
hey,
don't have
The
no power
superstars,
outside
yeah.
of that. You gonna
right,
do what they
Yeah.
tell you to do, and
right,
you are nothing more than an asset.
right.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's a
It's
business.
it's out.
they.
I mean, listen.
Well,
I
no,
know,
that's
I know somebody's trying to get in. We're full right now. We'll get you in
hey,
soon.
no,
We'll get you in
no,
shortly.
that's what I'm talking about. No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the star players who will literally control the market and the free agents. Like if you're not up front with them, they ain't playing for you. That's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm talking about.
Oh,
I'm gonna let you know a little secret. They finna put this shit to bed, dog.
But at the same time,
Soon as Braun get up
I was
out
about to
this
say,
league,
soon as LeBron retire, yes,
and this
cause he,
next
yep,
bargaining agreement, they gonna put that shit to bed, bro.
yep.
Yeah, and I can tell you
They
this.
just waiting on LeBron to leave.
I can tell you this, man. I'm just say this, man. You know, yeah, I know we got guys who are, obviously wielding their power and stuff like that. But because I was talking to somebody earlier about the buyouts thing, and he was like, they need to fix that system. And I said, here's the problem, right? If a team says, "Hey, listen, you're not in our long term plans. We're going to buy you. We want to buy you out," they can. But if a player goes and says, "Listen, I don't think my future's here. Can we, um, negotiate a buyout?" It's a problem. I was like, you're talking against two different issues. It's the same thing.
Right.
It's the reason the rules allow them to buy players out. Players can request through their agent to be bought out.
That
That's what
nigga
it is.
Luka.
Yeah. So that's just the way it is. But so yeah, I just think it's probably going to change to your point, B's after. Man, I'm slow behind y'all. That was a big shot. No, it's probably going to change after LeBron leaves. But again,
Jaylen Brown came right behind him and hit another one.
yeah, but the seeds are planted, man. They're planted.
Yeah, and I think that they're gonna this next collective bargaining agreement. I think they're gonna go at that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could even be it could be a situation where there's going to be a lockout.
Do y'all see a disgusting line the Celtics got out?
Yeah, they got Jaylen Brown playing at the 5, bro. Crazy.
Robert Williams out, man. COVID protocol.
I mean, this is a YMCA lineup.
Man,
Who they got at the 4? CA3. Who they got at the 4?
They got
Jason Tatum. Tatum at the 4.
They got 2 wings at the 4 position. That shit crazy.
Crazy.
Hey, True the King, I got a question for you, man.
Yo,
I got a trade. Let me tell me what you think. Kemba Walker and Marcus Smart for Lonzo Ball.
it's fucking cap, nigga.
No, I'm saying.
That's fucking cap,
Nigga, you wouldn't take that?
That pissed that nigga off. That pissed that nigga off.
Hey, True, that's the quickest I ever seen you come back from anything.
I couldn't take on the second player.
Oh,
listen, Lonzo Ball. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you, right? I'm sick and tired. Listen, Celtics gotta do what they always do, man. We need them. We need them teams. We know if you look at all the great Celtics teams, right? They won championships, right? They had talent, right or wrong. All you gotta do is follow that blueprint. That's all he gotta do. We ain't gonna win a championship like the Dallas Mavericks. We're not gonna win a championship like the Miami Heat with D-Wade. We're not gonna win championships like that. It's not our culture. You know what I mean? We gotta have talent, man. Like it's just ridiculous, man.
Hold on.
That's a good point.
This is how I look at it. I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum could benefit off a person like Lonzo Ball.
Man, but you're not hearing me though, right? I don't have a problem with that, right? We need like Alonzo Ball plus somebody else. You know what I mean?
I didn't know a second player off New Orleans to put in that mix,
Hey,
but
so Extreme. I hear your trade. Oh, I'm gonna just say this over here on U3 Sports. When you make a trade scenario, you got to make something that both teams want.
Well, I'm going New Orleans Pelicans roster right now, real quick to see what they got.
Yeah, that was the
Hold
contract.
on.
Don't match up. The contract don't match up for that. That's
Hey, True,
just like.
Hold on.
New Orleans will want Marcus Smart. They will want him.
I said, he said Kemba and Marcus Smart. The contract won't match up.
The contracts won't match up.
I'm talking.
Yeah, I'm just talking about for the talent.
Now here's the catch, right? Now here's the catch. Now I could see, and again, I don't say it's an absolute. If you throw Eric Bledsoe in the deal,
no.
And that's the point. The Celtics not gonna want Eric Bledsoe.
Give me Hayes. Give me some young. Give me Hayes.
Yeah.
Give me
Hayes.
Yeah.
Okay. How about
y'all said it
Give me
earlier?
Hayes. Give me Hayes and Steve Adams, man.
Yeah, y'all need
and Lonzo Ball.
No wings or guards.
For who?
But if they get Steven Adams, that's the
hold on. Kemba Walker for Marcus Smart for Lonzo Ball, Steve Adams and Jackson Hayes.
That's fair.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
No, the fuck is not.
For who? New Orleans?
It match up the contract and match up.
I don't want no Marcus Smart. I'm good, bro.
And a first, two first.
What you mean you don't want Marcus Smart?
I don't want no Marcus Smart, nigga.
Nah, I will say this, Anti. I will say this. Marcus Smart could actually be a good fit on that team because it allows Brandon Ingram not to have to worry so much about playing defense.
And he can take as many shots as he wants too.
Lonzo Ball is there for him now, bro. And Lonzo Ball is one of the
no. See, with yeah, I know. And again, I'm not saying it's a good. You know my take about Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball should stay in New Orleans. They need to move Bledsoe, but
yeah, you get Bledsoe the fuck out of there.
Yeah, Bledsoe needs to go. But Marcus Smart defensively would take a lot of pressure off of Brandon Ingram. Now, this is what needs to happen in New Orleans this offseason. The ownership, David Griffin and Stan Van Gundy need to pull Brandon Ingram into the office and have a real conversation with him. Yep. And they need to say, listen, we love you, but you are not our best player. We need you to be our second best player.
Yeah. And play defense.
And play some defense.
You're
Zion
But
is
right.
the best player on that team.
You're right.
Brandon Ingram ain't playing no damn defense, bro.
Zion is
You're
the
right.
best player on that team.
Right.
Yeah.
We know this.
Hold on, J Mac. Hold on, J Mac. They got to come to a realization. They got to tell Brandon Ingram he's not their best player. They got it. Better yet, they may even say, "Hey, look, you're our third best player because
I
our
was about to
second
say.
best player."
You basically telling them to tell Brandon Ingram
Then
that it's Zion's team, basically.
It is though.
I know
It's
that. I know
Zion
that.
team. He the franchise.
I know
Zion
that.
is the franchise.
No, I'm saying that's what they
nah.
said.
This is what you're saying. You're saying, look, we're building our team around Eric Bledsoe. All right, he's our best player. And,
Stop it, Lee.
all right,
Stop it.
Big Sal, I'm gonna kick you out for a moment. Somebody's trying to get in. We'll let you back in shortly. All right.
I'm guessing Porzingis
Hey,
must be hurt. This nigga not on the floor.
Why does everyone I know hate Eric Bledsoe? I'm not saying
He don't fit New Orleans. He don't fit
He's
New
some
Orleans.
shit.
Call somebody.
Wait, hold on. I just want
shit.
to know. Hold on. I just
Well,
want
he
to know.
don't fit and he ain't shit.
He's some shit water. That's why.
You saw him
What was
get
your
his
question,
ass.
Lee?
Yo,
You
since
saw
he
his
been
ass
home,
tossing
My
him
question
by
was,
Terry Rozier.
my question was, why does everyone I know hate Eric Bledsoe? I just
hate him.
want to
That
be
nigga
known.
just some
Not that
shit.
good, man.
I don't want to call him shit. I just think he need to fit with a team that has
He ain't that
bona
same
fide
Eric Bledsoe
offense.
that was with the Suns,
Like
bro.
he's not an offensive player.
The thing is,
He needs to be on a potent offensive
it's nothing
team.
personal. It's nothing personal with Aaron Bledsoe. It's that he's just in the wrong time, unfortunately.
No,
Yeah, his
well, I
game.
wouldn't say that.
His game hasn't evolved with
Yeah,
today's
exactly.
NBA.
I would say he just needs to
he
fit
don't fit on the
that.
Pelicans. He don't fit on the Pelicans.
Yeah, he don't fit on the Pelican. He need to play that Marcus Smart role somewhere.
I think the
Like,
only
just-
team I could see him on is like
You'll
the
never put
Clippers
that
or
Marcus Smart
something.
role.
I'm just saying that's his mode though. That's his silly. He need to be a tough defender.
Right, but Marcus Smart can shoot.
Yeah,
And a
he
better
can shoot a little bit
playmaker.
better.
Clippers would be fine, except the 2 and the 3 positions are already just sold and locked up. And he'll be a third point guard.
Hey, the Knicks. The
He
Knicks.
won't even get. I about to say he won't get no playing time with
Yeah,
the
he won't
Clippers,
get
bro.
in.
Yeah, he won't get no playing time
Now
with
if
the
you give
Clippers.
up Reggie Jackson and Patrick Beverly and somebody else, then
Hey,
y'all
They
got
ain't giving up them niggas. They ain't giving
Now,
up
I'll
them
tell
niggas.
you
They
this.
need to give up
They
Patrick because he
should
ain't
get rid
playing.
of Reggie Jackson.
I'll
But
tell you
Patrick
this.
because he ain't
is
never
Pat
playing.
Bev that good though?
I'll tell you this. I'll propose a scenario, and I just want to get y'all thoughts on it right as we're talking about it. If the Lakers do a sign and trade for Schroeder, right, and they get that trade exception back, they could use that exception to take on Eric Bledsoe.
I don't want
Do
no
it.
Eric Bledsoe on the Lakers. Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
He doesn't fit with LeBron.
You said what? Listen,
He don't
I don't
fit-
care. I don't care about them fitting with LeBron. I don't want LeBron to win no more championships. No way. But
Hey,
my
hold on. What you
point
got
is,
against
Oh, hold
LeBron?
on.
no.
Ain't he in Miami?
Hate alert! Hate alert! Hate alert! Hate
Now,
alert!
thank you,
What's
Sean.
going
Hey,
on?
listen.
I didn't know you was a hater,
Thank you,
son.
Sean.
No.
I didn't know
I didn't know you was a hater,
Hold on, Anton.
son.
Hold
They ain't no
on,
hate.
hold on,
That boy
Anton.
back in
No.
Miami.
Let me be clear.
Speaking of
I
facts.
don't
no
want
facts. Stop
LeBron
it,
winning
Drew.
more. I don't want LeBron winning more championships anywhere else than he won in Miami. That's how I feel about it.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
That's how I
feel
feel
you.
about it.
I
So
feel
you
you. As
you
long
putting
as
a
niggas
caveat
don't.
to, you putting a caveat to your hate. I get
Yeah,
it.
no, listen. I don't listen. I don't want. Listen. I got a few exes. I hope all of them get cheated on by basketball players. That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brojan, whatever this
Yeah.
she had a song like that.
Yeah. So no.
Well,
Hey, I feel you, Sean. Because at the end of the day, Lakers
yeah.
can't get that 18 championship.
Of course
Yeah.
you feel
Of
him,
course
Drew.
you would
Why you
say
mad at
that.
LeBron?
Of
Because
course.
he left Miami?
No. Listen. He
Yes.
was never.
Yes.
No. Listen. We know. Listen. I am honest in that he had to leave. Right. He had to go back to Cleveland. Right.
Yeah.
So
Don't make it
I'm
feel
not
better.
mad with him for going back to Cleveland. Yeah, I'm not mad with him going back to Cleveland. But I don't want him winning no more championships and no more MVPs than he won in Miami.
So you can say that he had the. So you
Yeah,
say that
he had
Miami
his
had
best
the best version of LeBron.
Exactly.
Hey, is that stand no business?
Yep.
Yeah. SOB, what's up, man?
You son
He's
bitch.
on.
That nigga light skin hell, boy.
Yeah.
The most light skinned ass picture of all time. I'm about to find
Son
this.
bitch.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's no. But in all seriousness, no. I mean, listen, the Lakers have put themselves in a position where they're probably going to make a move that's not going to help their roster. If
Why
they're
is
not able to keep,
Porzingis
if
not
they're
in
not
the
able to keep
game,
shooting.
bro? What the fuck going on?
What's
Hey,
happening?
speaking of
Defense liability, bro.
there's
Oh,
a
they
couple
went
more
small.
players.
Yeah,
Okay.
it went small because they went small.
There's a couple of more players that are still missed. They're not on teams. You got Hassan Whiteside,
You got bought
Otto
out?
Porter.
Otto Porter on Dallas. I mean, Orlando.
They got bought out. I mean, they got teams.
Yeah, Otto Porter's. I don't think Whiteside got bought out yet, did he?
Nah, they said Otto Porter. They said the Lakers eyeing him. He ain't get bought out. He ain't got
Nah,
bought out yet.
No,
Orlando Magic
they
said they're
haven't
not
been
buying
bought out yet.
Otto Porter.
Yeah, the Magic said they ain't gonna buy him out.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, you got Austin Rivers.
No,
Don't nobody want that shit. Don't nobody want that shit.
No, he went to Bucks. J-Mac.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Man, I am late. I'm
Who's
late.
that?
I'm late too. Don't nobody want that shit.
Who signed with the Bucks? I'm sorry, who signed with the Bucks?
Austin Rivers. The only reason,
That's
fam,
a
the only
smart
reason
pickup.
you even in the league because your dad is a coach.
Don't do
nigga.
that. No, we're not
I'm gonna have to
doing
push
that.
back on that.
Hold on, shit water.
Hold on. You say something. Hold on.
When he played with the Rockets,
Austin Rivers some shit water.
No,
Hold on. You
Nah,
say
we're not
something.
doing that.
No.
He
When he
is
was
now.
on the Rockets, he was valuable.
Didn't they just get paid?
Man, Austin
He
Rivers.
was very
Yeah, they
He
got
got paid. He got him a
getting paid
decent
off
deal.
his last contract, ain't he?
his outside shooting has gotten a lot better. And
Yeah, his
defense
daddy
just-
gave him a contract, nigga.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's true in the beginning, but on the
Daddy
Rockets,
gave him that
he was
contract.
hooping. I'm sorry,
Hold
he
up,
was
but
one of
hold
our
up.
valuable bench players.
Hold up, real quick. He earned that. All that being said, though, he earned that contract. He got that. We're gonna make that clear, though.
That man some shit
We
water.
gotta
Let's
make
do
that. We gotta make that clear.
Hey,
Because
to the King, the Clippers players came out and said that he only got that contract because of his dad. They say he was overpaid.
I know,
okay,
yeah, that boy some
but you
shit.
missing
So
the
his own
point,
teammates
though.
questioned the fact that he was supposed to get paid that much money.
Okay, but he's been playing well after that. He's been listen. How long
He been
How
playing
long has he been
okay.
playing well? Whoa.
Well,
How
you know
long?
what?
But
You know what? Hold
he
up,
deserved
True.
to be in the NBA. Though.
True.
Like,
Do
let's
what
stop
you
that.
do, True. Go ahead and get that nigga on the Celtics then. That's what you do. And see
If
how
your
well
teammates,
they
He
help.
is an
if your
NBA
teammates
player.
question
Dude,
your work.
Yeah,
Hold
that's what
on.
I'm saying.
Hold
Like,
on.
he's good enough to be on your roster.
Airtime, you
And be a
don't shouldn't be
contributing
speaking
piece.
on this, but he played for New Orleans. Stop him. He got drafted by New Orleans.
And I don't give a
Yeah, he
fuck,
went to the
nigga.
Clippers
You
and
And that
feel
nigga was
upset.
some
called.
You
shit
feel
when he
upset.
was there.
Okay,
They
so
was
that's why you feel
questioning
some
his
type
Shit
of
when he
way.
was there.
It was
So you're
questioning
being
his work.
biased right now.
Nigga didn't do shit
So
till he
wait,
got
so
with
wait,
his
wait.
daddy,
Bro, your
nigga. Fuck
teammates
you,
will
Let
not
man.
call out and say that he's not accepting
me
money.
ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all a question. Right?
I mean,
If
was that
Silk
50
the
points a
Shocker,
game?
if Silk the Shocker can get a record deal from Master P, why are we mad at Austin Rivers for getting a contract from his dad?
Hold
His
on.
own
First of all,
teammates said that he was overpaid.
hold on. Silk the Shocker at one point was one of the better rappers in the world, dog.
Oh
Stop
Don't play
it.
with
Not
Silk.
doing
God!
that.
Don't play with
Don't
Silk,
play
dog.
Oh
with
man!
Don't play
Oh, I
with
can't
Silk,
do
We're
this.
not
dog.
doing this.
I can't
Don't
do
play with
this.
Silk,
That was
dog.
crazy.
I gotta
Play with
mute
Silk,
myself.
dog.
I got.
Time
I
out.
got.
Time out. Put that nigga time out.
Don't play with Silk, dog.
Hey, Sean.
That was
Hey,
wild.
wait, hold
Hey,
on,
hold on.
Sean.
Who paid you,
Hey,
Anti? Who paid you to come on
Hold on,
here
time
and
out.
say some shit like that?
J-Mac.
Hold on. You gotta go
Hold on.
listen to
Hey,
some of
Sean,
Silk Shocker song, dog.
Hey, Sean.
We did.
Bro.
Hey,
I
hold
grew
on.
up in that era.
Hey,
I
hold on
know.
real
We
quick.
stopped listening.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Sean J-Mac. Hey, Sean and J-Mac.
Hell no.
Hey, Sean and J-Mac.
What's up, Lee?
What's up, Lee?
Sean J-Mac and CA3. Don't you ever criticize me trolling ever again.
You're right. That's a good
That wasn't a
point.
troll. That wasn't a troll.
That's a legit question.
Hold up, bro. Hold up. Silk the Shot. Y'all better go listen to some of Silk music,
Oh
man.
my gosh.
Don't do that. But now I don't even have a problem you saying that. But you saying he was one of the best rappers in the world. That was crazy.
Hey, at one point, hold up.
No, he was not. That was crazy.
Hold up. Mystical was one of the best rappers in the world at one point.
I'll give you that one.
I ain't saying too much, bro.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I would never dispute that.
Mystical.
I would never dispute that.
Yeah, but you compare Mystical to Silk the Shocker?
Yes.
That's
So you mean to tell me?
What
Okay,
reality are you living in?
Hold
So you mean
on.
to tell me if Master P would have put hold on, Master P, go ahead.
Came in with the dick in my hand.
Damn, I know that.
Come on, dog.
That's the first
I had to hold on for that.
Don't don't give
So
me
you
started
mean
on Mystical, bro.
so you mean to
Don't get
tell
me
me
started.
that when Master P was putting out 3 albums per week, per month, if he would have had featuring Silk the Shocker instead of featuring Mystical,
He
he
would
would
have still
still
sold.
be successful.
Yes.
No,
Oh man,
That
he
nigga
knew what
for
he
a
was
Nah,
minute,
here's the
doing.
dog.
thing.
that
Y'all
would have been
tripping,
marketing
dog.
at its worst.
Oh,
Listen,
Silk was that nigga
listen,
for a minute, dog.
listen. Wait,
man,
hold
we're not doing that.
on,
First of all, he
Anti. Hold
literally
on,
got on that
Anti. Hold on,
Maya
Anti.
song.
Hold on,
Then
Anti.
Was that
made that a
nigga at
trash
one
ass
point,
song.
man.
Hold on, Anti. Brother Omari. Hey, I'm gonna ask you a personal question, brother. How old are you, brother Omari?
35.
35. Okay, so you just a little younger than me and J Mac. And Bees, I know you know you. It was a time when No Limit was dropping albums every other week, and I went and bought all of them, just like J Mac did.
I was around.
And
Yeah.
I know you was around, brother Omar, and anybody else on the panel that was around during that time. I can promise you, I would pick up the CD and look on the back because they would always tell you who was featured on the songs. And while I listened to the whole CD, if it wasn't a Mystical CD, I was looking to see which song Mystical was featured on because I'm waiting for that Mystical feature on the No Limit album.
So you
I
want
never
so
was
you mean
waiting
to
for
tell
a
me you
Silk
weren't
Shocker
waiting for
feature.
that Silk and Shock album?
I
Hell
was
no.
never waiting
No,
for a
you
Silk Shocker.
crazy, man.
Hey, he
Hey,
trolling right now.
charge it to the
Yeah.
He
game.
trolling
Class.
right now. I
Yeah,
know he
go ahead,
cheating.
Ty.
Charge it to the game.
Hold
The
on, hold on,
class
hold on.
is stop, man.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. At one point, I'm telling y'all, at one point in New Orleans, dog, Silk was even more popular than Master P, dog.
And the
Oh,
I'm
popularity,
telling you,
Hold
bro.
on. I'm
popularity.
telling you,
not
bro.
mad
Hey,
at
hey,
that.
hey,
I ain't mad at
Anti,
that.
is there a drug problem in New Orleans?
No,
Yeah,
no,
it is.
I'm
Yeah,
telling. No,
nigga.
hold up.
It is.
Hold on. I'm telling you, he was the.
That said
Hey,
enough right there.
nah. He was known as the little brother, dog. Like I'm telling you, and the females love that
Hey,
little nigga, bro.
CA3.
He was the most
Yeah.
popular one out of all
Hey,
of them.
CA3.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get an apology, CA3?
I agree with you on
Lee,
that,
I'm not
Anti.
Lee.
I
I
agree
am
with you
not.
on
Hold
that.
on, Lee.
Hey
I'm not
man, Silk
capping,
the
bro. When
Shocker
it comes
went
to Silk
crazy,
and
bro.
Shaka, bro.
Oh
Hey,
my
Silk
god.
had a little run for a minute, dog. I'm telling you.
Nobody
Oh,
denying
It
that.
ain't
Hold
my
on.
fault.
Hold on, but
Silk
hold
had a
on.
run
You
for a
about
little
to
It
minute,
ain't
bro.
my
co-sign
fault.
that?
Hold on real quick. That's
I'm
not
telling
nobody have
you.
a problem. Hold on, but nobody questioned that he was popping. Nobody questioned that he was on fire.
exactly.
All I gotta say is, bro.
Okay,
But
All I
you
gotta
okay.
said,
say
but
At
is,
you
that time, he was. Hold on. At that time, okay. You know what? I said the wrong word. He one of the best rappers. He's one of the most popular rappers in the world at the time. Is that
Okay,
cool?
I'll give
popular.
you that.
All
I'll give
right,
you
Hey
that.
man,
cool,
Yeah,
I
absolutely. Yeah, he
cool.
was
respect
All
Silk
popular.
too.
right,
Yeah,
cool,
he was definitely
cool.
popular. Yeah.
Because he
Now
definitely
you
had a
gotta
little run
respect
for a
Silk
minute, bro.
though. You gotta
For real.
respect him because he came with his own flow. He was original at least. Yeah, he was off beat, but the nigga was original.
I mean,
I'll give him that. I
I
gotta
don't
give
even
him
think
that.
Offbeat even
Hey,
describes his stand on business.
hey, hey,
I mean,
hey,
Hey, he'll
I
try
can
to
sum
stress
them up with
syllables
one
in, dog.
word. I can sum Silk up with one word. Trash.
Hold up, now, hold up. If you call, hold up, man, hold up. Hold on.
Trash.
If you call him
Don't say
trash,
nothing
you
crazy.
hold on,
Don't
hold
say
up.
nothing crazy.
Nah.
Please don't
If
say
you
nothing
call
crazy.
him trash, you gotta call Mystical trash, nigga. What's the
No, we're
difference?
not doing
Nah,
that.
no,
We're
no,
not
mystical
no,
doing
had
that.
no,
Different.
no,
You're
Get the
not
no,
fuck
doing
out of
that.
here.
You gotta shut
no,
your
You
Nah,
chat
talking
I
up.
don't
about a
think
nigga?
Silk the Shocker was
You
trash
talking
no.
though.
about a nigga? Hold up. I always been one of the niggas who thought Mystical was overrated as a rapper, dog. Like when you look at his
No.
Anti, you
bars,
about to get your New Orleans slang on, goddamn it.
Anti, you know
Hey,
no,
damn well,
hey, you
Anti,
just said that Mystical was overrated, but Silk the
yes,
Shocker. And that's
Anti,
He
you
just
know
came
damn
back
well,
from the
he was
Matrix.
overrated, fam. Like when
Anti,
you go listen to that nigga lyrics, he wasn't talking about nothing.
Anti, you know damn well you was singing danger.
Nah, hey, mystical
Nah,
had bars, bro.
Hey,
You
no,
couldn't
no, no.
really
Hold
hear
on,
what he
hold
was
on, hold
saying.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, Anti. Hold on, Anti. I'm gonna dispel you here right now.
hold on.
Go ahead, Anti.
Hold on. The black king of the song. So wop bop lula a bitch, watch out. What
Hey,
lyric
boy,
is
that
that?
go
No,
That
crazy,
was a
that's
boy.
young
one.
Mystical.
That's young.
That
That
That's
was
go
a
one.
crazy.
long.
You
That's
be
one.
tweaking, Anti.
Okay, okay.
That's old
I'm gonna tell
Mystical.
you.
My
I'm gonna
gumbo
tell you
mix was
this,
more
right?
dope.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. This is my opinion, right? I love Mystical. I love Mystical first 4 albums, probably first 5 if I really think about it. But one of the best Mystical verses I ever heard was on Hot Boys and Hot Girls on Master P the Last Dawn. When
And
I
I
tell
think
you
you know what? And, hold up. And I think one of his better songs is Still Smoking. I love that song.
all the smoking songs is hot, bro.
That's B's point.
Still Smoking was
Yeah,
my shit.
that's all the smoking songs was hot.
Yeah,
And
but
he had some, like I say, he had some features. And again, I'm not saying Silk wasn't more popular.
He was overrated though as a rapper, dog. Come on, Mystical,
I
dog.
wouldn't
Come
say
on,
he
man.
was. I wouldn't say he was
so
Nah,
you
He was
overrated.
he
saying
overrated,
underrated.
bro. I'm
He
sorry.
so
Nah,
was
he
underrated.
was
Silk
overrated,
He
fam.
so was
underrated.
Silk underrated?
No, I said Mystical was
Hold up,
underrated.
we never seen Silk as just that he was popular, bro.
Hold up, nigga.
He was popular. He was just popular.
Not we. You.
He was
Hey, Silk
just
went platinum
popular,
though.
bro.
Silk went platinum.
I'm telling you, Silk had a run, dog. For
Silk
who?
went
For
platinum.
who?
Charges to the
So
game
did
went
with
platinum,
platinum,
bro.
bro.
Hey, Silk went platinum, bro. I'm telling
Charges
you.
to the
Hold
game
on,
went
hold on.
platinum.
Let me give y'all a little musical. Let me give y'all a little musical fact, right? Nelly has sold more albums than KRS-One. Does that mean he's
No,
better?
I know the angle. I
No,
know
I'm not
the
saying.
Come on, hold
Nah,
up.
yeah, I'm definitely not saying
Come
that.
on. I didn't say hold up. I didn't say Silk the Shocker was better than Mystical though. Come on, we not finna do that,
Yeah, you
Chubb.
did. Yeah, you
No,
did.
I
You
didn't. No,
said
I
Mystical
said
was
no.
overrated.
Hold up. I said he's overrated, but
Okay.
I said hold up. You
So
might
was
if they
that?
peak. Hold up. If they peaks, who you think had the better peak, Silk the Shocker or Mystical? I say
Mystical.
Silk. No, I
No,
say
you
Silk.
I think Mystical.
Violent,
Again,
You
bro.
look at
but
you look. Hold on, you look at the New Orleans aspect. We talking about outside of that because I don't know what's whatever because you know what I mean. But you talking about
What you
outside that,
mean? Hold
Mystical was
up.
bigger.
Nah, hold up, man. Hold up.
What are you
Mystical,
talking about? Mystical was bigger.
hold up. No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
Yes, he was.
You act like Mystical was international or some shit like that. He was
He
not,
more
man.
than
Come
Silk
on now.
Soccer. Yes, he
No, he was
was.
not.
Hey,
You
Mystical
was
had one of the
wilding. You
biggest
was
songs of
wilding.
the. Mystical had one
You
of the
was
biggest songs
wilding.
but
I'm not yo.
Mystical got on some songs that was
for
popular
the last
globally though.
25 years. That Shake It Fast,
Move.
Watch Yourself,
Get out
bro.
the
You play that,
way.
motherfucker
Get
gonna
out
know
the
that
He,
shit.
he
way.
talking about
Come
niggas was
on,
not
man.
singing, talking about some. Make him say, that nigga was on that song. And he was on, come on now.
Well,
Let me
both
tell
of
you.
them,
Let me
No,
tell
both
you
Take
this.
It
of them
Let me
was
Fast
tell
was
you
a
Silk
this.
on
box hit.
not a
I'm,
bad
I'm,
example. Silk
let me
on
tell
that
you this,
song too.
Anton. I'm gonna tell you this, Anton. I'm gonna tell you how popular Mystical was. I was in Korea in 1998 when the Unpredictable album came out. We used to go
The
out and
who?
I'm telling you, we would be down in the Ville. And
That's
when the
why we
man
got drumming. That's
and
why
when
we
the,
got that big
and when the
motherfucker.
Man Right Chair came on, the Koreans was going crazy when the Man Right Chair came on.
Yeah.
Nah, they love hip hop out there though.
Hey, hold up. The man right here.
The
Do your
man right
homework.
there.
I'm the
No, do
man
your
right
Hold up.
homework.
here.
No. I remember that. Who else was on that song?
It's just him.
Just
Just
him.
him.
Nah, but nigga, you can't cap
Nah, I'm
though.
telling y'all, bro.
Mystical started mumble rap though. That nigga started mumble rap.
Now he would just say like
Nah,
rather
bro,
like
you
And
can't tell me what that nigga was
you talking
saying,
to
bro.
somebody who's a
It
fan of
was
Mystical.
it
I'm
Well, you
was
got
telling
to
y'all,
remember,
bro.
it was people
Corn.
it was people.
uh,
Go ahead,
uh,
J-Man.
No,
Twister,
go ahead, Jimmy.
Twister was out too because Twister, before he became Twister, he was named Tongue Twister.
Tongue
Tongue
twister,
twister,
yeah.
yeah.
But now Twister
Uh-huh.
wasn't mumbling though. He just rap fast. He
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah,
mumbling.
but
I
okay,
know
so
his
again,
lyrics by heart.
but stand on business. I'm telling you, people was basically saying Mystical was the southern version of Busta Rhymes. Like they both were like that.
you're a
Nah,
great
shit.
performer.
My uncle one of the biggest No Limit fans. I know all their catalog.
Yeah.
I just think I know Silk. You feel me? Motherfuckers don't like him because he was offbeat and he scrunched his syllables in. But I just respect it because he came with a different flow. He not like these
Yeah,
niggas
no.
today just
All
be
all
rapping
res-
and
all
copying
respect
each
to him.
other's flows and shit.
Hey, hold up. We up here arguing about a nigga said I'm cold like a lion with no hair. If you catch me fighting in the bear with the wolves, nigga, help the bear. Nigga,
That
get
was
out my
fire.
face.
That low key was
Nigga, that
Hey,
fire.
was
okay, well, okay,
That
Come
low key
on,
Anti,
was
man.
fire.
before we gonna
Hey,
we
that's
gonna move on.
bar. That's a
We
bar,
gonna
bro.
move on to
That
basketball.
low key was
Oh, hey,
fire.
Hey,
but before
SOB,
we
that is
do,
not no bug. Come on,
nah,
bro.
That's a
see, you see
bar.
what? Hey, y'all, hey, now,
It's not
you see
no
what
bug.
Anti doing? You see what he did?
He
Anti
picked
doing
it.
that same shit Skip Bayless do. This what he
Oh,
doing. All he doing is bringing up Mystical's verses. Let's hear some of Silk the Shocker's verses, and let's see if we can sing that same tune.
Go play Trina song. Hey, go play that song with Trina called
No,
Black
no, no.
King.
I want to go play
You hear me?
nothing. I want you to recite
Play
it
that.
the
Hey,
same way you recited Mystic.
if you just read Silk the Shocker's verses, it ain't even gonna sound like that shit rhyme, bro.
Hey, I think that Trina song with him, that's cool. I think that's his biggest song.
I want to hear
I'm
you
about to say the
quote
one with Maya.
Mystical's
Shit.
verses.
the
I think
Meyer
the song with
song.
Trina was bigger. I think the song with Trina with him bigger.
Hey, we ain't listened to what you think was bigger.
Nah, his
Hey,
biggest song is It Ain't My Fault.
you could say what I said, dog. I'm
Oh,
telling you, at
yeah,
one
that ain't my
point,
fault.
It Ain't My
at
Fault
his
is his
peak,
biggest song.
and at mystical peak, Silk had it, bro. I'm telling you.
Well, I
What
mean,
year are you talking about?
in terms of popularity, Anton, I don't think that's what's being disputed. But your
But
original statement
that's what I'm
was,
talking about. Popularity.
yeah. But
He just
your
told me he
original,
was more popular.
but I don't think the gap was that wide. I'm telling you.
I
Man,
think
you
I
talking
think
about somebody
Mystical. I
mystical.
think Mystical had more.
Mystical a dog, man.
Mystical was bigger outside New Orleans than Silk the Shocker was.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a
That's you
fact.
can't deny that. You
Yeah.
can't deny that.
And
I
again,
think
Hold
where
on,
Mystical
hold
was
on, hold
going to
on.
jail, that
Hold up.
hurt him.
I tend to push back on that because in Miami, Georgia, and all that, I think Silk had that locked up at the point.
How you
I
know
don't know.
about?
I don't
well,
know.
no, I'm gonna tell
Hey,
you. I'm gonna tell you
that
this.
movie
I'm
he
gonna tell
got
you
with
this.
Snoop Dogg
I'm
is
gonna tell you
classic.
right now, Silk ain't got nothing on lock when it comes to Mystical, bro.
And
All
and,
right,
and
cool.
and I'm gonna tell you this in terms of New Orleans music, from being from Florida, what turned me on to New Orleans music was bounce music. So like DJ Jimmy and all them, that's what turned me on to New Orleans music. Bounce music.
Talking about DJ Jubilee.
I'm talking DJ Jimmy,
I never heard of DJ Jimmy.
all them bounce music artists. That's what turned me on to New Orleans
Yeah,
music.
Jubilee
Mystical was
big.
the
I
first
thought DJ
rapper I
Jubilee.
heard, but in terms of
Juvenile
New
was a
Orleans
bounce
music,
rapper at first. Juvenile was a bounce rapper at
yeah,
first.
bounce with the Juvenile, bounce with the
That
yeah. I don't want to say too much. We don't get no copyrights, but no, I'm just saying, but no, yeah.
Hey, that done
Got
turned
body
bounce
by
music
Juvenile.
into some
Copyright
grill
by Cash
shit.
Money Records.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Yeah.
Now you talking about a
But
nigga.
I didn't mean for us to veer off that
Talking
far.
about one.
I
You
ain't
talking
mean
about a
to do
nigga
that.
was
Yeah.
popular, nigga. When that 400 Degrees came out with Juvenile, boy. Ooh, Lord.
Listen, change
Hey,
the game.
New Orleans,
Change
my
the
favorite.
game.
New Orleans, my favorite city to rap. To be honest, folks, I
Yeah,
like the
Hey,
way
up
they.
until then,
I
I'm
like
gonna
the
be
way they
thinking about
cadences
how that
be and
project
shit.
building, smoking that fireweed with them ghetto children, sliding on the way that we can make a million, love.
Lord,
Hey, that's
Hey,
not
that's
us.
man,
We
that
don't want no
nigga
copyright
boy say.
issues. Thank you. We don't want no copyright. That's not us.
All right,
Don't want no
cool.
copyright.
Hey, I'm telling
in other
you.
news,
Yeah.
this is so. This
Hey,
hey,
hey, Lee Waters, what the fuck is an Oscar Mayer?
Boy, he crazy.
What is an
oh,
Oscar
He's
Mayer?
crazy.
Hey, another news.
I have no clue.
Hey,
Another
But
news. Hold on.
hey, another news, super random, but people can't make fun of Michael Strahan's teeth anymore.
Oh yeah.
he done got
He
them
got teeth.
veneers.
Yep.
He about time he dropped a
Always
bag on
got
them
money,
motherfuckers.
pocket straight
Man,
food with
he
them
gonna
big
fuck.
face
He
honey.
fucked
A
his
nigga
whole.
with tattoos all over his arm.
Hey
Hey,
man,
what
man,
bees?
Juvenile. Hey, bro.
You said
What
what,
bees?
bees?
I say he probably done fucked up all his money.
Nigga, that
That
pussy
gap was
in your
making
face.
him all kind of money.
Put a
yeah.
dick
Definitely
in your
was.
mouth,
That's just part
child.
of his game.
Hey, man, I'm finna go
Nah,
download 400 Degrees. Hold up,
Yeah, go
dog.
download
Oh.
it, nigga. Get out the stream.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, you gonna die? I heard 400
my
Degrees for so
pencil down the
long, bro.
ride with me.
Hey, yo.
Pick up the
Hey, we
supply with
gonna
me.
talk. So we ain't gonna talk about what
Hey,
happened last night.
that 400 degrees was that shit was
Man,
popping.
man, I'm telling you, that whole album bump, dog.
Yeah, it was.
Listen, I keep trying to tell
Album
people.
bump.
I keep trying to tell people that album was more important to Wayne career than any Wayne
Yes,
album.
Oh
yes.
yeah, fact.
That put them on the map. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And now niggas put niggas out Wayne a goat. Man, get that little nigga out of here.
Hey, hold
Hey,
up. You
now
can't
his
deny that
run he
man a
had
goat. Don't do that. Don't do that.
02 to 10, man, that's
crazy.
undeniable. That nigga, he was a goat.
You can't do that.
From that scratch.
Hey, he didn't veer it off now, but I'm telling you, from
Yeah, he
03,
trash now, shit.
from 03 to
Hey,
2012, that nigga ran hip hop, bro.
no.
Yeah, he did.
I stopped
From
listening to
03
Shorty
to
in like
2012,
2010.
he ran hip hop.
I ain't get that nigga a penny.
Man, you crazy as hell.
And I
Yeah,
won't
you
get that nigga
tweaking,
a penny.
biz. You gotta
That
go
nigga
listen to them
mixtape,
droughts, bro. Them
No, bro.
mixtapes, bro, the
dedication.
droughts.
Yes, that
Dedication,
nigga was
all that
going
shit.
stupid,
Hey,
Squad up.
man.
hey,
Hey,
even though I don't
you
listen
get
to
in
hip
my
hop
car,
anymore,
put some of that shit on, I'll pull over and put you out.
Bro,
hey,
he was
Hey,
spitting
I'm telling
bars
you.
though, bro. He wasn't just talking no goofy shit.
Hey, hold on.
even though
I tell you what, hold up.
even
I
though I
give
don't
you
listen to
one
hip hop
song.
anymore, I will say this. Even though I don't listen to hip hop anymore, I will say this: the Drought 3 was one of my favorite mixtapes of all time.
Man, that's the greatest mixtape of all time.
No ceilings is better.
I like the drought.
Oh,
Man.
hey, we not about to do that. Nah. Draw 3 over no ceilings? No,
Nah,
no
yeah, I
No
sir.
think
ceilings. No
so.
ceilings.
I don't like no
ceilings.
ceilings
No
like that.
No
sir.
ceilings is the best mixtape I've ever heard in my life.
Go to drop 3. Weezy bad. Nah,
I'm
really,
talking
I'm
about for
good. Sound like
Black
a T-Rex
Republican
live
boy.
under my man. Say, bro, hey, that Wayne right there was different.
But
That
well,
nigga.
anyway, What you got, J Mac? What you got? Yeah.
Let's talk. Because I wanted to talk about this the other day. Time got away. The NBA as far as Eastern Conference versus Western Conference. What do you think there? Do you think it's closer? Do y'all think it's closer now as
Nah, it's
far as
still a West.
the
No, it's still a
competition?
West.
The
No, it's
East,
still a
the East
West.
got only
East
4
is top
teams
heavy.
above 500.
The East is top heavy.
Put in the
West is
conversation.
deep.
I'm not talking about record. I'm not talking about
hold
record.
on.
I'm talking about
Right,
as
but hold
far
on.
as the
Yeah.
balance, as far as the competition, the players, as far as the talent, the teams. Are we seeing more teams in the East emerge, or are we seeing the same old teams in the West as usual?
Same
I
old
I'm
team.
looking at
I mean,
the playoff standings now. You have more teams now that are playoff bound than in past years in the East.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
my
of course,
thing with the
because the
East
East
is,
some shit. That's
yeah, that's
why.
what I'm
Hold
saying.
on,
Like
hold
I
on.
mean, there's
anybody
more
got a
But here,
talent
chance.
in the league.
but hold up though. Here's the thing, right? How many teams in the West do you consider serious as title contenders?
See it from
Seven.
Five, at least
Denver,
five,
From one through seven,
Denver,
nigga.
Five.
Fuck you, mean.
the
Five?
Lakers,
at least
the
five.
Clippers.
Okay, true. How many teams in the East you see as title contenders?
Two 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. That's it.
That's
That's
not
No,
true.
that's
it.
not true.
No,
That's
Miami.
not
It.
What
true.
about Miami?
Miami not in this shit, man.
I
That's
say
not
four.
true.
I say
That's
Nah,
four.
not
you
Miami
got to
not
get
in
put
that
some
shit,
respect on
That's
man.
I
not
Miami
say
true.
though,
You're
because
four.
You
they
don't
missing
like
they
two.
Jimmy
wouldn't
It's
have
two
Butler.
done
I
that.
say
teams
four. I say
automatic.
four. I say
It's four.
four.
It's
I
four
say
teams in the
two.
East.
But
They can come
I
out the
say
I
East.
say
two.
four.
It's four.
I
It's
I
say
four
say
teams in the
five.
East
Hold
that
on,
I
can
say
come out the
five.
East.
Hold on, one at a
Let me
time.
say.
One at a
Five.
time.
They only got 4
Hold on.
teams above
Let-
500.
Okay, if I say
But
okay, but
Boston's so
the
good
four
too.
teams in the East, right? The four teams in the East, to me, are better teams. A lot of teams in the West, besides the top. Like, of course, like you say,
You
like you say, oh,
lying,
no,
bro. You lying your
or
Now,
ass
hey,
off.
hold
I'm
up. Name me
lying.
somebody. I don't need to
Hold on.
say,
So,
okay.
so Suns is better. So, is the Suns better than the Bucks or the Sixers or Brooklyn?
Yes.
Nah,
No,
just
not
stay in your
Sixers, not
conference.
the Sixers.
Stay
They
in your
better than
conference.
the Bucks.
No, I'm just saying though. Like we compare.
They better than the Bucks. I
They
think the
better
Suns
than the
better than the
Bucks.
Bucks.
They not better than
That's
the
fuck.
Sixers
That's
and the
cap.
Nets.
That's cap. That's
That's
cap.
cap.
Okay, Anton, why can't Miami get out of the East?
Oh, I just don't believe in my. You know who me? You don't. I don't believe in Jimmy Butler. I'm sorry. You know
You
who
a
I am.
hater. You was a hater.
I'm not hating on that man. Like I
You
said,
is a hater.
if he was the second, if he was the best, if he was the best player on the team, yes. But with him being the number one option, I don't believe in
You
him, bro.
keep,
I
you
don't think.
keep,
I'm
you keep,
sorry.
but you keep getting that number one option
But he don't
list
need
because
to get a
you
number one
don't gotta
option to
be,
win.
you
Goran
don't gotta be
Dragic
a number one option
Okay,
to be
never
a
made it
driving
to the
force. He a
finals.
driving force.
okay.
Nah, Shorty got to
Every
do
team
it
have to do
again
that.
this year to show that shit wasn't a fluke. They got to
That
do
shit
that shit
wasn't a
again
fluke,
to show that
man.
shit wasn't a
That shit
fluke.
All
wasn't.
right. What
That
show
shit
me
wasn't a
then?
fluke, man.
All right, show me then.
You can't.
Get that
Then
in here.
okay. Now you
Get that
can't
in here.
see. No, but we can't do that because we gonna say that shit's
It
a fluke
wasn't a
and
fluke.
everything was a fluke last
No,
year.
I'm
Then
not. I
It's
mean,
better than you
we
want.
can't do
but
that,
I'm
dog.
saying
We
they
can't
they
do that.
gotta make a similar run to show that wasn't a fluke last year, bro.
So
In
you
my
basically
ass.
I
asking
don't.
them to
Hey,
go
Why
back
hey,
to
why
the
do
hey,
you
finals.
think it's a
hey,
fluke?
We're not doing that,
I
man.
got a question.
That don't prove nothing.
If Brooklyn never added Harden or anybody that they added, were they a contender in the East?
Hell
No,
no.
Yes.
man.
They be an eighth seed
Yes, they
contender.
was.
There
No,
was a
they
contender.
wouldn't, bro.
They still a
Bro,
contender. What you
hold up,
talking
They
No,
hold
they
was
up.
wasn't, bro.
You talk. Hold up
the
with
level
Jared
field was
Allen.
more even, but
They was. They were
Exactly.
contenders. They were
they
Nah,
were
contenders.
bro.
They were
contenders.
They was
contenders.
at 500, bro. They would have been. Nah, they would have
Jimmy
been the
Butler been
Man,
hurt.
Benny,
fourth
you
seed.
tripping?
Hey, hold on, y'all. That's Jimmy
Bro,
Butler
are y'all
been hurt.
forgetting their record before Shorty them before they
But I
got
Coming
was
named
just
out,
starter?
coming
projecting
off
though.
the
Yeah, you right. In the moment they wouldn't, but I was projecting like all things being equal. If they go to the playoff healthy as is in the beginning, they're a
Hold
contender.
up. We talking about Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie. You dudes fully healthy, right? Yes, they was contenders. Yes.
Nah,
Jared
hell
Allen,
nah.
Kevin
yeah.
Durant,
With
Then
Spencer
that's
Kyrie
Dinwiddie,
Irving.
contenders.
yeah.
Yes.
Nah, but
That's
when
the
Spencer went
contenders.
down, nah, that ended that shit.
It is
You
what
talking
it
No,
about
he
is.
after
stayed
the
healthy
fact?
though,
They
bro.
was
He
like
stayed
Hold
4
up.
healthy.
games below
But
500.
you talking about,
He stayed healthy.
after the fact.
Again, I was projecting.
See, this is what I'm talking about. The Timberwolves just beat the Knicks. That's what I'm saying, dog.
Dude,
It's the league,
it's
That's
though.
regular
Regular
season.
It's
Ain't
the
no
what
season.
I'm
time.
league.
It's a lot of
Don't
saying.
It's
don't
just
You
don't
can
regular
don't
lose
do
season.
any
that.
given night.
Don't
It's
don't
the
do that.
league.
Don't do that,
Nah,
Anti.
bro. Come on,
Don't
don't
man.
do that. Don't do that, Anton, because we seen great teams lose the trash teams all the time. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
it's the
The
league,
Clippers,
man.
the
You can
Clippers,
And
lose.
they
the
Clippers
lost
just
Clippers,
by
lost to the
no,
one
Magic.
no,
point.
because
The Clippers just lost to the Magic.
Anton, don't do that because we just seen Orlando just
came back to the 64 leagues and Clippers. Don't do that. That's
I don't
come on, that's
believe in the
whack,
Clippers.
bro.
I don't believe
That's
in the
whack.
Clippers. Fuck
They
you
So
do
you
mean?
got
just
the
simply
guns though. I forgot we talking about
hold
the
on. So
Clippers.
you don't believe in the Clippers, and what's your argument about being the West being better than the East then?
The West is still better than the East. I just don't believe in
Yeah.
the Clippers.
You done killed your argument because
I
the
don't. That
Clippers
don't
one of
mean
the
they
best.
not better. That don't mean
One
they
of the
not better
arguments.
than some teams in the East.
He don't
What do
see
you
them
What
as
team
mean?
they
his
better than?
favorite.
What team they better? What team the Clippers better than the East?
I would take the Clippers over your Celtics. I would take them over the
No, no,
Knicks.
no. Don't say obvious names.
They
I would
better
take
than
them. Hey,
everybody, but they better than everybody in the West. But Philly, I mean the East, but Philly and
The Clippers
I would
right up
take.
there with Miami and Philly.
they
So wait,
better
hold
than
on,
Miami.
hold on. Y'all think the Clippers are better than Milwaukee?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I
Yes.
think
You
they
say that
even.
too
I think they
quick. Y'all
even.
say that too quick.
No,
Nah.
I
Yes.
think
Y'all say
it's
that
not
too
Nah.
even
quick.
no
I
Yes.
don't think
conversation.
so.
Yes.
I don't
I don't
think
think
it's no
so.
conversation.
I don't think
Milwaukee
so.
got too much.
I
Milwaukee got
mean,
aggressive my ass.
I mean, the only reason why is because I still haven't. I got to see the Clippers get to the Western Conference Finals before I start believing in them.
And I gotta see Giannis get out of the motherfucking second
They got
round.
the talent to
He
do it though,
has.
Sean. They got the
He
talent.
has.
To the final.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, no,
saying.
he's got to the
East
Western
Conference
Conference
Finals,
Finals.
yeah.
He got to the East Conference Finals. Go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Both need to prove something.
From
Yeah,
Milwaukee and Clippers, yeah,
yeah,
facts on Mark.
Hey, that
yeah.
boy Drummond out here
I'm
trying
just.
to act a fool.
I think both teams have something to prove this year. Granted, but the Clippers have never been to the Western Conference Finals
Nope.
At
ever.
all.
But I'm not taking their whole franchise
But
history.
they
I'm
be
only
talking.
this
No.
iteration
I'm not.
right
I'm
here.
not saying
This
that, brother
iteration has
Omar.
been together
I'm just.
a year, 2 years.
I'm just saying. Last year, everybody had them and the Lakers penciled in the Western Conference Finals, right? Did
Yeah.
anybody have anybody else before the season started? Had anybody other than the Lakers and the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals?
No.
Nope.
Nah.
Nah, that's all I had. I ain't gonna lie. Nah.
And so that's what I'm saying. They're the
Oh, I
team
did.
that's
Remember, I
underachieving.
did. I
Yeah,
didn't have the Clippers making it. I
you
had
had
the
the
Clippers
Clippers.
coming out second round before the season started
Yeah,
because I
Damn.
said they
Again.
needed they didn't have a point
they
guard,
have a point
and,
guard.
and,
All
I, and I
big.
Yeah,
never believed in them without
yeah.
having a point guard.
And
They
you know
don't
what?
got a
And you
good
know what?
big either.
And
Zubac
you
only
know
got
what?
offensively good.
And you know what? I'm
We need a
co-signing
trade.
J Mac. I'm
Say,
co-signing J Mac.
Hey Sean.
say
Hey
no.
Sean.
Yeah, I'm
Pause.
coming to you, Anti. I'm
Brooke
co-signing J
Lopez
Mac because
just
he
dunked
said
on
that
Harold.
constantly. What'd you say now?
Just dunked on Montrezl Harrell. Oh my
Oh,
god.
okay.
Who?
Yeah,
Giannis?
Blake Griffin. Blake Lopez. Brooke Lopez, excuse me.
God
Call that man Blake
damn.
Lopez. How he dunked on
Yeah,
Hey, that
yeah.
hey, he looked like Blake for a minute, nigga.
Yeah,
Fuck
he
you
got
mean?
up. He got
Shit.
up that high since 2011.
Call that man
Shit.
Joseph White. Call that man Blake.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
Yeah, if they don't, if Rondo is hurt, which I don't think he will be, they're going to be hurting again.
He hurt
They
now.
have to have Kawhi and Paul George need a leader to lead them.
Hey, Sean and Bees, is there a way the Lakers can get under the salary cap, or are they screwed no matter what?
Oh no,
That's
they
screwed.
fucked.
No,
Yeah, they
you
fucked.
forget that.
That Luau Dang
They
shit. I didn't know how
To
bad
do
that Luau Dang shit fucked with him, dog.
Yeah.
no, to do what, Lee?
To get under the salary cap, or are they screwed?
Oh,
I
you
mean,
mean coming
they
going
literally
in?
had to strip their roster down and only have two guys on the roster.
Yeah, because you got 40 million to LeBron, 40 million to AD. So
Yeah,
you
Right.
80 million with 109 million cap.
Yep.
At least
Yeah.
29 million dollars.
yeah.
That's it. And
Yeah.
you got KCP under contract for 13, and you got Kuzma coming on at 10 next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
See,
You got
this is
$6
what
million dollars. And you got to sign THT. You got to sign Caruso. You're gonna lose Harrell. You're gonna lose Schroeder. You got $6 million to pick up anybody next year.
and
G
see,
League
Sean,
players, man.
and see, Sean, this is what I was
LA
talking.
defenders. LA defenders.
And Sean, this is what I
That's
was talking
crazy.
about when it comes to GMs and wondering what in the world they're thinking sometimes. Look, LeBron's worth it, but it's like all the moves he made in terms of contracts and all that stuff, and the salary cap going, and the salary cap. I mean, not necessarily salary cap, but them being well above the salary cap. It's like what are they doing?
It's
It's not
Well,
it's
hold up. You gotta
it's
understand something, Lee.
GMs around
I
the
don't.
league too.
But hold up. I don't
The
think they
Lakers
knew
was
the
different
salary
though.
cap was gonna go down. The salary cap is supposed to be going up.
Look,
The money going up.
the,
This COVID shit.
hold up. No, the NBA players fucked up. I don't care what amount of profit sharing the owners was offering. They should have stayed with the flat percentage, no hard cap, because all the owners did was cap what a player can make as the league grows. It
Hold
don't.
up. When was the NBA no hard cap league?
They didn't used to have a salary cap. It was a soft cap in the league.
When?
It was remember. So what happened in 2011, right? And that was the first time they put the luxury tax penalties in place for exceeding the cap.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want teams to do what Miami was able to do by getting Bosh, Wade, and LeBron all on one team.
Yeah, and the players signed on to that shit because some of them dudes thought, yeah, we don't want that to happen. But what they didn't realize they was doing is they was limited in their pay.
Right.
Now their pay is limited. So when you sign 2 stars, you done.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Hold up. So so Sean, so how the hell was Golden State able to go get Kevin Durant? When he
So
back
there's
in
two ways. So 2 ways. So one, at the time, Steph Curry was on a 4-year, $44 million extension, right? So they were good in terms of his contract at that time. And then the TV money kicked in, and the players opted, rather than have the money increase over a certain number of years, they wanted all the money to happen in 1 year. So every team got a spike in like $28 million in salary cap. That's how they were able to get Kevin Durant.
Okay. So how are people making it seem like the Nets is finna go on this dynastic run when they
because most of the players gonna be gone next year, bro.
That's what I'm saying. They got 3
most of them are gonna be gone next year.
So
LaMarcus
again,
Aldridge and Blake Griffin not coming back next year.
So stand on business. So the Nets, because they will, after next year, they will have the bird rights for both Kevin Durant and they have Kevin Durant's bird rights now. They'll have Kyrie Irving's bird rights next year, and they have James Harden's bird rights. They can exceed the salary cap to re-sign all 3 guys because that's what the rules have, because they had their bird rights.
But I'm talking about the players, the team around them.
Right, but they can sign everybody they want.
Yeah,
they can sign
as long as they're willing to pay the luxury tax
up to the cap.
Yeah,
and they can go over the cap to sign their own players.
Right, as long as they're willing to write that check. As long as they're willing to write that check.
About, he's always talking about how Brooklyn is going to be a much better team moving forward than they are this year.
Yep.
And that's the facts of it. And if those 3 guys can get along and no bullshit happens, or they don't have some kind of dissension in the locker room or whatever, they have an opportunity to be a dynasty. They have that opportunity.
Right. Yeah.
Shit, they finessed it. I salute them. Shit.
Yeah, but it's again, they're doing what they can within the rules. Now, again, when you trade for a guy, the team that you're trading for that guy doesn't have to trade that guy to you.
Yeah.
So it's
that was
really
Houston, dumbass.
Well, it was Houston, but
set
also
their franchise back.
Yeah, but where Harden had control was Harden has a player option after next season. So Harden could get traded somewhere and tell the team, listen, you can trade for me, but I'm not going to exercise my player option. I'm going to be a free agent in 2022.
Yeah.
So that's where his power came in. That's why he gave them a list of where he was willing to go, that he would be willing to negotiate an extension with down the line. Because his whole thing is,
man, I wish they would have sent his goof ass to Philly, bro.
I wish they would have sent him to Sacramento.
Oh.
Hard.
No, because I mean, I don't man super teams, bro. But I'm saying, like, if you got Kyrie and KD, bro, I want to see it. I want to see the super teams most spread, like the dude. Like, I would like to see James Harden with Joel Embiid. I would like to see that shit.
I don't want to see it. I
don't man it with the Nets, bro, because you feel me? It's all cyclical.
Yeah. But again,
there ain't no guarantee they're gonna win either.
There's no guarantee they're coming out the East.
Right.
I'm talking about this year, but y'all saying they can, you feel me, upgrade their roster.
You got to think about it. Dinwiddie, they're gonna move Dinwiddie.
They're gonna have to. Him and Kyrie don't work.
Joe Harris, unless they're stupid, they're gonna keep Joe Harris.
Oh yeah, that's a sniper.
Blake Griffin. Don't expect Blake Griffin and
Marcus
Aldridge and all
Blake Griffin's gonna be out the league
for multiple years.
He's gonna be out the league next year.
G League at 19.
Yeah.
Now,
So
now they could. Them dudes could come back on minimum contracts, but that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I mean, they
But
can
Yeah.
I
make
just
their
don't
money,
think
so they
mentally.
probably can do that.
I just don't think mentally those guys are gonna be able to keep it together for years and years to come. I just don't think they have it.
Right.
Nah,
You
they
let,
do.
hey,
But I'm
let,
saying
hey,
if they
let,
get
Most of
some
them
hey,
done.
defenders around them, it's gonna be a wrap. If they
Yeah.
get
hey,
some
J Mac,
hard nosed defenders around them, it's a wrap for them.
hey, J Mac, I tell you right now, if they win their chip this year and let James Harden and Kyrie win that the Finals MVP trophy, nigga, KD gonna watch it. I bet you that shit ain't gonna be looking like the same next year. He
Katie
gonna be
don't
pissed
work
off.
there though. I
No,
don't think
I
it'd be
mean
good for Katie.
He gonna be pissed off.
KD
Where can
saying out
KD
for him.
go at this point, though?
KD saying
I
out
don't
for him.
know.
You know, guys like KD, Kyrie, Kawhi, James Harden. Where can they go right now to gain any type of respect?
Nowhere.
Well, they
They
said
got
Hold
to
up,
stay
don't.
where they at.
they Matt.
They not getting no
They
respect
said
from me
Kawhi might go
regardless.
to Miami.
No, he
Again,
It's
not.
possible.
even if
He
It's
not
Kawhi
leaving
possible.
goes to
LA.
if Kawhi goes to Miami, take himself out of the uh, greatest players talk.
Why?
He's not even
Think
in it
about
right
it.
now. What you talking about?
What I'm talking about is how they put Kawhi up there with the LeBrons, the
No, we
Kevin
shut that
Durant.
down last year when he crumbled up and went
Nah.
to his
No,
line.
you
Nah, you
no.
can't
Nah.
do that because
No, they
Hey, J Mac, you
LeBron
gotta
folded in a
explain that to
playoff
me.
series too, bro. You can't just do that, bro.
well. Here's
No,
the
but that
I
was his
say that
opportunity.
because
No,
there's no reason. Okay, here you go, Anton.
no.
There's no reason for Kawhi to give up on the Clippers when he chose to go there. He chose to get Paul George with him.
Facts.
They got rid of Doc Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
He got who he wanted. He has they have a point guard. If he don't get it done and he chooses to tuck tail and run, how do you respect that? How do you
Stand on
justify?
business.
He
How do you
not
I
built
justify
like
that?
mean,
that.
Stand on
Kawhi
I
not
business.
built
mean,
like
The
that. He
reason
not
why I say
leaving,
that,
bro.
is because last year before LeBron got his fourth ring, he was at 3 rings. If Kawhi would have got three rings entitled with LeBron, then there's a conversation. But now
No,
LeBron went
bro.
four and
No,
he went
There
But
it's
two.
was
nah, I
different.
mean he's
look,
still in the
bro.
conversation as the best
Rings.
players in the league,
That
bro.
was that
It's
was
not
no,
even
the
about
fuck
the
he
not
ring.
what
not.
J Mac is
No,
Kawhi's
the
saying.
in the
fuck he not.
Kawhi's in the
Hey, hey,
conversation as
hey.
the
No, the
best
That
fuck
player
ain't
in the
what
he
J
What do
league.
you
not.
Mac
mean
is
it's not
Hold on,
saying.
about?
hey,
I'm not.
we gotta go one at a
Go
time,
ahead,
guys.
B.
No, I think they missing your point, bro.
Yeah.
I think this.
No,
No, I was talking. No,
I'm
I get his
overstanding what
point,
he's saying.
B. I
I
was
agree
talking about
with him.
stand on business because he said he's still in the conversation. I'm saying nah, he kind of getting out of the conversation.
I
And then
mean,
like
if
J Mac
KD,
just
bro,
said,
if KD's in the conversation, Kawhi gotta be.
He's never
Stand
Come
been
on,
the
on
number
now.
one
who?
person, bro.
Stand on
stand
business.
on business.
KD win the championship. People not gonna
Stand
be
on business.
really. If
Nah,
Kawhi
but
was
I'm
never
saying
thought of as one of the best players in the.
Kawhi's championship runs way more impressive than any
that's
playoff run
true, but
KD's
I'm
ever been
saying
on.
like
How?
J
That's
said,
Wait a
cap.
minute.
That's cap. That's cap,
That's
bro.
not
I ain't going
cap.
that far.
No, it's not.
The
the
nigga
It's
hit
second
the
not,
one
game
is
cap.
winning
better.
shot in the game 7 and averaged 27 a game in every
What you
series
talking
and
about that
won a
offense?
championship. What did
The reason why
KD play without Russell Westbrook and got his ass beat by the Grizzlies?
the
No,
reason why
bro.
Kawhi's rings hold more weight than KD's because he was a bus driver. That's why. KD was a bus driver too to a certain extent, but Curry was just as
Nah,
good as him.
No,
And
he
nah.
not only
wasn't.
KD
that,
wasn't no bus
but
driver.
that
He was a
team
No,
was
passenger,
Kawhi.
that team
No,
was
bro.
but
world.
here's about Kawhi. But here's
He
the
He
thing
was a
was.
about the difference
passenger.
is. No, I'm gonna tell you
Hey,
the difference is. The difference is when Kawhi, when Kawhi went to Toronto, the energy changed. Yeah, they
What you
already had
mean?
a culture there. Yeah, they already had a culture with her, right? But when Kawhi got there, you can see it. The energy changed.
My
It
thing,
was a
my
breath.
thing.
It was a breath. It
No,
was a new
nobody
breath
said
of
Go,
that.
go
fresh
ahead.
air.
Nobody didn't even expect Toronto to make it to the finals, let alone beat Milwaukee.
Yeah,
That's
but
cap.
that's
That's
all
not
cool.
cap. They had
Nah, that's
Milwaukee.
not cap.
That's
That's
Yeah,
not
that's
that's
all
cap, bro.
cool. That's all
That's
cool and
not
everything.
cap.
But think about it. Kawhi, we talk about Kawhi and they talk about LeBron and all these guys. These
yeah. I
guys have
agree with
won.
that.
These guys have won MVPs. They've had the stats to back up all the hype about them.
Kawhi
Kawhi,
don't got one
he
MVP.
does a couple. He had a good run in Toronto, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
Nah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he
I
got
just
that. He
to,
got
to
that in
me,
the
bro.
defensive
To
player of
me,
the years.
I
I
don't.
agree. I agree with you
I'm
saying,
not
Jay,
no
man.
MVP accolades type of dude. I'm talking about your effect on winning the game.
But that's
No,
what
Like
I
LeBron
get
is.
that.
to me,
No, that's
Kawhi's effect on
So
winning
what? Hey,
games
so
is
hold
way
up.
more valuable than
So hold
KD's,
up.
bro.
So
As
that's
an
regular
no,
season
individual.
means nothing. Hold
that's
on,
Nah,
no,
regular season means nothing to you.
No, it
no.
does
But
me. I factor it in, but to me, bro, I'm more of a playoff person. You feel me?
stand on
That's what
business.
I
You got
go
to
off
go
of.
now,
around
Real
all
now
shit.
resume. Kawhi don't
here's
got
what
the
I'll
resume.
say. I'll say J Mac and stand on business. You're both right. right. If you're talking about playoff runs and getting the chip, Kawhi's is more impressive to me than KD's
It's not
because
even a question.
when I look at Golden State and I say when Steph's not on the floor, they were
I
barely
agree
a
with that.
500 team. If all the games as good as they were, when Steph ain't on that floor, they just barely a 500 team. Now
Yeah, I was counting.
I'll give Kawhi his credit for winning in Toronto, but J Mac got a point. Once they elevate you to where now you got that pressure and people are expecting shit from you, day in, day out, playoffs, you're supposed to elevate. He failed
No,
last
but I
year.
mean, it's just 1 year though. I mean, LeBron did
No,
the
but
same shit.
coming back into this year, you look at their team, they just pulled Rondo because the same issues are still there.
Yeah.
The issue hasn't gone away with him.
No, I don't think the issues with him per se. I
Why
think
not?
it's that goof ass nigga he told to get
Yeah, but
on his team.
why does Kawhi always get a
No,
pass?
man. First
that's
off,
No,
Kawhi.
Why does
because
But that's
Kawhi
no,
Kawhi
always
you
get a
I'm
cannot
not
pass?
giving
say
him no
you
pass.
cannot
But I'm
say
saying if you it's the same shit I used to say with the niggas that used to play with Braun. If Kawhi's giving you that normal production or better, and you not doing your shit, bro, if you missing games for goofy shit and not taking the shit serious like Paul George be doing, then I gotta hold dude accountable. But that is on Kawhi for even asking for them sacrificing all that shit that they got to get his goof ass when he never
Yeah,
proved nothing in the league in the first place.
hold on,
right. That's
stand on
true.
business. You cannot be deemed as a top 10 player or a top 15 player if you never was the best player at any point in the league. Kawhi got no MVP to his name. That's
That don't
representation.
mean
I
that's
mean,
a
but
bad
Bro,
that
there's
example.
MVP,
no.
no, it's not, bro. That
That's a bad
MVP is
example.
bullshit. That
That's a
MVP,
bad
I'm
them
pretty
niggas
sure
ain't
example.
really
everybody
Hold
in
shit.
the
on, hold
top
on, hold
10
on, hold on,
Extreme.
guys
That's a
think
bad
hold
That
on, hold
example,
on,
MVP,
Extreme.
that the
Kawhi.
That's a
MVP
bad
award is
example.
bullshit.
hold on, hold on, hold
Outside of
on,
that
hold
example, he was
on,
never
It
considered
is
the
a
best
bad
player.
example, yo.
hold
That's
That's
on,
an
hold
a
on.
MVP
bad
award. It's the
example.
most valuable player in the world. What
Wait,
are you
wait,
talking about?
hold on, extreme. Hold on, extreme. Let me ask you a question, right? This is gonna be all time. I don't know how far your basketball knowledge goes back, but would you consider Isaiah Thomas one of the top 15 to 20 players ever?
I see you top 20 yet.
You know he has no MVPs, right?
I know that. But I'm talking
What
about like I
about
need
Elgin Baylor? Elgin Baylor.
huh?
What about
Elgin
Elgin
Baylor.
Baylor?
What y'all say?
Man, the
Elgin
minute I
Baylor.
seen Steve Nash win 2 MVPs back to back, the MVP award
Oh,
didn't mean shit to me no more.
like it
But
means
we're not
something, but it's
no,
not the
see
end all be
that's what I'm
all. It's not
trying to
the end
explain
all
to you
be
as
all.
sound on business. You try to talk about Kawhi being what conversation? Because you talk about
No,
LeBron.
I'm saying, look, bro, it's not even an argument, bro. It's not. You can't argue. If,
Wait,
if
what is your
anybody in
argument
the
though?
league, if anybody in the league is talking about amongst the best players, Kawhi's name got to be in
If you
there,
talk
bro.
about
It's
in
not even an
today's league,
argument.
yes. I'm talking about all
Yeah, that's
time.
one.
No,
No,
you're not gonna be in
all
the
time he
conversation all
ain't
time.
earned. Nobody
Okay.
in my ass has earned all time, just other than LeBron. That's playing it.
All
Steph
right.
Curry
That's what I
too,
thought you were saying. I
but
thought
the
you was
rest of them,
advocating for him to be
nobody
all
else
time.
has, bro. That's fine. Like if you
Yeah,
talking
he
about
good
top
right now.
15,
For
top
right now,
20.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all
I'm
I
with
was
you on
saying.
that, yeah. All
Hey,
time,
we got a
no, he
Mac
not in the
Def sighting.
conversation.
Oh,
Oh
Kawhi is
hell no.
established.
Hell
No,
no.
Kawhi ain't been to. You can't put no Kawhi
Why?
no
Why
top
you mentioning?
15,
Why
top
you
20,
always
bro.
gotta mention Kobe?
Okay,
I
I'm
don't know,
glad.
man.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, like,
Oh
really,
Lord.
Hey, I'm
listen.
glad you
Well,
clarified that.
okay, okay.
R
So here's the
RP
thing, right? So
Here we
here's
go
the
with that
thing, right?
Kobe.
bullshit.
Hold,
I
hold on,
RP
hold on.
Kobe, but that's come
so
on,
number
man.
one, let's not downplay the value of winning an MVP, right? If you win an MVP, a regular season MVP, that means you had a really great regular season,
For 82
right?
games, yeah.
Yeah, but again, that's the award.
That's
No,
what I'm
but
trying
I'm
to talk to
saying
the
like,
team.
I factored in a little bit, but I don't. That really don't hold that much credence to me because, like I say, bro, it's like it's too much politics with it. It's not the best player, the most valuable player. Literally, don't get it. It's the best. It's the best. I mean, it's who's having the who is the
The
best
best.
player really on who has the best record in the league, bro. That's
And,
what
But
and
to
you know.
go a
That's
whole career for
majority
like
of the time.
18 years and not
well,
win one though,
No,
well,
that is an indictment not to win one like
well,
that.
again, this is why I always tell people I separate MVP from most important player to a team because there's a difference, right?
I
Yeah.
get what both
LeBron,
y'all
No,
saying.
but they need to change the name of the award then to like most outstanding player. Because if it's most valuable, bro, then it should go to the
They're
most
never
valuable
going to
player.
change it.
they're never
They're
going to
never going
change
to
it.
change it.
At least
MVP sounds a
average.
whole
Brandon,
lot better
Brandon,
than MOP.
Brandon,
Yeah,
and
that's
Brandon
college.
and
That's
marketing.
college stuff.
Yeah, Brandon and marketing won't change that.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
You know, you say MVP, everybody knows what it is. You say MOP, you could be talking about the rap group.
It sounds
You
cooler.
could be talking about a mop. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like it matters. But no, but it's I think there's a difference between MVP and most important player. Because again, I think the most important player in the last 20 years in the NBA has been LeBron to his team.
MVP don't necessarily mean best player either. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Best player don't mean so it's like
my thing with Kawhi is, man, other than this year, he barely plays. He always gets he skates without he skates without any type of blame or long time blame, other than just blowing it last year in the playoffs. But for Kawhi, he dodges the spotlight.
No,
you know
but I
why?
mean, if you look at Kawhi's career, he hasn't really did much to
J Mac, you know why though?
He hasn't had no bad moment. Last year was his first bad moment in the league.
But J Mac, but you know why though? The fact that he's
2013
quiet.
too.
Yeah, because he's quiet.
I mean, I ain't gonna say that was bad. He didn't play great, but he wasn't bad.
Go ahead, True. Go ahead, True.
But the reason why Kawhi escapes all that criticism because he's quiet and he does take accountability. But when you do speak on his failures, he takes accountability for his failures. So I gotta do better and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He don't do all the extra stuff.
I think he gets a pass because LeBron is still in the league.
Yeah, and that too, of course. You know how it is.
LeBron had taken a step down, like we all expected him to at
You saw the Warriors yesterday.
further than what he is. I think that Kawhi would get.
And Draymond Green made like the logo shot.
But I mean, he only had one bad moment, so you could say, you feel me? You done fucked up. Every other time, he's always hurting. But that's one thing. That's to y'all's argument. The nigga is always hurt.
Irving had 12 assists tonight. Wow.
Yeah.
Never
My thing, he don't play enough for me, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's the other part of it too, right? Right. Because now we're in this age of load management. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Injury risk reduction. So, you know, is so how we view these guys now is going to be different because now no guys, I mean, unless it's Harden, no guy's playing 82 games. And even Harden not going to play 82 games this season or next probably. So it's just a whole different animal now in terms of how we value these guys. When I look at Kawhi, and again, Kawhi is going to be, when you look back at his career, where he's been, they won. When he left, they haven't won. They're going to say why, since he's not there, that's going to be a big part of the reason why they didn't win. So when we did that top 75 or the next 25, adding to the 50 greatest players, and we had Kawhi on the locks list, I understood why Kawhi was such an argument. But when you just look at his career accolades, he's going to go down as one of the best 75 players ever.
Right,
he's earned that to
but
me.
But it's not. That's not the most important thing. Like you said, he helped his team win. That's
all
that.
I'm saying. That's
the most important
my
thing.
most thing with him.
That's the most important thing.
His value for winning. That's what I'm saying. Like, like when you got Kawhi, bro, you got a legitimate chance, bro. I can't. In my ass, bro, I don't think about that as KD, bro. If it's just KD, bro, I know you can beat that nigga. But he always gonna have other motherfuckers around.
Good point.
Yeah, I do. And I'm probably really hard on. I'm hard on Kawhi. I'm hard on all them niggas. But I give him a lot of credit, right? And so this is where I was saying J Mac and Stand on Business was right because I compare him to Giannis right now. If you go back and look at Giannis and you look at his progression, a lot of people put a lot of heat on Giannis. He ain't got no jump shot. He ain't this. He ain't that. But if you look from where he's come,
facts.
This nigga has made thousands of percent improvement. And that it don't mean he stopped. So when you look at Kawhi, when he came in the league, he was just a defensive player.
Yeah.
To get to where he's gotten today, I do got to tip my cap to that brother because he been working.
Overachiever, man. So that's why people.
I mean, if you remember him in college, like that dude, he couldn't shoot to save his life. Like he was shooting like 20%.
That nigga
And
hands
people
so big.
and right, and people hate, the people don't like Giannis because he's the fact that he can't shoot. That's really just basically it is. Like,
Man,
and he
Giannis,
don't.
bro.
I don't
That's
know
what
too many
bro.
people who
Niggas
don't
that be
like.
saying Giannis ain't got no skill, bro.
That's the
Don't
only
watch
reason that people
basketball.
but players, but like if you notice, right, the media criticize people that can't shoot,
Nigga,
right?
Euro step the shit out
Like
your ass and dunk
You
on
know what I
your
mean?
ass.
Giannis has got so much better
Yeah.
even from a body standpoint when he
Yeah,
first got in the
he's one of the
league.
greatest overachievers in NBA history.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
Listen, yeah.
Oh, go ahead,
Yeah.
Sean. Go ahead,
No,
bro.
go ahead, J-Mac. Go ahead, J-Mac.
No. I was gonna bring up Zion. He's raw right now. But Zion is getting more buzz than Giannis right now because he's becoming hot. And Giannis, by failing in those the last couple of years, he's won an MVP. It hurts his legacy a little bit. But I agree, he is an improving player, and he's going to be very scary moving forward. But he still got to win.
No, you do. I
Yeah,
give
but
the most
Zion,
respect out of
Zion
anybody.
gonna get criticism too if he don't. But like he has players, same as Giannis, he gonna get that same criticism.
No,
No, it'll
So
be a while before he
Zion in a
start
good
getting.
situation right
Yeah,
now.
it'll be a while
He in
before
a
he start
good
getting
situation.
Yeah,
criticism.
and again,
So if he don't win, that's
yeah.
on his ass.
And
Go ahead,
again,
Sean.
right? I don't. So I think NBA players, NBA superstars, go through 3 stages in their career, right? And LeBron is the best example of that. So the first several years of LeBron's career, it was about, let me show you how great I am. Then you get to a certain point where it's like, okay, now I got to win. I got to be on teams that win. So that's why he goes to Miami, right? Now, if LeBron never wins another championship, is anybody tripping?
No.
Nah.
No,
Hell no. He
because
solidified.
he's solidified. He's past that point. So now he's in this I'm a mogul stage, right? So now he's at this point where it's like, listen, I'm trying to become a millionaire. I'm about to buy an NBA team
A
in the next.
millionaire, nigga. He already that.
No, I'm saying,
I mean, billionaire.
I'm
Oh,
saying his net worth.
Hey,
I'm talking.
hey,
Said a
Sean,
billion?
Go ahead,
Sean,
B. Go ahead,
the
B.
yellow bus. Just keep going.
Yeah. The point is,
Hey, B, I'm gonna yell in your fucking face, nigga. How about that?
Hey,
Oh, that went left.
hey,
yeah.
what Jenny Bus say? Bring it on.
All right. Just bring your punk ass to Dallas. I'm waiting on you.
Yeah.
yo,
But yeah, so it's like, so where Zion is right now is in that let me show you how great I am stage. But it's going to get to a point in the next few years where it's like, okay, we know you're great, but can you lead a team to winning? Can you lead a team to a championship? Can you do this in New Orleans? Because that's going to be the other side of it. Can you do it in a town that's a football town? Because that's going to be the big question for me.
I think Zion gonna leave. He not staying there.
Oh, he ain't going nowhere.
I think
No, I think
leave.
he likes it. He just because of his personality, I think New Orleans is perfect for him.
That gumbo
That
good.
nigga gonna be 350 pounds.
Hey, listen.
Hey,
Only thing,
Anti,
listen, if you
What?
you like Zion?
I'm cool with him.
How about Brandon Ingram?
Probably gonna have to get rid of that motherfucker.
Nah, yeah, I don't like Brandon Ingram at all.
How about
You don't like his
Get
game?
rid of that motherfucker, dog.
You don't like his game?
He don't fit that team.
He cool. Like he don't play. He good offense. He don't play no defense, dog.
right.
Brandon Ingram was going to go out like Carmelo Anthony.
Hell
His
yeah.
game is going to be the same. His game is going to be the
You
same.
too young in your career not to be playing no defense, man.
Right. But again, that's going to come down to, for me, and again, Zion has to take on the onus of, I'm the team's best player. I'm going to bring it defensively every night. So if I'm bringing it defensively every night, everybody else around me got to do it too.
That nigga Zion like Charles Barkley. That nigga don't play no defense neither, dog. I swear to God, that nigga don't play no defense neither, boy.
Again, and that's what I mean about that team. Like, at some point, they're going to have to put the onus on each other to say, listen, we're going to be better defensively, and that's it.
I think it's what you said earlier too, Sean.
Mhm.
You got that dude down there. It's his team, but Brandon Ingram probably think it's his team, and
He getting paid the most money.
And right now, both of them are like walking on eggshells, and they ain't got really that much veteran leadership around them.
No,
Right.
none.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much none.
Yeah. And that's I think that's the big problem is and again, you don't need veterans who play. You just need veteran guys who's in your ear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
That's why the Udonis Haslams and what's his name? Not Alonzo Mourning, but what's the other power forward that went to Michigan? I'm forgetting it.
Jawan Howard.
Juwan Howard.
Juwan Howard, guys like that. On your
Jared Dudley.
Jared
Yeah.
Dudley at the end of your bench. That shit really does matter. in an
It
organization.
matters.
Well, who's the other dude that was with Braun forever? Jones.
Y'all catch what I
Damian
said.
Jones.
No,
James
the dude
Jones.
who
James
shoot the
Jones.
three.
James Jones. Yeah.
James
James
Jones.
Jones. Yep.
Yeah.
GM for the Suns.
Ben
Hey,
Simmons.
if he wasn't the
Ben
GM for the
Simmons.
Suns, he'd be on the Lakers right now.
Yeah.
Probably so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the, whatever. He's vice president or some shit, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suns.
He's doing a good job. Salute to
Yeah,
him, man. He's doing a good
he's
job
the
over
GM.
there.
He's the GM. Yeah. Hey, yo,
Ben
Khalifa,
Simmons.
that's the easy answer. Is Ben Simmons. That's the easy
Yeah,
answer.
I second that one, Sean.
Man, but Brandon Ingram not even the second best player in this draft, man. We're not even going to do that, man. Like, this is like,
Yeah, Ben Simmons is a nice player too. He's an interesting player moving forward because usually you have a guy like Ben Simmons who can't really shoot, who won't shoot, don't really last long in the NBA as far as a high profile player, but he does everything else though.
He
man.
does everything else.
I mean,
Like,
everything.
everything. And that's the thing. That's why again, we talking about earlier, like these Stephen A's and these Skips, they take the one thing a person don't do and make that the sum total of the narrative of who they are. And it's like, no, let's look at everything. This dude does everything except shoot.
high level or the high level.
Right.
Yeah. Play defense.
I mean, like I was having because I live in Atlanta. I was arguing people about why Ben Simmons deserved it over Trae Young, deserved the All-Star spot over Trae Young.
Well, I wouldn't. Hey, you said you was arguments.
There's no argument. There's no argument.
No, what I'm saying is just like I'm like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know.
I'm like, bro, I understand Trae Young can score the ball and pass the ball. There's no question.
Man,
But he doesn't have the impact on the game like Ben Simmons does. It's not even close.
And again, go ahead, True.
Man, I wouldn't. Man, see, I wouldn't even. I'd have walked away. I'd turn around, walked away. Oh, cool story. I walked away. I walked away. Trae Young barely.
Hey, the people that talk about shooting, scoring, in particular scoring. Hey, it's. I hate to do this. It's Michael Jordan's fault. It's not his fault directly, but it's his fault. And better yet, no. Let me rephrase that. It's ESPN's fault.
It's ESPN's fault because they don't show the defense he played. That's why
they don't. They don't. The only person that talks basketball from ESPN that I like is Tim Legler to an extent, but nobody else. They don't talk about defense. And as you said, Sean, Ben Simmons does everything well. He just doesn't shoot. But people love to point out the fact that because he doesn't shoot, he's a bum.
Right.
It's like really.
Right, and what I tell you all the time, I played, J-Mac played, a lot of guys played, have watched a lot of. I have never seen a perfect basketball player.
No.
Every single basketball player has one thing they don't do well.
Facts.
And then somebody will say, "Well, what's Michael Jordan's or what's Kevin Durant's? What's Kevin Durant's weaknesses and all this shit?" Turnovers, man. These guys will turn the ball over.
No way. Kevin Durant got way more. Kevin Durant shouldn't even say his name. Shouldn't even be said after Michael Jordan.
No, but they talk about him like he's just money. But Kevin Durant.
Hey, somebody about
there is a perfect player. There is a perfect player.
No, Michael Jordan's the perfect player.
No, he's not.
First of all, hold on.
Nah, there is a perfect player. I'll name him right now. Carl Herrera.
Okay.
Chill out.
You playing? I'm serious.
What's the score?
You can't get better than Mike, man.
Okay.
Listen, that's not perfect though.
So explain what makes Mike the perfect.
He not
player.
perfect. He not perfect.
You say he's close.
He the closest you gonna never see the perfect.
Why though?
Because
what does he do? What didn't he do good?
Well, I mean, you can say percentage wise 3-pointers, but I mean they wasn't shooting 3-pointers like that in the league. But I mean, he did turn the ball over at a decent clip. I mean, for a two guard, it wasn't that bad though.
I'm gonna tell you the nearly. I'm gonna tell you
usage, it wasn't. His turnovers wasn't that bad.
I'm gonna tell you the nearly perfect player. In my opinion, Larry Bird.
No.
I,
How
you
you
know,
gonna say
true.
he's mentally the best player? And he said Magic Johnson's better than him.
I mean, that's because that's just being germ. I mean, he
Well,
was being
no, no,
germ.
no,
Nah, I
true,
don't want to
no,
hear
true,
nobody
no.
say
Well,
that shit.
so remember when Larry Bird said it, right? By the time Larry Bird said that, Magic Johnson had become the best player in the world.
Yeah, like I mean, he was still like that. Bird had a bad back. He said that. You know, he was real like.
Hey, I
You know what
don't
I
care
mean?
if I'm in a wheelchair. I don't want
Nah, but Larry
nobody
Bird
saying
sound
a
like
player just
But
outright
Larry
better than
Bird
me,
sound
bro.
crazy. But Larry Bird gonna sound that. But you gotta be honest though. But he Larry
But
had to be honest though, like that time.
yeah, I mean, listen, it was one thing for Larry Bird to say it, right? Because again, he's being honest about where things are going. Because up until that point, Larry Bird had been the best player in the world, and he
Right, but he
realized,
didn't say all the time though.
yeah,
He was saying that for a time. Like if he
right.
now you ask him who's better all the time, he gonna say Magic Johnson. He gonna say I was better than what? You
Hey,
talking
Right.
like
anti.
I ain't talking. Why you calling anti?
I'm talking to you, nigga.
What's happening?
Hey, I knew it was a matter of time for True was gonna bring that Celtic shit up. It was just a matter of time. He was gonna slide that shit in.
Hey,
He
hey,
always do.
If anybody
I
thought
like
it was gonna be
people.
anybody other than a Celtic,
Hey, I never
Hey,
heard my life Larry
we just
Bird
having,
was the
hey,
strongest best athlete.
we having a discussion. And I said, I just said my opinion, man.
Hey,
Hey, I go, I
there,
said, you know,
there's
Yeah, but
ain't
it's
my
just
fault,
there's
ain't my
no
fault. A lot of
perfect
bad players.
player.
No,
yeah,
there's no
there's
No,
perfect
there's
player.
no perfect player.
All I
Yeah.
say is Michael Jordan is the
there was
closest
nearly a
thing
perfect
to it.
player.
No,
I
Either
said
But
way,
like,
I,
you gonna see.
the problem is, and again, stand on business. This is why again we have to be careful about that because again, Jordan had holes in his games too.
No, he
But,
did.
yeah, but the best players in the world, and again,
Was
this is why I
Gerald
think this,
Wilkins.
which I think we're not doing that. The best players in the world, and again, this is why I consider Ben Simmons in that number. What they don't do well, it doesn't matter because everything they else do, it just exceeds that.
I
Yeah.
So
just think. I
that's
mean,
why I always tell people it matters.
I'll tell you another one of Jordan's weaknesses. He could not control the pace of a game.
Right,
He couldn't at
yeah,
all.
I
right.
mean,
that's a good
He
I
point.
just
wasn't no
personally think
point
from.
guard though.
But
I
he
personally think
did
from.
he did
It's
play
rare you
point
see
guard.
a
He did play
non.
point guard 1 year. Stand on
Yeah,
business.
Yeah, he can't control
he
pace
had
of them
37.
games. Man, long
I
as he
personally think
comfortable.
from a I
I mean,
personally think
not
from
37, like
capabilities.
28, 8.
I think from like a capability standpoint, like I
I
think
mean,
like
but that's what I'm saying. Like with Michael Jordan, his whole you got to nitpick.
no.
Like
What
It's
I'm
not.
it's
saying
not
is
I
like
don't
perfect.
feel like you got to nitpick and stand on
He
business. I
he
think
also
again,
had tunnel vision too. He had tunnel vision a lot of times. He
right
missed a lot of
because
cutters and shit.
so and again, the other thing with Jordan, and again, this is what I've always argued about Jordan. As great as Jordan was, if he's so great, why did he win without Phil Jackson
Or
yeah.
Scotty.
or Scotty?
That's unfair though, man.
No,
That's
it's
That ain't
not.
unfair.
no.
I hate
Yeah.
when people
It's
bring
not.
that up. That's unfair.
No,
Okay,
because
I mean,
okay,
cause
okay.
you take he's in the prime of his career. Like when Mike got them, bro, he's in his like that's when you supposed to start winning championships.
No. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, right. If great players can transcend average coaching,
right.
right? Paul
No, I mean
Westhead. I'm going to give you an example. Paul Westhead was an average basketball coach. The Lakers won in spite of Paul Westhead, not because of
oh
Paul
yeah.
Westhead.
I would even go as far to piggyback on that and just say another weakness is when you said tunnel vision. His tunnel vision was so great that he had to be constantly uh, mentored into how to incorporate his teammates into
Right,
playing.
yeah,
Oh
He
right,
yeah.
he
yeah.
you had to pull the reins on this dude
right.
because he's essentially, and he said this himself, Russell Westbrook.
Oh
Right?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
He said it himself.
He
yeah.
going against everybody on the court,
And the only
even his
Right.
thing
teammates.
I mean,
That's the mentality. So if you see Russell Westbrook, that's his mentality.
yeah.
With
Oh
that
yeah.
same athleticism, he just shoot the ball better than Russell. But
Right,
Phil was
And
able
he's
to mold
taller.
him, right?
Yeah.
So
right.
you got to give Phil a lot of credit in that. A lot of people don't want to give Phil his credit and Jordan becoming what he became. They
Yeah,
want to just say Jordan molded them.
Nah, I don't say that. I know.
No,
I
I
know
know
it's a
you
team
don't.
game.
I just said a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
And,
knock,
and
my knock with
And a lot of
Jordan.
people don't give Scottie Pippen the credit he deserves.
Yeah, that's true.
I
yeah,
personally think just from a capability standpoint, just on the basketball court, who can impact you in the most in just a bunch of different ways. Just when he's at his best, just capabilities wise. Like I've never seen a player like LeBron that can affect the game when he's at his best in many different ways, like he can.
Oh
Magic.
no, you got to watch.
I mean,
you didn't get a chance to watch Magic.
no, I'm saying like, yeah, Magic. No, I understand what you're saying with Magic. Well, what I'm saying is, LeBron, he can be the facilitator of your offense while he can score a bunch of points too.
right. But
Oh
I'm
yeah.
telling you, CA3, that was Magic from '87 to '90
Yeah, that's true.
when
I
he
just
took
think
over. He
LeBron
took
did
on
it to
more.
a higher degree.
You say what? Well, yeah,
I
I mean, at a higher degree, but also it was because of what I always tell people, when you go to a team, right, you can bring a certain individual talent set to a team. But what does that team need you to do to win?
facts.
So when Magic got to the Lakers, they didn't need him to score. They had Kareem, they had Jamal Wilkes, they had Norm Nixon, they had guys who could score. So they didn't need Magic to score.
Mhm.
As Kareem got older, they said, "Well, listen, Magic, we need you to take on more of the scoring load." And he was like, "All right, cool." And he became the Lakers' leading scorer and still led the league in assists. He was unstoppable.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
true.
think LeBron should have been the greatest player of all time to me. But to me, man, he lets too much of the outside get into him. He needs to have not tunnel vision on the court, but tunnel vision to block out all that bullshit.
You know, I don't know if y'all ever seen this interview by Kobe. Kobe was being interviewed by, I believe, Rachel. No, it wasn't Rachel Nichols. It was what's the girl that used to be at ESPN and got fired? The black girl. Well,
Justina
she left.
Anderson.
She
Champion,
left.
Gary
Jamel
Champion.
Hill.
Jamel Hill. He
Oh,
did an interview with Jamel Hill, and he told Jamel Hill what it was all about. He said he said it was not about wins or losses. He said it was never about wins or losses for Kobe. It was about making sure that he always played the game the right way. Now that sounds kind of funny because Kobe was a shot jocker too, but the mindset to play the game the same way goes from
Ooh, background.
the way he I don't know the way he approached the game. My issue with Jordan has always been he didn't trust enough. That's
Yo.
somebody trying to go somewhere. What are you
Yes,
taking?
Somebody trying to
if
go.
you got your GPS on, put yourself on mute because we can hear the background noise.
Yeah,
Sean trying to
man.
go get some ush right now. Leave
You
that bad
supposed
ush alone, Sean.
Shit, that's Brother Omari going from job to job.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bruh.
I thought he was headed to Church's Chicken or something. I don't know.
Nah,
Turn,
nah.
he trying to go. He trying to
Oh, it ain't you.
I'm on mute.
Turn right,
I was already
turn
on
right
mute.
turn right on Church's Chicken.
So that's
turn right on
extreme
Church's
lead
Chicken.
in.
Hell no.
Nah, that's not me.
Yeah.
I'm
So
at home.
extreme. That's extreme.
But yeah, I'm almost done with my point, man. The point is, Jordan to me didn't trust enough. LeBron kind of overly trust. Right?
Yeah.
It's about for LeBron. It's about playing the game the right way. Jordan, he had tunnel vision, but to Jordan's credit, I watched every Jordan game growing up. Jordan played his way, the way he wanted to, and he was the best at it. Can't take that away from him.
Hey, but like those 3 years you talking about from '87 to '90, when Jordan was in the league and leading the league in scoring and shit, you couldn't tell my father that he touched Magic Johnson. He slapped your
Magic was the best player in the league
He
from
was.
1990.
He was.
And a lot of people get that twisted, right? Because they want to take the '80s and combine it with the '90s. Like, no, they separate.
Nah, Mike was making the playoffs with below 500 records this year.
Yeah,
and
but
his ass
again,
tossed in the first round.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and again, people don't always equate the 6 years Jordan played in the '80s in the equation. And it's like, no, it factors in. Like, whenever I hate when someone said it was 6-0. I was like, okay, well, what happened to the other 9 years?
Yeah.
So
He was a
technically,
baby.
That is
He was a
impressive,
baby.
though,
He was a
man.
baby. He
Winning
wasn't ready.
6 of the 9
yeah,
championships in
yeah.
That's impressive,
That's
man.
not impressive, bro.
It's not
That's
impressive.
what?
It's not impressive.
And I'll tell
That's
you why.
impressive, bro.
No, and no, I'm saying it's impressive, but there was a reason nobody three-peated to that point. It wasn't
Right.
because he's that much greater than everybody. That expansion draft watered down the league, bro.
Yep.
You went from having 4 dominant teams in the 80s to 1. And then you throw Magic's HIV on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
There was nobody standing in his way. And the
Yeah.
1 year that you would have got to see an all-time great in him play was 94, which people say he won 8 in a row. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
They
Flat out
wouldn't
BS.
That's some
beat
bullshit.
Houston, bro. I'll tell you that right now.
Nah, because they couldn't do nothing with Kareem. Kareem would have. I
mean,
said
Elijah.
Hakeem. I mean,
Yeah,
Hakeem.
And again, whenever people talk about the 90s, I always remind people the 90s added 6 expansion teams in a 6-year period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From
Lamar made a
88
video
to
about
95, they added 6 expansion teams. So
Or
yeah,
they-
the league was going to be more watered down in the 90s.
Timberwolves.
And so not to say what he did wasn't great.
Right, yep.
But until 97, 98, that's the first time he saw a team that could make it back to the finals.
Yeah.
His last 2 chips was the first time a team was good enough to make it back to the finals.
Yeah.
That is the exact same scenario. You go back to the East and you look at Kobe and Shaq's 3 championships. They played a different team every year.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think? Do you think? Real quick, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think that Jordan would have came back to a Bulls team that didn't have the same squad, basically, that they had when he retired the first time?
No, he wouldn't have went to go play for the Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
For the Knicks.
Hey, look, Michael Jordan said it. I want to say it was game 6 after they won the championship in '97. He said, "I don't want to rebuild. If Phil Jackson is not the coach for the following season, '98, I have options." That's exactly what Michael Jordan said. So he basically told you that
I don't need to play no more.
Exactly. No, I'm talking about the first 3-peat.
First 3-peat. Okay.
After the first 3-peat.
Yeah, I mean, none of these dudes do. I mean, here's the thing. You look at how much pressure on KD right now. The last time KD played, he won the chip. Now he coming into this season, KD got a lot of pressure to win that chip to prove that what happened in Golden State was more him than them.
Yeah.
That's why he going so hard.
Yeah.
I would say that would be the case if dude
stayed on business work.
I would say
bro,
that
hold up. Hey,
bro. He the one with the GPS going to church.
Hey, stayed on business. Where you go to Harold's? Did you go to Harold's?
Extra milestones.
I went to Jerk Taco Man. But,
okay. Hey, yeah. Hey, we're gonna wrap up here. We're gonna wrap up here in about 15 minutes, guys. So just so you know. But yeah, no, I mean, listen, you know, I want to do a stream about this. I'm gonna bring it up now, man, because it's really been an interesting conversation I've been having with some people about are we losing NBA rivalries? Like, are they gone? I don't want to get into it. I just want y'all to just plant that seed, man, because we're gonna do a stream about that, man.
That shit over with, dog.
That shit over with.
Yeah,
it's more player rivalries. Not
it's because everybody's friends
I
with
don't
each
even
other.
see no player rivalries in the NBA right now.
It's because everybody's friends with each other.
It's a few, but
you got Kawhi, LeBron.
No, the rivalries is not the same though. I mean, you got Dame and Westbrook. That's like the biggest rivalry right now.
All right, so Joe, Sean is gonna talk about that before we get off, bro.
Yeah.
That's a rivalry. I didn't know that was a rivalry.
Yeah, no,
Dame and Westbrook is a rivalry. That's a rivalry.
Yeah, and we may actually do that on Monday.
Are cool.
Yeah, we may actually do that on Monday's stream. Just talk about where NBA rivalries are going.
Khalil said you eat kangaroo meat. Stand
Uh,
Kangaroo meat tacos. That's
yeah.
crazy. Mild
All right, Khalil, you crazy.
He right though.
Yeah.
Hey, so hold up. And we ain't gonna talk
if y'all
about
come to Chicago, but y'all gotta go to Jerk Taco Man, man.
Man, what the fuck is jerk tacos? Hell no, nigga.
Man, I'm telling you, bro.
Nah, I'm good.
That sounds pretty good. I like anything jerk.
That man got food. That man got grease all over his phone.
Stand on business.
Sean.
Stand on business. I'm never going to Chicago because of Chirac.
Sorry, hey, next time you come on screen, dog, turn your light on. I don't like looking at niggas in the dark, bro.
Come on, Anton, you out of pocket.
The light is on. I moved
like
into another room, so I traded up, man.
I gonna tell you.
Hey, Sean,
Who was that dude on screen?
And the other thing is that shirt. I like that shirt, but Cisco should be wearing that shit.
Well, no, listen. I'm gonna be real. I tone it down on here. Trust me, I do. Yeah, this is really who I am. I just tone it down.
I know Cisco listening. He should have that shirt on. His
Hey, what that shirt say?
Says sarcastic comment loading. Please wait.
That's Sean.
Hey, yo, what's his
name?
Matthew. I can still alive between scenes.
You mean Cisco ain't Cisco? You ain't
shut your tail down
in the chat, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, so we ain't gonna talk about what happened last night, huh? We ain't gonna talk about my victim, team.
Man, nobody care about that bullshit.
I'm just saying though, man.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. They might as well give me the championship now, man.
Listen, this is true. It's not over yet. I know you know True to King.
Who I got next, man?
We got wait and see. We got to wait and see.
Son, when you gonna come? You gonna be one?
I was really.
Hold on.
He gonna win the championship and play nobody.
First of all, I knew he was gonna come up. I knew he was gonna come up, right? No, so hold on. So we did it. It was because of seeding reasons why we did it this way, because we didn't want to give away who would be playing who. That's why we tried to do the schedule by seeding. That's all. That's the only reason why.
Everybody done played 2 games and you ain't played 0.
Everybody ain't played 2 games. That's the point. J-Mac only played 1 game.
You ain't played none.
I'm saying I'm getting ready to play. It don't matter when the game come on. It's gonna be the same result.
Nah, cool. Cool.
I don't know what the result's gonna be. I'm gonna be real with you, right? I got Lee's team. I'm a little concerned about that matchup. I'm gonna be real with you. So I don't know what it's gonna look like.
I ain't concerned at all, man.
Huh?
Who your team is?
I got Magic, Shaq, KG, D Wade, James Worthy.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm kind of worried about that.
I'm
worried about that.
I don't have a lot of shooting. That's why I don't have a lot of shooting.
I think Brother Omari team gonna take it, dog. I'm telling you.
Michael Jordan. Kobe. Listen, Kobe don't like Michael Jordan up. Kobe likes Michael Jordan up.
Come on.
Yes, he is. He locked up his Carter. He locked up his Carter up.
Vince Carter ain't no Mike, nigga.
Hold up.
Vince Carter killed you, B.
Hold on. True.
Vince Carter dropped 17 points.
True. Let's not act like you shut them down. Only difference between your game and my game is they miss open shot after open shot yesterday. They had open 3 after open 3. They hit 16 threes on me. They only hit 9 against you, and it wasn't your defense.
Right, hold up though. But they would get on the paint against y'all though. Here's the thing about how my team.
Let me tell you about your team in the paint.
I'm gonna tell my team's win.
You ain't doing shit in the paint against Kareem. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
That's cap. That's cap.
It's not like Kareem was hooping.
I'm gonna tell you how the Sodas play. We play off percentages. Yeah, 3s is more than 2s, right? But 3s is the lower percentage shot. We listen. You gotta score in the paint. You can't score in the paint. You're gonna lose. That's simple as that.
No, that's true. Why I beat J-Mac. That's the only reason why I beat J-Mac. That's the only reason. Because if you don't have 3-point shooters on your team, You ain't
Nah,
winning.
I
they
got more
fuck
3-point
they
shooters than you do, Beast.
Hey, I
they
know you
fuck
do.
they fuck
Cause
J
I
Mac.
didn't.
They didn't even put Steph Curry back in the game.
Yeah, that
But
hurt J Mac.
Like they fuck.
Oscar Rob was a key factor in that. You think Oscar Rob gonna do that against my team? You crazy. He
Oh,
gonna go by James Harden if he
James
wants to.
Harden gonna stop Oscar Robertson. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying this is what I'm saying. No, this is what I'm
He
saying.
gonna cook the shit out of
He
James
gonna
Harden.
cook the
This
shit
is
out of
what
James Harden.
but this is what I'm saying. But this is what hold on,
Now,
but this is what I'm
Kobe,
saying.
we gonna have a problem with Kobe, but Paul Pierce, we ain't worried about that nigga.
But hold on.
We ain't worried about no motherfucking Bill Russell. We ain't worried about
No,
nobody else on your team but Kobe.
that's BS right there. First
No,
of
it
all,
ain't BS.
I can rebound better than your team by far. I can rebound better than your team by
No,
far.
no. He can't.
That's
No,
how
you
I'm the
can't.
better.
Kareem was
Hold on.
controlling them boys, man.
Whoa,
He was doing. He
hold
wasn't
on, hold on.
scoring, but he was
I
controlling
got
boards.
three double-digit rebounders on my starting
I don't
lineup.
give a fuck what you got. I got
So
one of the. I got
But
one of the
Bill Russ,
499.
I want
Hey,
to say
hold
this.
up, True. Hold up, True. Let me break this shit down to you. Now I know we ain't featuring him and we ain't basically using him. But Michael Jordan's a cheat code. LeBron
Yup.
James is a cheat code.
When they don't thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
Magic is a cheat code, and I got the last one. I'm
I got
sorry, Bill Russell.
five cheat codes.
That
I
shit
got five
sound
cheat
good,
codes.
but the game ain't gonna let Bill Russell dominate Kareem. I'm sorry.
He
I'm just
don't
gonna tell
got
you that right
dominate. He don't got dominate. He don't got score.
now.
Cream doesn't
Magic, you
score.
watch. Magic gonna put it on lead team, but LeBron gonna do the same.
Man,
Yeah,
Yep.
listen, I ain't worried
matchup.
about
So my
Tough
question to
matchup.
Sean
man.
is: are you
Time
playing
to
with the
focus.
Heat, Sean?
Yeah, uh-huh.
So you may be okay because they feature Bam a lot, right?
Yeah.
So Shaq
Mm-hmm.
may get the ball quite a bit in that game.
Yeah.
Listen, man,
That's my
I'm just
hope.
ready for my next. I'm just ready for the next round, man. Please give me some.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired.
you
I
just
want some
got lucky
competition.
that you picked
I want some competition, man.
two wing players because Tatum and Brown shoot all them damn threes. So it was a natural thing for Harden. Hey, nigga, your GM skills is booty, nigga. You got
I
Bam.
guess. I guess. Listen, B, I can't listen. You took a loss. The team I
You
trained,
right.
you lost to him.
You
The
right.
team
I
I
took a
trained,
loss. But I
exactly.
guarantee
You
you
lost
this,
to him.
nigga. When we play, when they put them teams up next to each other, I'm gonna blow your monkey ass out the water.
I guess it's gonna be different. Like, God
Because
damn, the
if you look
defense.
at ratings, nigga, you can't fuck with my team.
Listen, man. That's what they said about. Hey, man.
I mean,
trying
Bill
to tell
Russell
you,
has
it's
the highest
different.
rebound rate in the game, though.
It's different. It's different, man. Like J Mac picked against me. It's different when you see it yourself, and it gets
J
man.
Mac
It's
played against you.
different.
Hey,
No, you
wait,
beat the team
B,
that beat me. You right.
B, your team
That man
lost to Select.
choked.
Listen,
Your
every
team
time,
lost
Yeah,
to
every
man.
Select.
time piece.
Them motherfuckers hit
Hey,
16
that's a
threes on
travesty,
me,
bro.
dog.
That's a travesty. Hey,
Nah,
Select's roster is
Sam
boo boo.
Jones. Sam Jones was balling that game, but then Sam Jones played like shit the next game.
Yeah,
He
Yep.
got
I
locked
seen that
up.
game he played against
What was
Duke.
the difference? What was the difference? Oh, J Mac, he got locked up. He couldn't
Nah,
do
they
all that stuff.
Now,
Kobe
for
was doing
whatever
it dunking
reason,
every time.
now I don't know why. For whatever reason, Tony Parker he didn't take that many shots against me. Against you, True, he's the one that was jacking. At
Yeah,
one
he thought
point,
he
I
Right.
was
think
Steph
he
Curry.
missed like nine.
But
He
that's what.
missed like
Yeah,
Hey,
9
He
shots in
thought
a
he was
row.
Steph Curry out
that's
there.
what I'm saying though. That's what I'm saying. We play. If you they play off of percentages.
And I'm
If you
gonna tell
notice
you
the
this:
shots.
Tony Parker obviously felt he had the best matchup against James Harden. Oscar Robertson gonna get 35 on that nigga.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Hey,
adjustments.
Nigga,
I can't play the
yeah,
whole
we
game.
definitely
Hold on. Hey,
go ahead.
do I got True?
We don't know yet. We won't know yet.
Hold on. What you? Oh,
Cause,
so it goes the
cause, cause,
highest seed to the lowest seed.
exactly,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, nigga, J Mac out. That means I'm the second highest seed left in the tournament.
yeah. So you should get a home game.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So
And
you will automatically get
and
a
we
home
don't want no home game. We played like shit at home. We want to be on the road.
Bro. Man, listen, home game, we can play on the blacktop in 2K mode, man. It don't
Hey,
matter, man.
bro.
We
Hey,
play this,
bro.
man.
Credit your team because you got two outside wings in Kobe and James Harden. You probably gonna beat me because, hey, dog, I'm averaging 5 threes a game, nigga.
Yeah, if you can't
Yeah,
score in
you
the paint,
can't do
you
that
can't.
on 2K,
Now here's the
B.
thing: if you can't score in the paint on my team, you're not gonna win.
Oh,
So
I'm gonna
He
Kareem,
can
score.
he can score
Kareem
against
going to
your
be.
team in the paint, Drew.
I'm gonna score on your
That's what
team
I'm
in the
saying. That's
paint.
what I'm saying.
It's
B.
the
That's what I'm
3-point
saying.
shooting that I'm worried about. That's where I can't keep up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
close. I
Yeah,
think if I'm honestly playing against these teams, it's gonna be close because they got people that can score inside the paint.
Hey, and if
Yeah.
Jerry West finally get his finger out of his ass, maybe he'll put 35 on you next game.
Kobe and
Jerry
Jerry West,
West
that's
can
gonna be
shoot
a
in the
good
game, though.
matchup.
Jerry West
That's
can
gonna be a
shoot.
good matchup.
He ain't been shooting, CA. He been shooting like shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Reggie Miller.
surprised.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
I
surprised.
Vince
think
He
Reggie.
Carter was a
was
bum
ass
on
up
that
though.
game,
Okay.
man. Vince Carter was a straight bum against
Shit,
He
Drew.
was. He
Hey,
was.
Vince Carter hit 6 threes on me. He went 6
Yeah.
for 9,
Yo,
bro.
That's crazy.
he was like, what's
He
his
didn't even
three
have a
on?
bucket
His
against
three
True
has to be
Team.
like a 90 something,
No, he
yo.
scored
His three got to be.
17 points. He just scored them in the first quarter.
Yeah, man,
I swear I don't remember him scoring no bucket.
he was scoring, yo. That
Tony
first
Parker
half,
was getting all the buckets in the first quarter.
yeah, you gotta go
By
back and watch
when Bean
did.
played, Bob Petty was fucking that nigga up from the three.
that fourth
Yeah.
quarter. Now that fourth
Yeah,
quarter
that's who was
was
torching Bean.
Yeah, that's
Bob
a
Pettis
fluke,
in that
man.
fourth
'Cause
quarter, that nigga was torching his ass from
man.
three.
I had Giannis.
Hey,
That was,
Anti. What 2 minutes ago, them niggas hit like 5 threes.
Yup.
that was crazy.
Them niggas.
You know what's
Bob
I
crazy?
mean,
Pettis. Bob
Yo,
Pettis
I
hit
didn't
like
know
3 of them bitches.
Yo, and you know what's
That
crazy?
nigga was
He really
killing
shot.
them
If
hoes.
you go back look at the tape, he really shot that range though. That's the crazy thing about it. You go look at that tape, he was hitting at that range as a power
I used
forward
to
center.
play in 2K. I used to play with the all time Hawks. I used to torch niggas with Dominique Wilkins and Bob Petty. Just them alone. Torch people.
Yeah. Hey, so real quick, because we're gonna get ready to wrap up here and then knock out this top 5. But just on Friday. So listen, Friday we'll be back on live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna start the draft. We're gonna try to start the draft at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So about an hour into the stream, we're gonna try to start the draft, the defensive draft. All right. We'll have to lay out everything that night. So if you haven't been doing it already, make sure you got your research done. Again, we going 30 seconds per pick. If you're in the chat, if you're drafting in the chat, again, we know it's a delay. We will give you more time in the chat, but also if you're in the chat, drafting in the chat, we'll let you know your pick is coming up after what your pick is coming up next. So you need to have your pick ready. So again, we won't have these long delays.
Hey, Sean.
What's up, Anti?
Don't be telling me how to pick my players, bro. You heard me?
Hey, look. I'm just telling you, Anti. If you pick a team with 9 safeties, and
you're gonna lose,
Boy, they gonna run all over his ass.
You're gonna lose, yo. You're not playing.
Y'all forget this.
Bro, Anti, you not
Hold on.
controlling the team, bro. It's the computer.
So you gotta remember.
But you forget this Madden, fam.
So you got to
man,
remember.
Madison makes it different, man.
You got to remember. It's different. It's gonna be different when you're not on the sticks, right? So because what we're doing is we're gonna let it auto fill out your backups. So it's gonna auto fill in your backup. So when you do the simulation, you're not in control of that. So I would not suggest you pick 9 safeties in your defensive
I
draft.
ain't say no 9 safeties, dog.
I'm just saying.
You said no linebackers, man.
That nigga whole back line gonna be under 220.
No, I'm not picking no linebackers, bro.
I'm just
gonna lose, man.
It's gonna auto fill in your
hold up,
You can't be the worst team two drafts in a row, man.
True, hold up. What's the difference between a free safety and a linebacker?
Today it ain't no difference, but you're doing an all
Today
it ain't much of a difference.
Hold on,
you probably looking at a 10-pound difference, bro. That's it.
No, I'm talking about
yeah,
elite
but
level.
free
I'm
safety
talking
is a
about
big
an
difference.
elite level. It's a big difference.
No, I mean nowadays, it ain't really much different from a strong safety and a linebacker.
Tell us how many safety can separate tackle Derrick Henry, man.
Now I heard some shit in my day, but that sounds like a vacuum right there.
Yeah, that ain't me.
So just know that, again, the roster you pick is the roster we're gonna try to build in Madden, but again, it's gonna auto draft your backups. So if you pick a bunch of one position and don't pick nothing else, it's gonna fill in the rest of your roster. So I suggest you build a normal NFL team. That's all I'm gonna
good. Trust me, bro.
Hey, I'm leaving it alone.
There's basically another Tony Allen.
No, because I play Madden. basically you
You're
building.
not playing,
You
but
are
you missing the whole
building.
point.
But
You're
you
not
got to
But I'm
playing.
remember,
saying though, you build.
you're not on the sticks.
I know that, but you
Yeah.
built. It's like having a MUT draft, bro. I'm telling you, I
no.
does this.
What he's saying though, Anti, is that the game is going to sub those guys out if they're not
No,
in
they
the
won't.
position.
Hold up,
I'm
now
telling
Let
because
him
you
do.
said
Let
we
him do it. Let him do it.
now
He
because
can
you
play
said
you.
we picking up now because you said we picking our playbooks too, right?
You pick your playbooks, but
All right,
again,
so my
keep in mind
defensive play.
it's gonna pick, because remember now, think about it, right? How many playbooks have it where you got, again, multiple DBs on the field and no linebackers?
3-3-5.
Okay.
Yeah, but the other three is
John,
linebackers. Go ahead, B.
Let him pick. Just let him do what he do.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna leave it alone.
You told him. You told
Yeah,
him.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
You know you done fucked up, right?
Yeah,
You fucked up, man. You know you playing. You know
Yeah.
you playing Madden, right?
Yeah, I'm just
Man,
saying.
listen, this the same as your $20 pick, man.
If you want to be Matt Miller and do this draft, that's fine. But I don't want to hear no complaints afterwards.
You can't be
it
a
won't be
bad
no
GM
complaints
two
at
drafts in a
all.
row.
Okay,
You
all
can't
right.
be a bad GM two drafts in a row, Anton, man.
Yeah.
I know if somebody for some reason can't make it, need their defense, I'll pick.
Yes. So that's the other thing. Thank you, B. So if you're not able to make it on Friday and you're not in by 9:00, somebody else in the chat or in the panel will pick your defense for you. All right.
Yeah,
So
it's 16 people too. So
yeah, and from the sounds of it, sounds like some people might need a defense pick for them by somebody else. So,
I don't say no names. We don't say no
hey,
names.
I didn't say no name. I didn't say no name.
Come in 905.
I guarantee you, no. I guarantee you, dog, with the roster these names that I got in my head and I'm gonna put, I'm telling you, dog.
You act like we can't pick.
I'm telling you. No, I want y'all to.
Yeah.
Listen,
Deion Sanders at outside linebacker.
We try.
No, I won't.
Yo, that'd be
crazy talk right there. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Hey, Sean, so you picking out the hat again for order, or we got the same?
Yeah. So we'll be doing a random draft order again. So it won't be the same as
Brother
that.
I want to get in that.
Hold on, if Brother Omari a top 4 pick. I mean, we gotta investigate after that, man. We need.
Hey, listen. I put the names in the hat. I shake them up. It's random.
Hey, true. I'm the new blessing on blessing, baby. Stop hating, man.
Pick and pop.
Yeah.
Pick and pop. Not pick and pop, but Ray DeRozzo. I think you got one.
Yeah, that's a good top 5. So we'll do that top 5 real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and shut it down for the night.
I can't wait.
And it's your top 5 sports video games of all time, right? All time. All right. And if you're in the chat, drop yours in the chat as well.
Pick and pop. Don't be giving them ideas of what to pick.
Hey,
let them
That's your problem now, pick a pop. That's your problem now, pick a pop.
Hey, listen, if you're not drafting, don't be dropping names. We will block you. All right, we'll block you that night.
We can't block pick and pop.
I'm just saying, we'll block you that night. Just consider
time out
like
for about 30 seconds. That's all.
Yeah, no. It's gonna be longer than 30 seconds.
Yeah, you can't be helping motherfuckers draft.
Just consider yourself when you came home late and your girl was mad and she don't talk to you for a day.
First of all, it's no way, man. You in the house and you ain't finna talk to me. You hear me?
Hey, listen, you ain't gonna be walking in the house at no 6 a.m. neither though.
Bullshit. I wish you would say something if I'm walking in the house at 6 o'clock in the morning.
She ain't gonna say nothing. She gonna say nothing that time. She gonna wait. She go in there and go to sleep. She gonna put them.
She gonna wait.
I'm gonna come in there and tear that ass up. Bruce can go to sleep.
Oh, you trying to be dead with belly, huh?
Yeah, okay. She can go to sleep.
All right.
And she better not ask me where I was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Who y'all got, man?
Hey,
I'll start it.
They had video games back when you was a kid, B.
Oh. Yo, that's a good one. That's wrong for that. That was a good one.
Hey, I had to give calling me Benzino, nigga.
I think I called you Benzino.
Yeah.
I called you Benzino.
Yeah.
When I do that, bro?
You did it on Lamont Channel.
Why would I call you Benzino?
Because when we was turning the cameras on.
Oh, you turned the camera on. I'm like, shit, he looked like Benzino.
That don't look like no damn Benzino, nigga.
Yeah.
Yo,
Hey,
miss.
hey, I got a Tecmo Bowl, NBA Jam.
Hold up, time out. The fuck is Tecmo Bowl? You don't know Tecmo
Oh
Bowl?
man,
What the fuck is that?
That's Bo
that's why
Jackson
we know you're
fan.
gonna pick a sorry ass defense, man.
Hey, J Mac, I bet my defense is better than yours. How about that? Fuck you mean?
I'm telling you, I want to play you first. Hey,
I
Sean, can you
want to
make
play
it?
you first.
Can you set it up so with
J
me
Mac,
and
set it
that
up.
time to play first?
Get
Hey,
it, J.
listen. Hey, listen. We gonna find out who these C's is because I want to play Mac Def first with Lamar Jackson as his quarterback.
Boy.
Mark Jackson better be escaping that pocket like a he better do. Yeah,
Oh no,
200
listen,
yards
J
my
Mac,
defensive
J
line
Mac,
is
200 yards
J
rushing.
Mac.
Huh?
You don't want to see no Patrick Mahomes, dog. You hear me?
Hey,
You don't want
listen,
to see
my
that
defensive
guy, man.
line
He's
is
got to
coming.
finish his top
Yeah,
five.
go ahead, Bees.
Yeah, I had what did I say? Tecmo Bowl, NBA Jam, NCAA football, Madden, and what was that? Major League Baseball, the show.
The show.
Okay, that's
That's a
I'll
good.
good
go
one.
next. I'll go next.
Go ahead, bro.
You got Madden first of all. You got Blitz. I don't know if y'all niggas remember Blitz, bro.
I
Yeah, I
remember.
remember that.
Blitz was my shit. NFL Street was my shit. And I don't know if y'all remember 2K used to have a football game back in the day.
Yeah, they did with T.O. on the
Yeah,
cover.
with T.O. on the cover. Yeah, that was my
2K5.
shit.
2K5.
Yeah, 2K5, yeah. 2K5 football. And shit. I ain't really no 2K fan today.
Shit, 2K need to start making football games
I
again
say
because
NBA
EA
Street.
Sports is trash, nigga.
NBA Street.
Madden got the license.
They got one. No, they got a 2K football. NFL.
Not coming out when it's
Nah,
coming
that's
out.
what I'm saying. They ain't had nothing new.
No, I think they have a new one.
Nah, they ain't got a new. I would have had it.
Nah,
It was.
because EA Sports got the exclusive license from the NFL. That's why.
Hey, what's the best Madden?
07 with Mike Vick on the cover.
No.
17, the best Madden.
No, the hell is not.
Yeah, it is.
If you ask
Hey, I
me, the
think
one that has
wasn't 07 wasn't
No,
07 Madden the one when they put in that passing vision
quarterback
feature?
vision. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Hell, that shit was trash.
No.
I thought that was Madden. I thought that was
17.
Madden 2000.
No,
I thought that was Madden
05,
06.
05 Madden the best.
I think. Hold up.
Hey, when they had Mike
right.
Vick on the cover, that nigga was unstoppable.
Yeah, that was Madden
Hold up.
2000.
Nah, which one had Sean Alexander on the cover?
That was
the best one.
I'm tweaking.
Nah, I
That
disagree.
one had Sean Alexander was on the cover. That was the best match.
I disagree.
Yeah, I get them mixed
Shit,
up.
that was the best one.
I disagree.
The one that had Sean Alexander on it was the best one.
I don't think so.
The one with Ray Lewis on there was good too.
Not for him.
That was 05. No, hell no.
Sean Alexander.
Which one had Ray Lewis on it?
05. 05 had to be the one with Ray Lewis.
The 05 is the best Madden, bro.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, it's not.
How you wouldn't even old enough to play it then, was you?
You were lying. Like I played. If I played 07, I damn sure played 05. Hell no.
Bro, what's your other two games, bro?
It was that NBA Streets and that 2K.
Okay.
Who's next? CA, I want to hear your list.
Fuck. I got NBA Street Volume 1. I got fuck.
I missed them NFL.
I got 2K. I got NBA 2K11 for sure. NBA Jam. Shit. What else? I'm gonna have to. I would say Madden 17. And then I'm gonna drop another NBA 2K in there. NBA 2K 17.
Man, I'm surprised ain't nobody said live yet, bro. Live 06, boy. Live used to be the shit back in the day.
I'm about to mess y'all up with my list, man.
Hey, I got
He don't have Atari. He don't
seen
have
in the chat. Mike Tyson
For the Sega Genesis.
Oh man, that's in
Nintendo.
mine.
You going to
Yeah, that's in
Atari
mine
and
too.
shit, you heard me?
Watch.
Yeah.
Hey,
They gonna have
Anti,
ping
you
pong in
right.
that motherfucker.
You going
You
back in
right.
the G probably. Cause I
I'm
don't even
about
know
to
what the
say. I'm
fuck
about to say
Tecmo
double
Bowl even
dribble.
was.
I'm about to say
What the
double
fuck is
dribble.
that? The fuck is that?
I'm about to say double dribble. Mike Tyson's punch out. This ain't in no order. Tecmo Bowl, Ring King, and and Live 96.
Ray the Roswell, did you put NBA
Hold up.
2K18
What
in
the
your top
I
five
know
list?
what the
all
hell
them
is double?
graphics.
Hold up. What
Yo,
is
you
double?
a wild, you
Hold up.
wild
What
now,
is
man.
double dribble?
I heard of that before. I ain't never
Oh
seen
my
it.
God.
Double
I ain't
dribble.
Ray
What
the
never
is
seen
that?
it
Roswell,
played. I don't know what it is. But I
Ray the
heard of it.
Roswell, NBA 2K18 sucks, bro.
It's a
Real NBA.
basketball game. Anti
What was it on? What system was it on?
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Ah, damn.
Hey, that was a fun ass game, man. You can literally run to the corner, jump in the air, jump out of bounds, shoot the ball, and the shit go in every time.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, no, it was. I
Oh
listen,
hell no.
It wasn't as advanced as it was today as it is today.
But it was the
Yeah,
first game. It was the first game where today's NBA can relate to because you can score in a game. You can score 150 to 160 easily.
God damn.
Yeah, because you can shoot
yeah,
three in it
yeah,
so easily.
yeah.
Bro.
No, the hardest thing about the game was the free throws.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
All
they
right,
had
go
the
ahead.
thing to go up and down,
Yeah,
up and
Go
down.
ahead,
You
up
had
Tom.
and down on
you had to catch
the
it
rim.
right there at the
Yeah,
rim.
right at the rim.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll go next. I got NBA Street Volume 2. I know CA said Volume 1. I got Volume 2.
Yeah, Mario and all them motherfuckers on that.
Yeah,
Mario.
Yeah.
yeah.
He was
Damn,
on the
Mario
team.
wasn't on no street.
Yes, he was, bro. If you had GameCube Mario,
Mario.
you could download Mario on the and Peach and
Yeah.
all of them.
Oh
Yeah, if you
hell
had
no.
I
He
had a
ain't
GameCube.
never.
GameCube.
I had
Oh hell no.
I had it on PlayStation.
I had them all
Um,
three.
I had mine on
yeah.
PlayStation.
Yeah. Yeah, so NBA Street Volume 2. I'm gonna throw Mortal Kombat in there. I know it's not a sports game, but it's a fighting game. I kind of consider that a sports
Yeah,
game.
that's
So
what.
Mortal Kombat. Definitely Madden. But it's hard to say which Madden because all of them have been so different for the most part. So I'm gonna just say Madden in general. Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Absolutely.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out was
That shit was hard.
crazy.
You could not beat Tyson, dog.
Hey,
Nigga
speaking
hit
of
your ass
that,
You
with one
could, but it took
uppercut.
forever.
Man,
You
I
could,
beat the shit out of Mike on that game.
you could, but
One
it was that
uppercut, nigga, you
forever.
out the ring. What the hell,
And
dog?
y'all,
All you had to do
and
was dodge the first one, bro. Once you
yeah,
dodge the first one,
you
bam,
can catch him.
yeah,
You can catch him.
you had his rhythm.
Hey, y'all remember when when he lost and they took him out the game and they replaced him with the white dude who looked like him, but it wasn't him? Y'all remember that? They just called it Punch Out. Yeah.
yeah. I take
Yeah.
Are you done your list?
Yeah, no, I got one more. And I'm gonna throw Bulls versus Lakers in there.
Hey, Lee.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on, B?
Francisco Lindor just signed for $341 million with the Mets.
Goodness gracious.
Good for him.
How many? 10 years?
10 years.
I don't know. I just read
I'm 10 years,
10 years.
10 years, 341. I ain't mad.
Tyler
I'm glad he
It's
never-
always 10. It's always 10 years. It's gonna be.
Tyler Lockett just signed an extension with the Seahawks.
Yeah, which I thought was stupid on their
game coming
part.
out too.
This nigga, I think Andre Drummond already hurt. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, well, they about to lose this game.
He hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I go.
list.
I go.
Yeah, go ahead and drop your list. Go ahead and drop your list.
All right,
How'd he get hurt, Anti?
I don't know, man. Something wrong with his feet. I don't know.
I got NBA 2K11. I got UFC. I got WWF No Mercy. Madden.
Oh, okay.
And Fight Night.
WWF.
Yeah, No
What's
Mercy.
the last one, bro?
No Mercy.
That's Fight
the
Night.
last one.
Oh yeah, Fight Night.
Yeah,
Fight
that
Night.
was what WWE was used to be called before the World Wildlife Federation got a hold of them.
Yeah.
It might be
like
WWF.
Smack.
I gotta look it up.
Smack was good too.
They about to
Smackdown, shut your mouth series. That's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
That's on fire.
He was doing fighting games,
I
boy.
go
Killing
next.
it.
Go ahead, True.
Mortal Kombat. This is this is one of my favorite basketball games. I don't know because it's nostalgia, but Street Hoops. Well, half man, half amazing on the cover. I don't know if
Yeah,
y'all remember that.
I remember
That
Street
joint was
Hoops.
fire. That was fire to me. You know what I mean, UFC. It been multiple UFC video games. I'm gonna say just UFC video games. Two more NBA 2K and SmackDown versus Raw series. SmackDown versus Raw 07 specifically though.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Who didn't go? What we got?
Yeah.
Brother
Anybody
Omari?
didn't go?
I think Lee and
Gotta
Brother
do
Omari
it.
didn't go.
Honorable mention, nigga. Put that Killer Instinct in there, nigga. Blah, blah, blah,
Nah,
blah, 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 blah,
I
blah,
ain't
blah,
go
blah.
with.
You a Killer Instinct fan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
that
go
nigga was my
next.
shit back in the
Go
Yeah,
G.
that's
ahead.
true, Renegade. Tekken was fire. Tekken was fire.
I ain't no Tekken guy, man. I'm more a combat guy, man. I'm biased.
Yeah.
Nigga hit
Go
that
ahead, stand
ultra
on business.
combo on your
Yeah, go ahead.
nigga.
I'll say 2K11, Def Jam Vendetta,
That's a
Ooh,
good one.
okay.
That's a good one.
That's a
I
good
like
one.
that.
Fighting games, though.
NBA Street V2,
Sports entertainment.
2K13,
Okay.
and then I like 2K13, and then
That's the
I
one
have
with
to
Jordan
say
on the
I
cover, ain't
don't care if it's not no sports game. It's the greatest game
Nah,
ever. Grand
nah,
Theft
that's
Auto San Andreas.
He just
Hey,
had
yo,
to mention
see,
that.
I knew
He just had to
somebody was
mention
going to
that.
do it. You got to tell that with that one. There ain't no type of sport, no related sports to that at all, man. You chill out, man. You got to chill, man.
And second of all, how long you been carrying around that Benzino comment?
He definitely was holding on for like last
deep,
week.
bro. That cut deep.
He was holding on for like last week.
Nah, that was 3 nights ago.
You know what? Stand on business, dog. And I just seen somebody put a video out with it. He did a video. Benzino got a new song out. That nigga trying to act like he was old boy. He was naked in the mirror or some shit like that singing.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Benzino like 50 years old. He got to chill, man.
Come on,
Hell
man.
no, dog.
Come on, man.
Sean J Mac. Y'all got to get your favorite rapper, man.
Hey, man, I don't mess with that dude. He's always garbage.
You talking
Benzino
about that?
was a rapper?
You like Boston?
Yeah, he's a rapper.
That's your man.
Boston.
fan.
Yeah, he had one good song.
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Hold on. We're going to shut that down.
Yeah. Benzino had one good song.
Where's Lee?
I didn't even know that nigga rap.
Oh, I'm here. Yeah, one song.
Let's get your list. Lee.
Eminem ended that nigga's career.
Facts.
I can believe it.
Yo, he still hold a gun to this day. That's when you know it's bad. Like, you still like hot.
What you got for us, bro?
I got Barbie and Ken.
I know it.
I got.
Hey, I'm going to sleep, bro.
Oh my
I'm going to
God.
sleep.
That's a video game.
I'm going to sleep, dog.
I know you didn't just ask that. I know you just didn't ask
Barbie and Ken. You know what? Let me find out you be
That's
playing
not
with
even
dogs.
is that a game? You made a whole toy.
I'm just trolling. No, seriously.
Barbie and Ken. Hell no.
Madden 2004. That's my all-time favorite.
Good one.
Technically it's not a sports game, but Taken. Motor Combat.
That's based off the movie.
Take it. You said take it.
Taking a taken.
Tekken.
I thought he said
Taken.
like
I'm like,
the
what
movie. I
the
thought he
fuck?
said about the
No,
movie.
I said
Like, that's a video game.
no. I said Tekken.
Taken too. I'm like, huh?
No. So those two. Mortal Kombat, even though technically it's not a sports game. I like 2K, but I've never been, one to play it a lot, so I can't really name a 2K game or NBA Live. Then Madden, then Madden 2005, and then my last one. Yeah, I can say WWE No Mercy. I'll go with Stand on Business. With Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah. Everybody went, right?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, we're gonna shut it down. But y'all know, for those of y'all that's on the panel, I know everybody on the panel ain't baseball fans, but y'all know baseball season starts tomorrow, man. So just want everybody quick World Series predictions, real quick.
The White Sox.
We're not
That's
doing that.
crazy. That's insane. I'm a casual baseball fan,
Tim
man. That's
Anderson.
crazy.
Tim Anderson gonna win MVP.
Hey, man,
Dodgers,
I'm gonna say this.
versus Yankees. Dodgers repeat.
I got the
I'm
Braves
a, I'm
versus
a,
the Dodgers.
I'm a, I'm gonna say
You
this.
said who?
Baltimore.
The
I'm gonna
Braves
say
versus
this.
the Dodgers.
They
I'm gonna say
they
this.
can't be in the
Baltimore
World Series.
Orioles.
They both in the NL.
Baltimore
I mean,
Orioles won the World
not
Series.
versus the Dodgers.
Yankees. He said Yankees first.
Yeah, Baltimore Orioles won the World Series. I
Yeah, we're not
stamp
doing
that.
that either. We're not doing that either.
Stamp
True.
that. What's the
Yeah,
what's the date? What's
we're
the
not doing
date?
that either. True.
March
The best
31st,
in the World Series.
2020.
We're not doing that.
It's about that time, man.
Hey, B,
Hey, what's up, my brother?
and I'm
Oh
reading
shoot.
into this wrong, but if you notice, LeBron James haven't been at none of the Lakers home games.
And then got arrested.
No, he was going to the games. He ain't now.
I ain't seen him at one.
No, he was on
He
the
probably
bench.
been
I think around
getting
80.
that leg right, man. Get that
AD,
ankle
AD
straight.
done been at every game.
Yeah, but see, like he he shouldn't have been
Somebody got
going
a
to them
steady.
games right after he got hurt. His ass need to be home getting treatment instead of walking
Okay.
around and doing all that shit.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
wouldn't
so
go.
what time the
I
game
wouldn't go
come
to the
on
game.
tomorrow?
8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Minnesota
All right.
Twins win.
Me and
That's
Cisco.
crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey
He said
Sean,
Minnesota Twins.
are we gonna do are we gonna predict the NFL draft? Is that coming up soon?
Yeah, we will be doing that soon. We will be doing that soon. At least
Isn't
the
that the
first
end of
round mock.
April?
Yeah, it's in April 29th draft.
Yeah, we
We
got
may
some time.
actually, yeah, we got some time. We may actually live stream during the first round of the draft, just doing instant analysis and reaction. That's on a third. It's on a Thursday night, so we may change it up that week a little bit from the live streams, but we'll see.
With the number one overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Kyle Trask.
On that
Yeah,
note, on that note, it's
yeah,
a wrap. I know
yeah.
SP. I know SP tight over there because Chicago is in a battle right now.
All right,
Yeah,
salute,
yeah.
fellas.
Hey, salute
Hey,
y'all. We'll
man.
be back on live Friday night, but again, wait for the game. The game will drop tomorrow night between Brother Omari and Cisco. So
Who
tomorrow
y'all
night at 8
got?
p.m.
Ah man,
Who y'all got?
I got
I'm
Cisco.
taking Cisco.
Woo! Y'all disrespecting Jordan.
No.
Nah, that's our U3 partner, man. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah, no.
Oh
Can't go
man.
against. Can't go against.
We know how it is now, huh? Say
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
it's the
hey,
Nah,
True.
Warrior.
nah, nah, nah.
Hey, True.
Real
It
talk
ain't
though.
like nothing. I
He do
got
got a
my
good
ass
team
whooped.
though.
I'm out of
He got a
there.
good team.
Yeah, J. But yeah, you picked against me. I was like, yeah, J. picked against me. I know you
I was
lost and
just
all,
trying to
but
be objective,
nah.
bro. I was just
Yeah.
trying to be objective.
Yeah, you know what? I can't be mad at that. You know, you gotta cap some parity. You gotta, you know
Yeah,
what I
man.
mean?
I knew y'all was gonna whoop their ass.
Yeah. Hey, Tay Sean, we about to wrap up, man.
Boy,
So
you
definitely,
choked, boy. You
yeah.
choked. Y'all team choked so bad.
Hey, bro, they lost. They ain't choke.
Yeah, we
Choke
lost.
mean
Yeah, we just lost.
they just lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lord. I mean, it gets
Yeah.
Kareem though, man. You can't show. I mean,
Well,
it ain't
No,
like
I
he.
am though.
no. He could shoot the threes, which kept him in the game, but technically he was undersized. So
Yeah, the matchup. I'm saying the whole matchup, and then
they fouled my team a lot. Hey, we got 17 free throws in that
No,
game.
I'm just talking about. I'm talking about that one game where J Mac his team just went cold all of a sudden.
No,
Hey,
you
They
they
talking
fourth
said
played
quarter.
one
Talking about
game.
that fourth quarter.
Yeah,
we
they
talking
played
about the
one
just said
game.
same
unto.
game. No,
Yeah, they just said unto.
it didn't go cold. Dame was cold all game. They just
Yeah,
kept Dame in the
Yeah,
game for
Dame.
some
yeah,
reason.
and
He
plus,
was like,
Dame made
plus,
that 1-3. I thought he was about to snap. He had
well,
that 1-3.
plus
I thought he about to snap.
Dame was a rated 94, so he was gonna miss some.
well,
Yeah.
shit, I got a rated 95, and I don't think he made but two games, J
What you mean? That's crazy.
Come on, J
Yeah.
Mac.
Yeah, man.
Maybe
All right,
wide
fellas.
open too.
Salute to
Yeah.
everybody, bro.
All right,
Hey,
salute.
yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, we're back on live Friday night. The game will drop tomorrow night.
Catch y'all.
But if you're joining us for the first time, thanks for joining us. And again, if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, click, and subscribe to U3 Sports Talk. Turn on the notifications because, again, we got content dropping regularly. And obviously, when we go live, we want you live with us. J-Mac, you got anything, brother?
Man, as usual, man. Y'all be safe out there, bro.
All right,
Peace
man.
out. Stay safe.
Hey, thanks, Extreme, brother. Appreciate you. And again, from on behalf of Cisco and J-Mac, I'm Sean from U3 Sports Talk, and we will see y'all later. Peace.